Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join. What's happened there?
Well, Ross isn't here, so it doesn't sound the same.
No. For audio listeners, Matthew's rocking a bandage over his eye.
He is! Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Hello.
My name is Maffew.
My name is Jack, and this is Joel.
And together we are...
Maffew and Jack and Joel.
This podcast really changes.
I'm the bad boy. I'm the cute one.
I'm the wild card.
Everyone needs a wild card.
Yes. Hello, I'm Maffew. I am wearing a thing over my eye because it got bloody infected.
Oh, right.
Oh, the eyelid did anyway. I mean, if the eye got infected, I wouldn't be here. I'd be bloody, panicking.
How long have you got to wear that for?
This is just to get me through this podcast because the incredible lights we have here. But
Fair
I've not been
enough.
wearing it. But I have had some cream, which is called Golden Eye Cream, which I thought was nice.
yes.
Thank you, Tina Turner. And also The Edge. No, it's not The Edge. It's Bono wrote it, sorry.
Did he? Oh, yes,
He did.
he did. Because it was the
Did he?
Because it was the 90s.
He did. He did. So I woke up on Friday with my a bit swollen, and I was like, okay, that's looks a bit bad. Got some over-the-counter stuff.
The pollen's been up, the weather's been,
Right.
Yeah.
It could be anything. And then on Saturday I woke up and it was disgusting.
Oh, God.
It was like, oh no, it looked like a bad pasty.
You got an appointment straight away?
Well, not straight away. I had to go to the hospital and wait for hours as we do on a lovely Saturday. And this was the day the weather turned nice in Newcastle, and you had to be stuck inside for hours because, of course. So yeah, the nice doctor looked at it and went, "Okay, it's just your eyelid that's infected. It's okay. Here's some cream. Here's some antibiotics. Just keep on taking these. It'll be all right." So I'm a bit loopy and lucid today. It's nothing out of the ordinary, I know. But she said, "Look, it's fine if it carries on and goes down. No issues. If it does spread or gets worse, come see us immediately because if it's in your eyelid, it's going to go to your eye, and then it's going to go to your brain, and then you're going to have issues." I'm like, okay. And they do this weird thing at doctors.
So scared.
I don't know if the last time you've been there, but or maybe it's just a Newcastle thing, but they're like, say it again so you've heard it
That's
and
good.
understood.
That's good.
And I'm like, I guess because people don't like going, I mean, no one likes going to hospitals,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like, no, you need to come back if it spreads. And I'm like, don't worry, I heard you the first time. The thing about spreading to my brain was quite dramatic. Thank you.
Well, I hope it just goes away.
It's going down.
Oh, good.
It was really bad the first few days because I couldn't even, going to sleep. I'm like, I had to stay in a certain position because if I leant that side, it's like, because it was red and throbbing.
Oh, my God.
I didn't take any photos because I don't want to be reminded of it. Upset members of my family. And also, you don't want to take a picture of yourself in pain online because then months later, people be seeing it and going, "Oh my God, are you all right?" It's like, yeah, it's fine.
I remember one Halloween I dressed as the baseball Fury from the
That's right,
Warriors,
yeah.
and you thought I'd been punched because I took a picture the next day of me hungover. It was like the night before when the
forgot
face
about
paint
that.
was all good, and then the morning after when it was all over the place, and it looked like I just had a disgusting black eye. And Matthew messaged like, "Are you all right?" Which was nice of you. Some lads in leather vests.
I was
beat me
going to
up.
say, yeah.
Shoved that up.
I could not dig it.
Turn me into a popsicle stick.
Yeah. Well,
Lads were coming up to me that night saying that to me. I was like,
oh, that's nice.
good. Never seen the film.
I knew it, yeah. I've read the Wikipedia page.
No, I've seen scenes. It's janky. There's fight scenes that are like
It's very 80s, yeah. But yeah.
wrestling and that.
Yeah, well, I mean, how are you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely fine. I'm loving that the weather's. But you just feel happier when the weather's nice, don't you?
Yes.
It's just yeah. But nothing to report. It's been all wrestling all the time. Don't know why I looked at Joel there. All the time, Joel.
What's up, baby?
So much wrestling that Ross is taking a well-deserved break.
Yes, he
this
is,
week.
of course. But he'll be back next week
He will.
for the build-up to Backlash. That's next weekend,
right,
isn't it? Yeah.
Good God, where's that come from?
Never stops.
And Joe, we might as well ask you how you're doing.
Hello. Might as well, eh?
Might as well.
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying the weather.
Are you excited for the Hall of Fame because you've got another chance?
Yeah, but I feel you now. It's really hard to come up with one.
Oh, yeah.
To come up with a good one as well. So
You just need to write really flowery descriptions in the Patreon
yeah,
poll, and then that one will win.
I'm gonna phone it in this week.
Nah,
I think it might win, but it's not. I'm not proud of it.
every pick needs to have "This is Ross's" one next to it, so they know which one to vote for.
Yeah. I might just put Ross in brackets next to mine, and then I might win.
Oh my God.
Although he didn't win.
That's a great.
We need to see if that works.
Didn't win this week though, did he?
No.
We'll get to it.
We certainly bloody will. Whoa, you hold your horses. In the news this week, speaking in a recent interview with Errol Hawani, who loves WrestleMania 4, Steve Austin explained the ATV was different to the ones he's used to driving, and being unfamiliar with the controls led to the unfortunate incident.
No, this is not true. My childhood was built upon the fact that James Bond and Steve Austin can commandeer any vehicle and just be able to drive it or pilot it, and now he can't. It ruined my childhood. That.
Yeah, I don't want to see James Bond go, oh no, I can't drive shtick.
Yeah. James Bond's about to peel away with the girl in the front seat and he just stalls it. Oh, this never usually happens.
I'm really sorry. Can you go and make sure there's no traffic behind me?
Do you have any?
The car behind me is always got far too close.
Mr. Trevelyan, do you have any jumper cables?
That's a great bit.
Thank you. We're off to a great start. Congratulations on Liverpool winning the league, by the way.
Thank you very much. Maffew?
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Just when you say great start, I was about to be like Tottenham got against Liverpool before. Yeah.
Different throttle setup than what I'm used to. Long story short, just a different throttle system. I'm pretty dang handy in a four-wheeler. Austin lied. I was embarrassed by it. I think everybody is okay. You go out there on the biggest night in wrestling and you end up like that. It's not the greatest day at the office. You go out there and want to give people the best show that you can, and when you fall short of that, it's not great. No, you didn't fall short. You fall too far.
Did he
That's
mention
the issue.
Did he mention the woman in the quote? Or,
He just said, I think everybody's okay.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just emotional trauma. All right. Oh dear.
Yeah. Sorry, he said something about sending it back to Q Branch to get fixed. It's now also been revealed as to why Gunther has been taken off WTV, as Corey Hayes on X has reported that Gunther requested time off, leading to WWE writing in a storyline reason for him to be out of action. Gunther hasn't spent much time away from WWE over the last few years, going on a record-breaking run as IC champion and world title, blah, 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 blah. You all know this.
I mean, it's especially deserved for him because not only has he been great since he was the IC champion, and before he's always been great. But I remember stories initially, like when he was Walter. Like Walter doesn't want to go to main WWE because he doesn't want to leave home. He doesn't want to leave Europe,
and doesn't want to live in America. Was the specific thing you said?
And I know that everyone's personal circumstances change and everything, but it clearly was a big commitment for him, and it's just nice that it's paid off.
Yeah,
good for him.
Well done. But now he's like, can I leave this country for a bit? Davey Boy Smith, aka the British Bulldog, is in the news this week, and I was very surprised. And I thought,
senior?
what's Tom been up to? Yes, senior, not even the junior. The Wigan Walk of Fame, even known as Believe Stars. What? Believe Stars? Is Walk of Fame not a good enough name? Like Believe Star. All right. With local heroes such as Sir Ian McKellen,
Wigan.
Apparently,
Ian McKellen,
Ella Toone, and Dave Welland.
I think Ella Toone's a footballer. She was one of the Lionesses who won the Euros.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. She's the funny one. That's her gimmick. She is funny.
She's the Joel of Wigan. So far, no spot for Davey Boy Smith, as Wigan Council state they only honour living recipients.
Oh my God, what a brutal rule.
Yeah. Yeah. You're dead.
Yeah, what?
Lol, skill issue.
Whoa.
So Davey Boy Smith's daughter, Georgia, is told the Daily Star, when you think of famous people from Wigan, my dad is number one in my eyes. Well, it's a bit biased there. For what he did on a global stage, I think it's only right he's recognised in his hometown. He's recognised by the WWE in their Hall of Fame, but his family in the UK couldn't be there because it was during COVID. That's right. It's ridiculous in my opinion. Hollywood is a walk of fame, and they give out posthumous stars. Posthumous. Thank you. So I don't understand why Wigan can't. And the Smith family released a petition campaigning for Davey Boy to get his due recognition. You can sign it online. Please do.
Oh, it's still ongoing.
Oh yeah, they're going to keep on making a fuss. And Tom has said that he will go there.
Turn on the lights.
Yeah, to turn on the lights. And I said he has to go dressed as Bulldog circa 93.
I think
because he keeps on losing weight.
Of course, she's going to say that about her dad, but I think she's got a point. Oh yeah, Tom's doing really well. Yeah. But if that's his goal, which is to lose, fair enough.
This is it. This is his motivation.
You don't want to just be like.
He's not motivated for he's quite happy himself. He just wants to look good in that one day shows of the neon Union Jacks.
But I think she's got a point actually. Internationally, maybe he is the most famous sportsman from Wigan. I suppose.
Ooh,
I don't know. Guess so.
Well, we're biased here because we're wrestling fans, so
You would probably say like, well, they should induct Bret Hart into the Wigan Hall of Fame. because he did more for that match.
Oh, I mean, yeah. The local crack dealers will also be very happy.
My goodness.
So he's in our hall. He's in the crack hall of fame.
I've never been to Wigan. I can't comment.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Speaking of Tom, he ended up in the news this week. The lovingly written thing here says he ended Sunday night as an egghead. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't a part of the former BBC series. That's what someone wrote. Well done, Aidan.
Yeah.
Had a lump just above his eye after a concussion scare. I do not like the fact that the clickbaity writers here at Cultaholic wrote Tom Campbell concussion scare, because I didn't even read the article. I went, right, Tom, are you all right,
He did have
Yeah, but I'm not reading this. I want to message him, right? Like, wait, what happened? You're right.
I think he very much gave permission for us to report.
Of course
it
he
as
did.
He would have wanted it that way.
You don't see your bloody friend in that.
No.
The words concussion and scare.
When you watch the footage back that you shared on socials and everything, Tom ended a rumble. Even though he was the ring announcer, there was a comedy bit. Like the next entrant is me, and and then he went in.
Drew Carey of.
But he did more than Drew Carey did. And when you've done little bits, I've only done it a few times, obviously, but when you do little bits in wrestling, get involved in a wrestling match, it makes you think: how do wrestlers remember? Especially in the modern age when they like to choreograph a lot of it and don't just call it in the ring. How do they remember? They've got incredible short-term memory. So even though it looks like Tom only does like 3 things, that's a lot to me. He's got to constantly remember, and he did really well. He gets in, sidesteps the big strong man, throws him out.
Yep.
Then, and obviously the bloke jumps from it now, but it's like Tom makes it look good. Like he hits a stunner.
Yep.
Then like feeds to the corner and pulls himself up. I was like, is Tom a wrestler? What's going on? And then gets put on the apron and then Mick Foley's himself. Like he did not have to. He could have done like the cowardly, like an Andre bump, like I'm on the floor. No, he went. Bah!
He took such a hellacious bump for a ring announcer that the crowd all go, "Oh,
oh
like,
my
and
god!"
It's the reaction of like, "No, is he okay?"
Rumors of heat backstage for him trying to get himself over. No, I'm joking. But like,
Tom working hard, no matter what the rules.
He flung himself, no padding on the just a basketball court or whatever, and he just
real name, no gimmicks,
landed on it. And at first I thought it was just his legs or his arm, because his arm like slaps but it's his head as well. Hits his head off the floor.
Yeah, it's like he gave a splash to an invisible man.
Luckily didn't get concussed, but my God, it couldn't be me. I would never do that.
In my head, like you go, yeah, I'd do this. I'd take the Chris Hamrick bump outside, and you get in the ring, you're like, nah,
I think
one leg out, one leg. Oh no, I'm eliminated.
I think it was Alexis Falcon who knocked him off the apron, and when he shared it on like Twitter or Facebook, I saw her reply like, "I'm so sorry." It's like, no, I don't think it was entirely just your fault. I think Tom went for it. Like oh God.
That's right. We blame you. You're the reason. Could have been worse though. It could have been Minoru Suzuki wrestling Butterbean at WrestleMania 41
Have
weekend.
we not already talked about it?
Well, there's some more news.
Oh no.
I watched WrestleMania talking about it and was like, oh God.
I'll wrestle me.
Yeah, they decided to cover it, which is rather up to date for them. So they were there that weekend.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Dan,
he gets everywhere, that Pete Donaldson.
He does.
He's on the Football Ramble and all sorts. Yeah. Don't step into our domain, Pete Donald. PTD. Calls it PTD. Sorry, I know I'm starting it. He goes over to Japan.
Yeah.
He's got his fingers in multiple pies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wrestle me, how about you wrestle these?
No.
And the Observer Newsletter, Dave Meltzer noted that Suzuki was very upset after the match due to never having one as bad as that before.
It's probably true.
Yeah. Meltzer gave this star rating for the match. Obviously, I don't talk about Meltzer all the time, but only when it's funny.
He gave it a star
He
rating?
gave it minus 459.7 stars.
No.
Said it was even worse than Sheik and Volkov match in Heroes of Wrestling.
It's so mean of him because Butterbean's learned to walk again, literally.
Yeah.
I know you can't. The match just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. You know what, though? If I saw it live, I'd be really happy.
The crowd
brag about it.
The crowd were buzzing. They're chanting sarcastic. They're going to fight forever.
It's funny though because Suzuki was like in the video the rest we put out, wasn't even hiding his displeasure. He's like, "Oh, he can't do anything."
I know.
What am I supposed to do?
But it wasn't too different from how Suzuki normally looks. Normally has such disdain. Did he laugh at him? He laughed at him quite a lot, didn't he?
He did that like evil look, and then he got in the ring and he just went like that. Butterbean was held to the back. Oh no, they're brawling.
They're trying to hold Butterbean back, but Butterbean's never getting back in the ring. Suzuki goes back in the ring and eggs the fans on to chant one more round. What an arsehole. But a spectacular arsehole though at the same time. Johnny Knoxville finally gets his revenge. After being clattered in... Were they fighting in like a clothes shop or something?
some sort of department store, yeah.
He still has the wherewithal after he's been sparked out to go, is Butter being okay?
One of the funniest moments. It is uncomfortable when you rewatch it. I rewatched it not that long ago because, Butterbean. But, like, Knoxville's doing that snoring noise, and you're like, oh, he's really badly concussed.
Yeah.
But obviously we didn't know that much about back then. But you're like, oh, that's really bad, actually.
Yeah.
Turns out if you get punched by a much bigger man, it's bad for your health.
Oh, God.
That's the type of thing that if Tom was booked to fight Butterbean, Tom would like, all right, punch as hard as you can, make it look good.
Yeah. He would.
Bless.
I'm rapidly learning that I'm actually quite a coward. I wouldn't do any of these.
Right.
I wouldn't do any of these things.
Yeah.
God. Hey, I thought of another news bit there while we were talking, and now it slipped my mind.
I'm sure I'll come back to you if it's important.
Yeah.
And if not, who cares?
Was it Liv Morgan?
Yes, it was.
Oh, I'm a mind reader.
I'm fuming
Pervert.
about this news cycle. I'm absolutely raging about it. So Liv Morgan, fair play to her, she's got herself a film role. They acknowledged it on Raw.
Yeah.
They were like, she's like, I need to take some time off. Got this film. She in a smug Liv Morgan way, but but it's also real. And then the reports came out, and I can't remember who first said this, but a lot, and I'm not going to name and shame anyway, because I think it's been meant to look quite foolish. But the speculation started, and it suddenly became like, Liv Morgan's role is going to break everyone, like break the internet. Like she's in a huge role, and it's going to blow people's minds. People don't even know this film's happening. And it's going to be mad. And we're all like, is she in like the next James Bond? Is she in the next Star Wars? What's it? Not a Marvel thing. Everyone's like, not a superhero one. But it's huge.
She's the new Doctor Who.
No, she's the new, she's in, was it Tokyo Detective?
Bad Lieutenant Tokyo.
Bad Lieutenant Tokyo. I was nearly there.
What? It's a Bad
Yeah.
Lieutenant film.
Oh, so you're one of these. So you're like, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, woo. And it's being directed by the bloke who did Audition, the Japanese film.
Yeah, Audition and...
Takashi Miyake?
Yeah.
You can't probably mispronounce
So,
that.
so I'm the weird
I'm
one.
finding out now.
I'm quite excited about it.
Oh, about a gimpy eye, right?
Everyone's like, oh my God, she's going to be in like Christopher Nolan's Odyssey film or Iliad or whatever. And
You think it'd be more
play the boat.
mainstream than this. Yeah.
no, she'd play Helen of Troy, of course. She's blonde. And we all knew, well, I don't know if Helen was blonde. But now I'm like, she's in some cult classic. I'm sure it's still. I'm pleased
excited.
for it. I'm
It'll
pleased
be
for it.
brutal
Have you
as
seen
well.
the first one or two?
Bad Lieutenant, no.
Yeah.
It's been on my
Tokyo
list.
Detective. I mean, Harvey
but I've
Keitel-
heard
Where did I
it's,
get Tokyo Detective from? Oh, it's Harvey Keitel.
No, Harvey Keitel was in, was it Abel Ferrara, I think. And that's just brutal because Keitel's just a complete disgrace. And then they did this weird thing where, was Werner Herzog, wasn't it?
Werner Herzog?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think it
Werner,
was.
bloody hell, Werner Herzog did Bad Lieutenant,
I can't remember the
something
name,
port of
New Orleans.
New
or
Orleans,
something,
right.
Yeah.
And it was like, is this a remake?
All right.
And it's not really. It's just kind of the same vibes. It's like a remake in name only, and they've added the subtitle anyway.
Okay.
So which Abel Ferrara went, well, why are you using the Bad Lieutenant name then? This doesn't make any bloody sense to me. But I really liked it.
Okay.
I think it was a great performance.
So you like
Nicolas Cage
both?
is in it. Val Kilmer's in it.
So you like both?
Yeah, they're two very different films, and
Right.
people do go, look, these are very different
Is it
directors.
like-
Why has it got the name?
Is it like, I'm assuming is it like a bit of like a B movie-ish, like campy,
Not really.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, fair enough.
No, not camp at all.
Not camp, just campy, like Nicolas Cage is in it, Like that's what I mean. Like, it's cheesy.
He has some moments of it because he's just on everything.
Right, fair enough.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard the first one's real,
it's
bleak and disturbing. And
Because
just horrible.
it gets brought up like Harvey Keitel is like naked a few times. It's full frontal nudity, and he's somehow jacked and also a complete mess at the same time. It's a very particular way of doing it, but
So because this Takeshi, I can't remember his surname now. Miyake, because he's
MIIKE, I think.
because he's directing it, so I'm guessing it will be dark then.
You'd think so.
Well,
absolutely.
I've only seen Audition.
I've only seen Audition,
But-
but he did that Ichi the Killer as well.
Alright.
He went through like 2001, I think. One year he did like 10 films.
I looked
Insane
at his letterboxd, and it's got like I've watched one of his 128 films or something, and I thought that's a bad sign. Look at Tarantino, what a legend. 10 films, 128. Get out.
It's impressive.
I watched Audition at a sleepover when I was a teenager.
Oh my
But like,
God.
like not
Jesus
not like
Christ.
not like a, no. We were
Lads,
no. It wasn't so much a house party, but we were having drinks and that. We were like late as teenager. It wasn't
Okay.
like a sleepover, but like
Yeah.
I watched it and I was so grossed out, but I couldn't be scared because there was girls there.
Oh,
I was
so-
like, but I didn't want to be like, oh No, I wanted to be the brave boy.
Were they not freaked out? It's so disturbing.
Yeah, but they were.
you dead hard
it was
women.
I remember it was my like artsy mate's birthday, and they were all into like Japanese stuff anyway. So they'd probably seen it before.
Yeah.
Then the next morning when we were all hungover, we watched Spirited Away. So
Quite a different vibe.
it's very different. Yeah.
One time when we were having a nice weekend, me, my friends, and a local dealer, we watched.
You know this goes out.
I can't
publicly.
believe. Probably dead now. Sorry. We watched back to back. Good God, what a crazy mix. The Mist. Have you seen that? Are you aware of it?
Well, I know he's awesome.
Very bleak.
Okay.
And
That ending is...
yeah. You know, the film we had to follow up that was Don't Mess with the Zohan.
The Adam Sandler. Yeah, right.
Where Bruce Buffer plays the villain.
Sounds like bit of the.
Like, what the hell is that?
Sounds 420-ish. To me.
Yeah, God. We needed cheering up after that. Why don't you ever do it the other way around? What a funny film The Mist is.
God, right. Anyway, sorry. That was
Anyway, sorry. Lots of talking there.
Liv Morgan in that, yeah.
I'm so happy you told me that, though. I'm really excited for that.
I don't know. I mean, will she be a villain? I hope she's a villain.
I think she's a police captain's daughter or something that gets kidnapped.
Oh my!
So I think they're saving her.
I hope she hits an oblivion at some point, like when wrestlers, like when The Rock will hit a rock bottom.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Raquel runs in.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, good.
That's the bit.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
It's the Hall of Fame time.
My goodness.
Let's have a look at the results, if we can. My bad eye. And condescending on from last week, Steve Austin crashing his quad bike at WrestleMania, 23%.
When I asked Fraser for the results, I couldn't believe that finished third.
I was shocked.
I thought it was winning or at least a close second.
Tough week.
I was willing to put genuine money on that winning. Matthew's evil laugh at Jack's night out with Mark Henry pictures, 29%. Oh, I was really happy that amused Ross so much.
It's a great pick, but it wasn't good enough, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry for annoying you, but there were
No. It is funny that I forgot that I met the man stood there. The 6'5" man stood there.
Renaissance painting tragedy, Jack. Oh!
Well, it's the one I'm looking off camera going.
Mark Henry and David Priest.
I don't know what I was saying. I'd love to know. Couldn't believe it.
How much for the fish? Joe Hendry's appearance at WrestleMania 41, 48%.
Oh, everyone's a fan of Joe Hendry. Come on.
Well, okay.
You have to think. Maybe a lot of our audience were watching in the old WCPW days and stuff, you know? Or ICW, probably. But I think a lot of
We do keep on telling ourselves that everybody who watches this watch WCPW religiously.
A lot of our audience have said before that, like, the first time they saw Hendry wasn't ICW, it was WCPW. So he's managed to come up with both through the prestigious WCPW fans and the disgusting ICW fans. Ooh, weapons. I've never
ICW are enjoying fun like players on YouTube going, all the Joe Hendry entrances.
I've never been to an ICW show, and I regret that because I would have loved to have gone in its heyday when it was like.
Oh, going to the shows live was amazing. That great.
But
fan
did you go
base.
when Grado won? Like beat Drew?
Yeah.
Oh,
what
man.
I was around people who were going, I hate Grado. I'm not going to be singing if he wins.
Okay.
They all talk like Drew McIntyre. And as soon as Grado won,
yeah.
like
As soon as he came out, probably.
everyone just started going, the Grado. It's yourself. Like, and people are maybe going, oh, I can't believe I'm doing it.
I remember
So great.
Grado once, like, and he was right, but like there was we were recording it for the YouTube show, this episode of Loaded or whatever, and Grado was going to come out as part of a tag team with someone else, but he wasn't going to do his entrance. They were just going to. I don't think we could use like a prayer maybe for YouTube or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to come out with his tag team partner and their music or whatever. I can't exactly remember the situation, but backstage, Grado was like, "Obviously, I've got the best entrance in wrestling, so just for the fans, before I come out a second time, just let me do my entrance." And we were like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough." Then it was the right call. It was the right call.
It's one of my regular songs now on my walking around doing stuff
Like a
playlist.
prayer.
It's like a prayer.
Yeah.
And every time I think I just picture Grado coming out and
Great.
people crossing the street to get away from us.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Joe Hendry and Ross, who isn't here, but here in spirit.
What?
Like at the end of Return of the
no,
Jedi.
What? No, I won.
Oh, your pick.
Of course it was.
Oh, well done, mate.
That's why I did
and
that.
you're here.
Aye, why aye.
Although he's happy for Joe.
Come on.
Oh, well done then. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, I've got a pick as well. Got one ready.
Fantastic.
So it's gonna be. So you know boxing, sort of, don't you? You're quite a boxing guy.
Yeah.
There was a big fight last weekend.
There certainly bloody was.
It was historic. No, not Butterbean.
Butterbean, Knoxville.
It was Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn.
Yep.
Because
And Conor Benn.
in the 90s, Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn had like a famous rivalry.
Hell yeah.
It's the one time I've ever seen Chris Eubank drop his accent after he's beaten him because he's so tired. And he's just like, you hear his real voice come out because he's so gassed. But like,
Breaks kayfabe.
Yeah. But kayfabe was not broken last weekend, Maffew.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'd had this feud, right? Chris Eubank Sr. and Chris Eubank Jr. And everyone's like, it's so weird seeing boxing fans who maybe aren't quite as attuned to like working as wrestling fans are. But everyone's like, no, yeah, they've been feuding, they've fallen out. They haven't spoken for a year. And then I've seen two shots and the crowd popped both times, so I don't know which one happens first.
Right.
But it's either you see, like, it's so wrestling, and I know boxing has been accused of becoming wrestling for a long time now.
Yeah,
like,
especially when both lads had like 3 entrances.
I mean, wrestling probably spawned out of combat sports and trying to sell
absolutely.
a fight. And
Say, hey, wouldn't it be great if we could make money of this, knowing the result?
Yeah. So there's the car pulls up in the car park, like in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then the door opens and it's Chris Eubank Sr. And you hear the commentators, oh my God, he's here. Oh my, he's with his son. And have you seen this? It's,
I'd skip
you'll
to the
need
fight.
to watch it because it's unbelievable. And then there's another, but that might have been on like one broadcast, like maybe on DAZN instead of Sky or whatever.
Right.
But then you hear the other one. The other one's like a lift door opening and all the teams inside, and it's like one of the commentators goes like, Eubank's here, Eubank Senior, and the other one goes, Eubank Junior. He goes, no, Eubank Senior's here. And for those who aren't, Chris Eubank is one of the most legendary boxers in British boxing. Like, and his son's probably not the same caliber as he was, but like, they play into it. They've built this.
Yeah,
these two would never have fought if it wasn't for.
It's 100%.
Eubank Jr. had to do an insane weight cut. They're not even the same size. Like it was like, this fight only happened because of their dads.
Yeah, and it's one of the most forced, contrived feuds of the history
But they
of boxing.
went for it. But they went for it.
The fight was great.
And I've not watched the full fight. I just watched the highlights. But apparently it was an amazing.
Oh no!
fight.
It was a very spirited.
And because Eubank Jr. had to cut so much weight, by the end he's gassed, but he's just like going for it.
It's like you're throwing the punch you fight when you're in a nightmare, you know. But he's still going for it though.
Yeah, it went to points and everything.
Yeah.
And then they walk into the ring, and it's like they're in the tunnel before they come out into the stadium or the arena. And there's some like ambient music, like dum, 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 dum. And then Simply the Best starts playing.
Oh, of course,
That was his dad's music. And everyone's just like, oh! And it was so wrestling. He's wearing the same color trunks that his dad wore back in that fight, and Ben's wearing the same color.
Yeah.
It was just, oh God.
Yeah, the most contrived, forced thing. It was more wrestling than wrestling, but it did deliver.
But Simply the Best has such a good sting or like opening bit for that, like the ding, 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 ding. Yeah. And obviously his son's like concentrating on the fight, and he's shadowboxing that. Eubank Jr. is just like, yes, like just posing. After the fight, when he's being interviewed, Eubank Jr. is being interviewed, and his dad's just sort of there. And he goes, "What if there's one thing that won you this fight? What was it?" And he holds the mic, and before he can even say anything, you just hear his dad go, "Tenacity." It was also wrestling. I'm just gonna call it. I don't know what to call it though.
Boxing is the new wrestling.
Just maybe Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn brackets so wrestling. Something like
Perfect.
that. The other bit I was going to mention is when they're walking backstage out of the car or out the lift or whatever, it cuts to the Benns watching on a monitor like elsewhere, and they're like,
"Oh no, really?
It's the Eubanks."
Were they watching like an angle, like? Oh.
No, the camera's behind them, but it's still. Oh, it's so.
All right, they
good.
still need to iron out some creases then.
I can't believe how planned it was, and it still caught people off guard. Fair play. Like they've
great.
fair enough. Yes.
Yep.
Joel,
Hi.
it's your pick.
Well, I'm gonna nominate Hell in a Smell.
He's won it. He's bloody won it.
Some would say it's obvious.
His evil laugh's crazy.
Some would say it's pandering, but you know,
Yep.
I'm in it to win it. He went in on. He just finished. He got out on Tuesday. He went in on Friday.
Yeah, Adam's
Go for a drink on
69 hours he was in there. It's a
the funny number.
It was.
crazy thing to do.
I would never do it.
No, it's like you were talking taking bumps earlier. I wouldn't do this.
No, I'd rather take a bump than do that.
I'm gonna do 70 hours. It's insane.
Why did he? Well, he had to. I know.
He had to.
But
Lost.
but also, he runs the company that created this punishment. He could have stopped this way earlier.
It's such a great ongoing thing. I think my nomination will be the legacy of Hell in a Smell.
Nice. I think if you want to win, just a bit of SEO optimization here, I think you just nominate this Hell in a Smell.
Really? Ah.
But who knows, man? It's up to you.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we've had
You're
other
an
ones
editor, though.
nominated.
You might know YouTube. You'll know YouTube more than I do.
Yeah, okay. No, Hell in a Smell 6 then. This is number 6, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Andrew's song as well.
The dancing.
Splish, splash, splosh. I love that.
I've not watched much of it, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've told Pacini, look, I'm very impressed with you. Well done. Fair Fs, but I know.
It's not my sort of thing.
I watched
but
it
clearly, it's a lot of people. No, I know you wouldn't watch it all. But people were apparently it never dipped below like a certain number, even when he's like asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a Patreon camera on him while he was sleeping, so you can watch him sleep.
What?
Yeah.
I sit next to Fraser. I sit next to Fraser in the office, and it's dystopian. It's bad, isn't it?
It's like that Black Mirror episode that's just come out.
I'm not seeing it.
But they were like paying for this guy to like drink piss. And
Yeah, right.
stuff
It's
like that.
literally
exactly
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
in the
Black Mirror's
Mirror
stealing from us.
Yeah. But it's not my idea of fun. And then do you know what he said as well? After he's done all that, and then he messaged me the other day. Well, it must have been either after he got out on Tuesday or on Wednesday, and he said like, if you need it, because he knew Ross was off, he was like, if you need any help with the podcast notes, by the way, I'll be free on Thursday. I'm like, why are you here? Why?
Yeah, he should take the week off.
He's in there now.
He
hasn't washed or anything. The smell lines above him.
He streamed the same night.
What?
It came out. He did his stream from home as usual on Tuesday. After he's just been in there for 69 hours.
What a worker.
Yeah.
Is that Minoru Suzuki at WrestleMania weekend?
I feel
very
like,
impressive.
Oh yeah, but man.
Man.
And I'm not like I know a lot of people who are like it's very much their sort of humor, but I just felt bad for him. So I couldn't.
Yeah, you do feel bad.
I couldn't do that.
Oh, I don't, because I just pretend that it's barely disguised fetish.
Well,
He's hiding in plain sight.
There must be some enjoyment.
I sit next to Fraser in the office, and he was like putting together like a highlights package of clips of it, which was a big task. And every time I looked over at his screen, Adam was doing something like he was licking the camera or like doing a weird cross-eyed gooning face, perhaps.
And he had a throbbing cock the entire time.
And I was just like, does he enjoy this in a weird way? I don't know. I'm not going to kink shame him.
No, fair enough. I hope he did get some enjoyment out of it.
Isn't it like this could be one of the, what's that thing about very few people enjoy their work? He's like, I would hate it if people degraded me on camera.
For money.
Yeah.
All you need to know is the Pacini's hero is Andy Kaufman. That's all that explains
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Absolutely.
And he was a guy who was like, well, boy, I would sure hate for this big woman to wrestle me. That was his
Don't
thing.
call Jerry Lawler a big woman.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Wow, that is a good pick. What have I got?
You might have
I
done it.
sent something to Joel.
You sure did.
And I forgot I sent it.
What? It was like half an hour ago.
How dare you do this? How dare you? Pretend it's boxing, all right? I forgot I'd sent him this.
Oh,
so
you did
it was a
send
nice
me it like
reminder.
weeks ago.
Can you show the image that I saw with one of my functioning eyes? It's Google. There we go. John Cena and Popes.
No. No.
Damn it, I wish I'd actually written down these popes' names, but the pope who was around...
Oh, John Paul.
Was it John Paul the second?
John Paul's the first one I
in
remember.
05?
So I'm guessing that was him, yeah.
Okay.
But then wasn't
he
it
died
Ratzinger, though? When was Ratzinger? I'm going to Google
afterwards.
the popes. I'm going to Google
Thank
the
you.
popes. Don't worry.
Pope What's-His-Face
No, I'll get
died on the... his American dates, honey, so that's the...
List of popes.
the 2nd of April, there we go, 05. John Cena won his first
WrestleMania.
WWE title.
21. Yeah. JBL. Yeah.
Yeah.
His first world title, yeah.
Yeah, it says title there. So that
Oh, no,
was
world
his first
title.
title.
First of his-
WWE title.
First of his 17, yeah.
World heavyweight title, yeah. The day after. Many years
I'm
passed.
scrolling down this list of popes. There's been
WrestleMania. this year was on 420. We
Wait.
have a funny number. The day afterwards, the current Pope died.
Yes.
John Cena kills popes.
Well, only sometimes, Matthew, because as I found here, that was John Paul II, the Polish one who was around. He's my Attitude Era of popes. Him, like I remember him when I was a kid.
He's the Kevin Keegan of popes.
Yeah. Then it was Ratzinger, but he changed his name to Benedict. I just remember him as Ratzinger.
He's a traitor. Yeah.
He stepped down
That's
rather
right.
than died, and I can't
That's
remember
right.
why, but I remember he had very evil eyes.
I don't know because I watched the bloody Two Popes thing with Anthony Hopkins and Jonathan Price. But yeah, he's like, well, sure, all these scandals coming about. I think I'll
Does
step
Hopkins
down.
play him? I can see it.
Hopkins plays the evil one.
I can see it with the evil Pope. And then Francis was the most recent one who died, and so Cena didn't. The middle one didn't die though, so Cena didn't. Yeah, you're right. This is good. Not good.
This is great.
Yes, it's clearly a very serious thing that needs studying.
I didn't mean it's good. I just
Matthew,
meant,
this is bollocks. He didn't kill the wrong one.
No, but
he stepped down.
But the middle one stepped down.
Cena was looking really good that week. He's had a title opportunity. He goes, no. I saw what he did last time.
Fair. No, that's
Nothing
good.
to do with the scandals. So that's from Carla Land Media.
Okay.
You put your watermark on that. I appreciate that, so I can actually credit you. So yeah, John Cena kills the popes. And let me tell you, when I was waiting in the hospital on Saturday, waiting to be seen by the doctor with me gammy eye, and everyone else is just waiting and suffering and just trying to be quiet. On TV, they had the bloody Pope's funeral on, and everyone's singing and talking about how terrible it was.
Good
and
turnout.
When absolutely, hanging from the rafters. And let me tell you, when you're stuck inside, it's a lovely, beautiful sunny day, and you're sick of life, and you see the Pope, and he's still dead. 3 hours later, they're still singing hymns. They're still talking about great guy, great Pope, one of the best, you know. I hope Joel nominates him for Hall of Fame next week. All the other talking heads doing this. And you're just like, if the Pope was in front of me and everybody else in this waiting room, we'd all kill him. I'm that bored.
You seen Conclave?
No, but I know everybody else is seeing it.
If this had happened a few months ago, Conclave might have won Best Picture because it's about the selection process of picking the next Pope. It's based on a book that's based on the selection process, and apparently all like the intrigue and the political. Yeah.
So I watched. Was it
The screenplay
Jude Law?
the screenplay was written by a man from the Northeast. He also wrote Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, nice.
Not the book, but he wrote the.
I was going to say, bloody hell, how long
But he
was
wrote the
that?
film adaptation. He wrote the film
right,
adaptation.
okay,
He specializes, it seems, in like because apparently he's written the TV series of Wolf Hall. So he just specializes in like adapting political things to the screen. But he's from up here.
Oh, lovely. I saw the Jude Law TV series. Like, was it The New Pope or something? Something like that. And it started off like, ooh, political intrigue, and then it gets really odd and weird and a bit crap and odd. But the intrigue bit of like, the sauciness.
The sauciness.
Of
saucy Pope.
yeah.
Did everyone hate that about Star Wars because it became about trade deals and blockades and the Senate?
Yeah, that's what a lot of the prequels are like. Oh, I hope we get more discussions about trade deals. Exciting stuff, this. And everyone keeps on bringing up, going, George Lucas was right.
For some reason, in the football...
He tried to warn us.
Oh, yeah, because that's never happened before in history. Dictatorships have never happened before. In the group chat that me and Joel are in, where we are meant to talk about football, I led a hate campaign against one of the Jedi Council because I hate him. The one with the big head, the long skull.
What about the...
Kayadi Mundi or something like that.
Wow, you know his name. What about
I went on Wikipedia. I was like, I'm going to slag off this lad. I want evidence.
Yeah. Is it the guy who goes, what about the droid attack?
I don't know. He's the one who keeps on...
What about the Wookiee attack on Endor or something?
Getting in the way of Obi-Wan. Being,
That became one of my favourite dumb memes. And people like...
I'm in Yoda's ear.
Question for Triple H at the press conference after Elimination Chamber. Oh, please.
But
some crap magazine that managed to wrangle themselves. I'll give you a fire if you ask him that.
Crap, I browsed his Wikipedia profile, and he's like, he's a hypocrite because Jedi have to be celibate. They're not. They can't have, oi oi. They
like
can't
the
have
Pope.
Like the Pope. And but he's allowed though, and he's got 6 wives because his race, whatever it is, whatever alien he is, struggle to breed. They're like pandas. So he's allowed. He can get his end away.
What a loophole.
One arsehole.
That was my biggest issue with him was the hypocrisy.
Yeah. At least it's not as bad as Anakin because he's like really fit and it's like I'm not allowed to. That's bollocks. And he obviously betrayed that.
That's why they denied him the role of Jedi.
Too
Like,
hot.
you're not going to be able to remain.
When you were like a little pod racy boy, that was grand. But now you've grown up.
Nah, you're too hard to be a Jedi.
How excited Padme is. No, none of that.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? It's better when Ross is here because he has no clue and he asks Star Wars questions. I like that.
Yeah, and he says something like, "Is he the one with a helmet?" Like, no, that's Darth Vader. Ah. And he refuses to watch any of them. That's my favorite.
It's one of
Ross's
the best podcast moments ever is when Ross found out that Anakin was Luke's dad.
Yeah.
In real time, we saw someone learn.
He saw one Star Wars film and went, "Wow, I really liked it." Well, funny enough,
That's enough
Ross,
for me.
there's an entire series of them.
Yeah, but
If you like one, you can. No, that's enough.
He's satisfied. Just one.
because
He had his fill up to
because he
one.
started at 1. That means he'll get to 4 and he'll be like, "This is crap now," because it'll look terrible and it'll, they're moving slowly and I don't know. And he'd have just seen the big epic lightsaber at the end of the fight at the end of 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but the day he does watch that, it's going to be a great episode of this podcast, which you're listening to right now, which is going off the rails. So let's get back on the rails.
Okay.
So the nominees for this week are, I've already forgotten what you said,
Chris
mate.
Eubank,
Oh, there we go.
Senior, brackets, what a worker. I'll call it that.
There you go.
Chris
Yeah,
Eubank,
people get
Senior,
that, yeah.
what a worker.
I'll nominate Hell in a Smell 6.
Nice.
Simple.
Like the smelliest of all the Hell in the Smells.
Possibly going to win.
Maybe.
And mine is John Cena kills popes.
That's strong.
Oh. Patreon.com/Cultaholic. Stumbled there, not just because I'm lucid, but also because the producer's bit is this week.
You might have to help me, John. You might have to help me out. And there's a new one as well who I haven't thought of a song for yet.
I've got something in mind.
Oh! Can't wait to hear which Tame Impala song you've gone for. Sorry.
Here's our magnificent producers, Reno 2200.
He's from the future! No, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Noah Anderson.
Anderson.
As in Noah Sex for the Jedi.
Yeah.
Levi LaRue.
Going in for the kill. Oh, no. Doing it for the thrill. I've noticed some weeks that if Ross doesn't feel quite up to the falsetto, he'll just go, going in for the kill.
Yeah. We harmonised there. That was good.
We're really good.
We're ace.
I spent a lot of last night's stream with Owen singing.
He told me this on the way to
A lot. I sang a lot of Sweeney Todd.
He was saying,
Pretty women are a
you
wonder.
wanted him to join in, but you didn't really know
A
it.
pretty chef.
And then I wanted Owen to be Alan Rickman. Says your delights. Sorry.
Lord Bushi.
Hey, Bushy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Lord Bushy.
Hey.
Lord Bushy.
Hey. Jimmy Gillen.
Boom, the best a man can get. You're looking good.
You're looking fine.
You've come so far. And you know how to make
The most of
who you are. Father to son. Doing what you want. That was, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Gillen.
Down.
Tear of grace.
Feel the tears on your grace. No one else can feel them for you. Only Brett can let them in. He likes cats. He likes gold. Yes, he does. He loves cats. I'm trying to bring a bit of Ross energy back. Only Ross can do it. I can't do it.
Kendrick Alltop.
Hey now, Kendrick Alltop on the Patreon. Hi.
Tay 2.
Na 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 na. Say
Jake Rowan.
Right, what you got?
Jake Rowan.
No, this is
Rowan.
Jake Rowan.
Loving this right here.
J-A-K-E. Jake Rowan's right here.
People in the house, put your hands in the air.
John Gatto. Take it to the Matthews.
And wow, the brand new on this episode, producer Josh Fair.
What you got?
Are you going to
Oh.
Joshua Fair?
That was a good week we had of him.
Patreon.com/Cultaholic. Are you going to? So we've gone from Limp Bizkit,
It's a bit of a
to then.
It's a bit of change of tone, isn't it?
Joshua Fair.
We need to think of something more.
But
I
you
can't
would
think of
love
anything
that
else.
because I think he's quite a Simon and Garfunkel
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
What's your favorite S&G song?
S&G. I like For Emily, Wherever I May Find Her is beautiful.
Ooh.
The box is great.
Oh, I was about to. You've taken my
Oh,
one.
sorry.
The box is my favorite one. It's
It's very
amazing.
good.
It's lie la lie.
America as well.
I like Mrs.
Not
Robinson.
Paul
It's a classic. It's an obvious shout, but yeah.
Yeah, it's my one as well.
fair
It's
enough.
going on. It's going on. It's going on.
It's
Josh Fair.
Ah, there you go.
There
Yes,
you go.
Josh. You've got two there.
Wow.
I think Ross is going to prefer Dare than
Yeah, I
Rosemary
think so.
and Thyme, yeah.
Yeah.
Scarborough Fair.
It's easy to hit those notes.
Yeah.
His throat gets tired.
Ross could be what's he called? Happy Mondays man. Of course he could. That's who
yeah.
does the vocals, isn't it? And it's Shane.
Yes, because that's
Sean Ryder.
Sean Ryder. Yes, and that's why it's called Dare, because it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
His accent.
It's
It's so great not finding that out. It's Dare. It's there like you are there on the Patreon, and you can be there as well if you go to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. SmackDown, which I watched with one eye.
This is.
Literally.
Oh yeah. This is some of these segments are long. I apologize.
It's not your fault.
Well, no, it's Triple H's fault.
John Cena opens the show and demands another bombastic, telefantastic introduction. Mr. Lover Lover. He's interrupted by the arrival of Randy Orton, who says Cena never changed for 25 years, but now it's clear he has a void that needs to be filled. He's been a role model for so many children over the years and granted so many mega wishes. Orton refuses to believe it all meant nothing. You all right?
There's a fly on my shirt.
Oh, bless you.
There's been green flies everywhere outside. Everyone, sorry.
Randy thinks Cena needs to finally grow up and have kids of his own. Cena accuses Randy of parent shaming him. John doesn't have children because he spent 25 years raising everyone else's. He picks on a child in the crowd until Orton interrupts. Cena gets mad because he says, a 6-year-old just flipped me the bird.
Orton, while Cena's having a go, Orton doesn't do a very good job of not laughing along. He's like corpsing a little bit.
He says Cena wouldn't be a Hollywood star without WWE and the fans, but Orton is here to stay and Cena's just a guest. So, John refuses to credit the fans with anything and rants about them being hypocrites. Orton, like your lad from the Jedi Council, Orton quotes the start of Cody's theme and talks about being born into a wrestling family. It's provided for him since he was born, and he won't let Cena ruin it. Cena says Randy has won 14 world titles, but once he leaves, Orton's count is frozen. There we go. If he wins the new tinfoil title, he starts again at 1. And that, you've put here, that's not true. We're not counting the big gold belt anymore. He's like a big fibber, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big fibber.
Cena wants to erase 3 generations of Orton's family. Randy wants a title match right now, but Cena refuses and says he'll face Orton at Backlash in St. Louis instead.
St. Louis.
He wants Orton at his best, so he has no excuses when Cena wins.
Yeah, because it's his hometown. Sorry, I should have put it. It's Orton's hometown,
Yes.
of course.
He throws the belt to Randy and beats him down. Cena measures Orton with the belt, but Randy ducks it and hits the RKO and he raises the belt.
Yes.
It was an interesting segment because I thought half of it worked really all right, and then it just got a bit odd with Randy going, "You should have kids."
Yeah, I felt
Wait,
like
what?
I felt like this was. I don't know if this is true or not, but I felt like this was like written by several people, so they just included all the ideas and just tried to stick
felt
them
like that,
together,
right.
Because it didn't feel like a coherent theme. But the way they transitioned from one bit to another, like from the parent bit to the bit about his family legacy, would be like.
Yeah.
Really tenuous. Like Orton would just say, "No, John, you're not listening to me. This is what I'm saying," and then change the subject completely. So I didn't think it was that well put together. I thought that both
Blokies.
I thought they both did fine. I still feel like Cena is a bit hammy, but it's John Cena, so it's just John Cena. I thought it was okay. I don't think it needed to be as long as it was either.
No. Really
I hate to be-
long.
I hate
These
to be
3-hour SmackDowns are still like, okay.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it wasn't entirely for me. This it wasn't entirely for me.
Nah, it meandering as well. And Orton, like I said, Orton's best now, his promos are like coming out here, being a big dopey version of himself.
When you think of a funny line, it's too late. When you said he meandering, I was like, Cena speaks that, doesn't he? You learn how to speak meandering.
Yeah, he knows how. In perfect.
What was that noise? Just went,
It's good. It's good.
He knows how to say
appreciate it.
specifically. Sorry for saying Taiwan was a country. Yeah, he should. I hope he does this through his heel run. Continues to say it. Made the announcer say it. Taiwan is not a country.
Oh my god!
Crowd booing.
When he hands it, bringing down to the thing, he's not from West Newbury anymore. From Beijing.
Yeah. And yeah, it is also interesting for long-time fans. Wow, face Orton and heel Cena. Okay.
Orton referenced that, and I quite like that bit, to be fair, when he's like, in this weird world where I'm the good guy now and you're the bad guy. I thought it was all right.
Wow, we're the odd couple. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Fraxium are now officially on SmackDown. Did they say that?
Yeah.
They actually did say it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
missed it then. But again,
The ones who that people aren't certain about yet is Roxanne and Julia on Raw. But
Right.
Fraxium, I believe, have actually been called up, yeah. They haven't made as big a deal about it as I thought they would.
Yeah, it's kind of like, here's this tag team.
Yeah. Good for them, though, but I think they should have had a bit more fanfare.
I agree.
Or a big send-off match on NXT.
I think you can look at that match with Hank and Tank as that.
True. Yeah, true. That was great.
They win their first match against the Shagging Cousins. Wow. Sorry, I'm with it.
Birdo and Angel.
Antibiotics, man, they're delicious. I've been eating them like Haribo.
I honestly, this got me because when a new team comes up to the main roster, you don't know quite where they're going to be on the pecking order or in the pecking order. And I genuinely fell for the false finish and I thought, oh, they're going to lose. No. And then they won.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
I know.
I think the best thing you
But
bring to the...
Fraxium, don't say naivety.
No, I was going to Your enthusiasm, your childlike enthusiasm is one of the best things you bring to...
He's just having fun.
Yeah, he's having fun.
But to be fair, this isn't the first time Fraxium have got me thinking they're going to lose. And that's what they specialize in.
Yep.
They're great.
They've got that formula down.
Yep.
Someone would call it the Gunther formula, but that just sounds weird. Yeah, lovely match here. Axiom hit a super Spanish fly. Fraser's 450 for the win. Very nice. Shaq and Cousins, good tag team to make other tag teams look good.
And Fraser's, well, I think it's a Phoenix Splash, isn't it? More than he does a big, he turns around into it. And
you're right.
And he lands, with some force off it as
does.
well. Like Tom Campbell off the apron. Sometimes I worry for him because it looks like he really almost face plants, but he's an incredible athlete. A good match.
Talk about Tom Campbell.
Yeah, and also Nathan Fraser was good as well.
Yeah. It's Tiffy time. Tiffy talks about winning at WrestleMania. She was always told she'd be the next Charlotte Flair, but that's wrong. She's the only Tiffany Stratton. Jade Cargill interrupts and gives Tiff credit, but now she has an even bigger target on her back. Jade came here to be a champ. Tiff says fine and calls for a ref. The pair go back and forth until Naomi runs out to attack Jade and ruin the match. She beats Jade down and throws her out the ring. Tiff recovers and glares at Naomi, who leaves, but the distracted champ is ambushed from behind by Nia Jax. Nia beats Tiffy down and raises the belt.
Yes. Interesting that it's Nia Jax then, because it felt like she was in the title picture all the way up to WrestleMania, not including WrestleMania, and now she's back in the title picture. I saw a lot of people quite annoyed about that. No, I don't think it's against Nia personally, but just the constant Nia.
Yeah, we already had Tiff beefing with Nia on the build-up.
She vanquished her with the help of Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
She beat her already.
Bloody ages. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't mind Nia as just somebody first hurdle, but she was also on the way there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, okay, great.
She's good in either of those roles, but both is a bit much.
It does guarantee that Tiff will be cheered.
It does. Maybe that's why they've done it actually.
Again, sorry to sound like a stuck record, but a promo's still like, okay, there's a face.
I saw that Charlotte Flair went to some awards or something with Alex Rodriguez, the baseball man, A-Rod. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Formerly with Jennifer Lopez? No. I don't know. Anyway, big baseball man. Used to play for the Yankees.
Go Red Sox.
Go Cubs.
Ah.
That's right. That's right.
Go Toronto Raptors.
Basketball. also a good sport.
Go Trailblazers.
Trailblazers.
Hey.
Ooh, are you?
Yeah.
That's Jim Smallman's basketball team. Random fact that I know. That.
All right.
What do you mean? He runs it?
No, that's his NBA team. That's who he supports. And mine's the Cavaliers.
That's how you worded
Yours
that?
is the Blazers, is it?
Yeah, I just like the logo and the colours.
I think they've got cool kits.
Yeah,
haven't
they
they? Yeah.
Go Calgary Flames.
I don't know enough about ice hockey, but I know all I know.
Again, just a cool logo.
Go Pittsburgh Penguins because I like penguins.
Yeah, all I know, the English people's reasons for choosing, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I remember once we put the Super Bowl on at uni and we all stayed up to watch it, and like half the room just wanted the Patriots to win because it had England in the. Come on, England!
New England's like New Coke. Bless. No, baby. Was recovering from stuff. It's had Secret Base on, and they have this series that is just beef.
Beef history.
Yeah, beef history. So just watching that. Anything to do with the Detroit Pistons.
What's he called? The bloke, was it John?
Which one?
Bois or something like that. What's he called? The main guy behind Secret Base.
I actually don't know.
But he did a multi-part. He's done multi-part series that are so good on like the history of one pitcher in baseball in particular, and just like this quite underrated kind of pitcher over the decades of his career. How he never got a no-hitter, which is a game where they throw a home run without giving up a hit to the other team. And like he nearly gets it, and then he nearly gets. It's just such a good story, but he tells it so well.
Oh, there's stuff like that. I was like finding out. Why did Charles Barkley, who's this amazing player, Hall of Fame and everything else like that, didn't win a ring? He's like, why? And it's just like, well, stuff happens.
He's not a role model. What an advert! No, he just happened to be around at the same time as Jordan, and that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Long story short, but yeah.
And now they make him into a clown on TV. He's like the funny man. He's like Taz, like he's a real shooter, but he's the silly one.
Yeah. That's a good comparison. The match was...
Oh, God.
The match was all right. I saw some people being really critical of it. People keep on saying Jade should have gone to NXT for a bit or whatever, but I'm like, I thought it was okay. Fell doing the moonsault, but I don't know.
Yeah. I know why they want to mold Jade into like a more well-rounded wrestler and stuff, but I think AEW had the right idea with it. Just make her Goldberg.
Yeah,
you don't need
variety.
You don't need everyone to be able to do all of the things.
Right.
But they do. That's what they want these days. I guess both women in the match were relatively... Like, there wasn't, like, a veteran in there. So maybe that's why people didn't like it, because there wasn't someone to lead the way.
It's crazy that Tiff's only been in the business 4 years.
She's still young, isn't she? Yeah, she's really, really good for how long she's been there. I just do feel bad for her, because like you say, she's not the most natural babyface, but she was forced into turning because of Charlotte getting booed after the Rumble. So she should never have been in this position.
Well, and that's not right, though, is it? She was getting shit anyway.
She was. No, you're right. She was.
She was still being heel, but she just wasn't doing much heel stuff. She didn't really officially turn. I guess
she's just a brat. But yeah.
And anyway, and then Naomi came out and did some terrible strikes that people laughed at online.
She was talking recently on the Bella's podcast about how she might retire soon to have children.
Because after this.
No.
She just Randy Orton's promo was like, yeah, you're right.
No, she was speaking very openly about it. She was like, I really need to decide whether I want children or not. I think she talked about like how she's only got one ovary and stuff, and it's like makes it quite hard. And if she wanted to really try and have children, she'd have to step away and like, So fair play to her if she decides to. But at the minute, I don't know what. Well, I guess I do know why this feud's carrying on, because what else do you do with Naomi when her whole character's based around like I beat up Jade Cargill? So I don't know.
And Jade Cargill beat you up. Like,
is she going to beat her up again? Is that why they've carried it on after Mania? Because it was a decisive win at Mania. Like, she slammed her with that powerbomb and then the Jaded. But now Naomi's back for more. Maybe it'll be a gimmick match or something.
Yeah, I think one gimmick match in or something like that. And because, again, these 3-hour SmackDowns aren't going to book themselves.
No.
Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu make their entrance. Solo take credit for Jacob becoming United States champion. Jacob grabs the mic from Solo and points out that he was always going to win the title, with or without Solo. LA Knight interrupts and says Jacob got lucky with his rope break at WrestleMania. Now he wants the title back. Drew McIntyre interrupts and says it's hard to be him. Yes, he may be tall and handsome with massive guns, but he gets screwed by WWE time and time again.
Much like everyone in Texas, I have massive guns.
Oh, yeah, that was it. And then all the crowd went, yee-haw!
Oh, they cheered it, yeah.
That's why it was a pleasure to beat Damian Priest and embarrass him. Drew wanted to face John Cena next, but Orton jumped the queue because this is Nepo Wrestling Entertainment.
Nepo Wrestling Entertainment.
But Cena's a punk now, and Drew wants to fight the baddest champ around, Jacob Fatu. Knight cuts Drew off because he's bored. They trade insults and prepare to fight, but Nick Aldis stops them and books a match for later on. The winner becomes #1 contender. I was all right with this.
I was all right with this. It's always kind of awkward sometimes when they have to move someone down to like the next belt down, because obviously with Cena as the champion now, they're going to be very selective about who's going to face him. maybe Drew's not factoring into those plans. So they've had to find a believable way. Why would he step down and go for this secondary belt? But they gave a good reason because Jacob that shows that Jacob Flaherty was adding value to the belt as well.
Yeah. I agree with everything you just said. And what is put here? Knight says he would say something. Sorry, McIntyre said your last title reign was a joke. And Knight says I'd say something about your reign, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
I'm like, those are two good points. Knight's reign did suck, and Drew's reign was very short.
His reign with the world title at Mania when Priest cashed in on him, or his US? Did he have a US title reign? Drew.
I assumed he was talking about the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Good line.
Yeah.
Remember when Sheamus used to wear Sheamus 515 because he'd beaten Roman's reign lasted. That was a weird feud.
That was strange.
That was so forced.
Roman started to get cheered for a bit at the end.
That
of
was
it.
so funny.
When
Like they did all that
he
stuff.
beat Triple H up, and everyone went, "This lad's not bad actually," and then they turned him straight back into like, "Shucks, guys, I'm Roman Reigns."
My memory is he was getting over because on the build-up that year they had him beat Sheamus on Raw, and people were happy. Yeah, world title
punched
change.
Vince
He
at one
punched
point.
Vince.
Yeah. That'll
And
help.
he was like, "Oh, they were going so hard pushing his
but he was
face.
starting to like be just a badass, and it was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he's the Shield Roman again."
Everything grand." And then Triple H attacked him, and people are like,
Oh,
and then
God.
I don't think Triple H meant to do it, but it's just him being Triple H. People are like, yeah, you're great, you're so much better than
No.
Roman Reigns, and just completely undid all the work.
I've
He was
read.
doing the DX stuff and
Yeah, he was like
people
getting the kind
loving
of
him.
cheering basically.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're sure he didn't mean to do it? Come on now, it's Triple H.
I can't believe I said that.
There's a great
on a
article,
recorded podcast.
a really good article from his blog, Handwork. The
Oh, yeah,
blogger.
they're great.
El Hijo del Simon is his Twitter name. He's one of the cool Twitter people. But I read his review of that WrestleMania's main event, Triple H versus Roman.
I
It's
bet he loved it.
a great piece of writing. He calls it the political hit. And it's such a good... And
Yeah.
his point is, like, this match was engineered to not help Roman. He's implying that Triple
Yeah.
H did this on purpose because he's like, why wouldn't you just have, like, a wacky attitude era start, smash him through the crowd barricade, spear him, blah, blah. Roman's, like, a killer. Instead, they have, like, a slow, technical... And Triple H is better at that than Roman is, or was then.
Yeah,
And-
that was Triple H's thing for years. I
At one
mean, that's what he
point,
did with
he wants to
Steiner.
be Harley Race. He wants to be Ric
Yeah,
Flair.
this is how we need to do things here. It's like, no one is liking this.
And then he says, like, he puts a gif in, he's like, eventually a cool spot happens. Of course, it's Triple H who does it. And he, like, neck breakers him off the announce table. I'm like, yeah, they didn't help Roman at all. He did one thing, which was knock Stephanie through the table.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great piece of writing. It's called Handwork, the blog, but it's spelled W-E-R-K, I believe. Yeah. Yes.
I don't know why that is, but that's a very nice blog.
It's El Hijo del Simon.
I should appreciate us shouting them out.
No, not in the slightest.
We're one of those cool wrestling people.
I am not cool enough for him.
Zelina Vega is interviewed before her US title shot, and she is the smallest woman in the world.
In the world.
You could see her forehead, and Byron going, hello.
Sam's met her, walked past her at a press junket, and he said she was really small,
Yeah,
surprisingly.
I know why they do backstage stuff. I don't know why they're not doing the Tom Phillips pose. What was that called?
Tomspiracy.
The Tomspiracy. But it did not do anything for her, this small child. She's going to be inspired by Rey Mysterio, because he's small.
Because he's a mentor in the LWO.
And won't stop until she becomes champ. That match is next. Piper Niven and Alba Fire interfere, but are ejected by Ryan Tran, one of the better referees in WWE, I have to say.
I remember putting that. I don't know why I was just in a silly mood.
And
And he's a good referee performance.
They couldn't even point out, that's the same guy who messed up the finish like 2 weeks ago.
It was.
Yep. And I know him because he wrestled one time on ECW on Sci-Fi. Didn't see him for a few more weeks, and he was a ref full time after
Fair
that.
play. Like Jessica Carr, I suppose.
Oh, right. I didn't know.
But I think there was a news story a few months ago that she was training to possibly do more in-ring stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Zelina hits...
I think most refs have probably been wrestlers or trained at least.
I think something like that. Zelina hits Code Red to become the new Women's United States Champion. Oh.
I was surprised.
Okay.
Chelsea then posted something that implies that maybe she's going to take a little break or something like that.
That would be a thing that would make sense.
Because otherwise, I don't know why they would have ended this reign so soon into her getting her sidekicks. It felt like they had a long way to go with the comedy and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was getting...
And she's
she was getting
crazy
cheered a lot.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit odd.
Good for Zelina, obviously, but yeah.
I guess. I mean, she hasn't been pushed in bloody ages. I mean, last time she had was it a title match? It was a match on SmackDown, and like where he was like, well, you don't remember that great showing she had in Puerto Rico? You're like, mate, that was years ago.
That was class, though. It was a great show.
You're right,
It was
but
a really
bloody
good
hell,
show.
mate.
That was such a good
can't hold on to that
such
forever.
a good pay-per-view, though. The Bad Bunny entrance and everything.
One of my, like, if I, you know what, I just want to vibe to something, I'll have Bad Bunny's entrance at that show and just be like, oh.
The camera shot from above of him in
Yeah.
the little tunnel bit, it's so good. It's almost Chris Eubank-esque.
What was I reading? Backstage, The Miz congratulates Carmelo Hayes on winning the Battle Royal and gives him a massive Andre the Giant chain. Miz says...
It looked silly. And the chain looked, he gives him, it's got Andre's head on it. Just there going.
It should have been life-size.
It's like, oh, God.
Me neck. Miz says he wants to address the fans. Before then, they have changed the Andre the Giant trophy to say, or on the graphics or the trophy itself, I forget, to say like, winner of the annual Andre the Giant Battle Royal that happens on WrestleMania SmackDown.
Have they...
Even in the ones where
It was on
didn't.
WrestleMania?
Yeah, happened at WrestleMania. I don't know why they've done that. Like, you can't lie to us. Actually, yeah, you can. In the ring, Miz rants about being overlooked for people like Ray Phoenix and Joe Hendry and everybody else. Everybody needs to remember that he's the Miz and he's the lights go down. And Aleister Black makes his creaky return.
It didn't creak.
I know.
No, good.
Damn
No,
it.
come on.
Yeah, but I'm glad he still had his music, though. I don't know how long that'll last, but
Yeah.
he had his... I'm guessing it was a CFOS one.
Oh, I thought about that, yeah.
No, man,
Think
you're
it
never
was
truly
really
good. Good what? I like that theme.
I will never lose on TV.
I hate pudding over P.
Paul.
Allegedly.
And if you say it, I'll do a promo for my car.
No, he looked great.
Heads to the ring. Miz tries to confront him, gets kicked in the head. Then they'll have a match next week. I'm sure Miz will beat him and thrash him.
I know it's a cluttered environment, but if Triple H still loves him as much as he did back in NXT, then he could be in for quite a push. Yes.
Yeah, I'm mildly intrigued. because
Mildly.
It's amazing how you can be excited for
Great
somebody.
look. I always think.
Yeah, no,
I
look, I look at him and go, God, it's sex on legs.
No, that's
But
not
then-
what I meant.
It is what you meant. We know.
It's not what I meant. He's not my type.
What's wrong with you? But
He's too evil. I need reassurance. I need kind faces. I've genuinely learned that about myself. I genuinely learned that about myself over the years.
really, you need.
I think like, yeah, I remember like an ex-girlfriend being like, she was like, oh, isn't Megan Fox like the most beautiful woman? I was like, she looks a bit mean. I feel like she'd be nasty to me. She's like, who's your like celebrity? I was like, I think Alison Brie's quite pretty. And she's like, well, she's got a kind face. I was like, that's why.
Do you not look at the way where you go, oh, they look a bit miserable. I'll cheer them up.
I get it.
Do you not like the challenge of
I
that?
get the whole appeal of an angry looking person, but I think I'm just too much of a coward.
Bless you.
Just need the reassurance, you know.
Oh.
What was I saying? Aye, Aleister Black. Not for
Aleister
me.
Black.
Not for me.
Yeah. Sorry, man. This is why he's moody. Because Jack won't put out.
Oh,
but yeah, it's
God.
amazing how, like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, he's so great. I love him in NXT. And he goes to AEW for a bit. And I just got kind of not sick of him, but you're just like, all right, hi. Cool. You kind of win matches, but it's as a threesome. It's not.
He kind of got caught in like cyclical stories, didn't he? He wasn't.
It was a guy that was just there.
Possibly because he had certain objections to doing certain booking decisions. I don't know.
Allegedly.
I'm not saying he did.
He denied it, but then people were like, we're trying to look for the last time you were pinned on TV, mate. Nothing's coming up.
He got pinned just
We used
before.
to ask Jeeves and nothing came up.
He got pinned just before he left, didn't he? But I can't remember by who.
Adam Cole, again.
Adam Cole!
Adam Cole in that match where crowd were booing face Adam Cole.
He likes Cole though, because I assume he likes Cole because they had a feud in NXT, didn't they?
They did, the hardcore match. Yeah, when they're doing necro butcher spots. Yeah,
I can watch
crazy, that.
for some reason. I can watch matches where people carve their heads open and that, but his hand was bleeding so much, and it just freaked me out. And there was like a Death Valley Driver on 2 chairs.
Yeah, because Adam Cole was in CZ Dub, and
he just doesn't feel like a CZ Dub guy.
Yeah, he had that match in AEW. So that's match in AEW where people are booing Adam. Yeah, Cole had a horrible year last year. Black got pinned or lost or whatever. Crowd very unhappy with that. And then, yeah, they did the bye friend. And then Aleister Black immediately went, I'm not leaving. And he left. I can't trust a word that man says now.
I know. All he does is play these games in the words of The Hunter. And then the song She's Casual, She Likes It.
Bianca Belair is interviewed backstage. She has a few broken fingers and shows them.
Yeah.
But it was worth it to steal the show at WrestleMania. Belair doesn't hold a grudge against Io Sky for winning.
Fair.
But she's annoyed at Rhea Ripley sneaking no match she didn't deserve.
Fair, good.
I'm still waiting for her to go, and why am I getting booed?
At first, I don't know why she's getting booed. At first, I was worried that she was going to go, I know I didn't win, but we stole the show and we tore the house down. Because wrestlers shouldn't care about that in character. But luckily, she didn't. She said, I'm fine with Io, respect her, but Rhea shouldn't have been in that match. I'm like, yes, good. Stay bitter. Bit of Bret Hart there going
Good.
on. Yeah, fair.
Bit of breath.
Bit of Bret Hart.
Nia tells Naomi to stay out of her way while she goes after the title. Naomi tells Nia to proceed with caution. And Nia said I should listen to that advice before I did the roast at WrestleMania.
Well, now.
And she went, what do you mean? I've been trying to listen to it, but it keeps on getting taken down by WWE, who were denying all reports had happened. He goes, oh, well, if you weren't there, I said some stuff about Charlotte Flair.
It's so funny.
And also that, as you said last time, Becky Lynch was only funny on Twitter because she was shagging one of the comedy writers.
She was in a relationship with a
I beg your pardon,
comedian.
sorry. I made it even worse than what Nia
I
said.
don't know if
apologise.
I don't know if he wrote for WWE. I think he's just a comedian.
Yeah, he was just sorry.
Yeah.
She was stealing his crack.
Well, that's the allegation.
The allegation. This is Nia Jax saying this.
But I think Becky...
And she says, I have injured a bunch of people. I don't give a F. Which I thought was really cool of her, to be honest with you.
Fair.
So, yeah, hold it.
Do you think people would start, do you think people would get behind Goldberg if he said the same about Brett? Like, I'm sick of them. I don't care.
He has said that, though. Goldberg said,
Has he?
Goldberg said, how many times have you apologise?
right.
I've
Yeah.
apologised multiple times. It keeps on getting brought up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Was Brett still good then? He ended the career of one of the greatest of all time, but was Brett still good then? Would he have lasted much longer, do you think?
That's a question people have asked many a
Okay.
time because, oh no,
there's no
Brett
new-
missed
I can't-
WCW 2000.
can't-
Great. Yeah.
It's hard to come up with any original questions anymore in wrestling. Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry.
no, I'm just joking.
I don't want to make it sound like, yes, it's the first time.
No,
it was ever.
no.
You know, I'm asking too much of the audience
No, I just...
because I'm old. I've read stuff and I keep on
No.
saying, no, people are young, Maffew. They haven't read everything.
I just do wonder what the opinion is, generally.
It is an interesting thing to go like, okay, what would have Brett done in
'Cause was he
2000
like-
other than suck like everybody else
Was he
did?
in his 40s by then? Or
Yeah.
approaching his... Oh, right, okay.
Which in the year of our Lord 2000 meant a lot.
That was really near the end of your career,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, whoa, you old person.
Now you're just getting started,
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah.
The next match is Drew versus Damien. Solo attacks Knight behind the ref's back and hits him with a Samoan spike. Drew sets up the Claymore, but Damien Priest pulls him out of the ring for the DQ. Priest beats Drew down and chokeslams him through the announce table. Knight argues with Priest, but both are taken out by Jacob for 2. He beats both of them down and stands tall.
Cool. Didn't mind this at all.
Yeah, it was a decent match. Have I put anything else there? I'm actually surprised that Priest is still beefing with Drew. I thought that was a quite concise victory.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, it's like the Naomi Jade thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we're still doing that?
Even more so.
I just think it highlights Priest's negatives.
Oh.
Because Drew is so cocky and handsome and beautiful.
It's easier
and
to
let's
get
keep on talking
behind,
about his, the size of his legs. And Priest is just like, hi,
Priest is cool in the right... Yeah, you're right. He's cool in the
I
right
don't have any of those
circumstances.
qualities.
Well,
why keep
people
on
think he's
doing that?
hot, I suppose. Like, people think Drew's hot.
Priest is hot, and he stands next to Drew, and you're like, can you
That's
can
your...
you go out the way?
That's your opinion.
It is my opinion. It's a wrestling podcast. We talk about men's appearances.
But you're right, though, especially on the mic and stuff. It is just easier to like Drew because he's funny and stuff as well. But Priest, I can get behind Priest when I wanted him to win his feud with Balor and stuff like that.
He's only as good as his opponent. That's a weird thing to say. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, sorry, the Gunther versus Priest was really good.
Yes.
And I don't think Priest has been that level since.
Okay, fair enough.
He says every week, I'm really harsh on Priest.
I
for
do
some
feel
reason.
for him because he after the Judgment Day, after he left the Judgment Day and everything, and then he stopped teaming with Rhea in those, like, I don't know if they had that many matches, but like in those long segments where they'd be brawling all over the place.
What was their
together.
name? The Terror Twins.
Terror Twins. And after that, now he's like on a different brand and he's on his own and stuff. And it must be difficult to try and like find your next surge of momentum, you know?
Yeah. But on the plus side, Jacob 2 kicked him.
Yes.
On the negative side, Jacob 2's really over for a heel.
So good. It's because he's so good.
Yeah.
They've got so many people at the minute who like, we've always, the whole thing of WWE, like, oh, they never create stars and that. But now you've got just under the main event scene, you've got like Braun, Jacob, I was about to say Von Wagner. Who am I thinking of? I wish it was Von Wagner. Jacob, Braun, Obafemi is the other one I was thinking of.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
In a few years' time.
I'll say Bronson Reed,
got all
but,
these
yeah.
lads. Bronson Reed's
Yeah.
another shout, yeah.
And so there's no number one contender. So I guess next week we'll have to have a 3-way or something.
Yes.
Oh, good. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
John Cena bumps into R-Truth as he leaves the venue. Truth offers Cena help whenever he needs it. Cena walks off without saying anything. Jimmy Uso asks Truth when Cena became so whack. Truth calls Cena a real champion and wants to be like him when he grows up. Well, I'm glad they're keeping that continuity going.
And then Jimmy, just in case we didn't get it, Truth walks off camera and Jimmy goes, "You're already grown up."
Oh, just... they're so close to good comedy, then they're like, he's meant to him. What's he like?
They actually say that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
You already grown up, Oos. You know? No ye.
That's the joke, Oos. Like,
Yeah. And I do find Jimmy quite funny when he's just being the silly one out of the Usos. Yeah. But, sad that Cena just ignored his biggest fan as well. Shit.
That's how he's a heel.
Yeah. But I thought he was
The
going
other thing you should do,
I thought he was going to beat him. You should beat him up.
I thought even worse, you should do the
Dog
Triple
enemy.
H Eugene thing and be like, yeah, do you need my help? Go attack Randy Orton.
Yeah,
okay,
let's
Cena.
relive that angle. Yeah.
And I'm going like, no, don't listen to him. He's evil now because Cena's not evil.
He should do that, but Eugene's character at least was like dangerous in the ring, whereas Truth, I don't know if you can believably. No, when he was with the Miz, he was ruining the show and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, why am I agreeing with this? No, I
I
don't.
like it, and you're like, is Eugene a more serious wrestler in the ring than R-Truth right
Oh,
now?
100%. Like,
Yeah,
he was-
really?
well, Nick Dinsmore was. He was an amateur guy, wasn't he, and stuff. He could do
Yeah.
the things. R-Truth can do the things.
Yeah.
And he's ageless.
R-Truth is 80 years old and he's still doing all the cool stuff he did when he just started in like 2000.
Can he still do the lie detector? Is it lie detector? The spinny crossbody? He still does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, now and again.
Mad. I think Cena should beat him up for heat. That would be good. Yeah.
Mate. That's the nuclear button.
Cena used to do horrible things in matches like, well, I've won this I Quit match, but I'm going to batter him anyway and stuff like that. What an arsehole.
What a dick.
I'm going to
Is
bury
that
Wade
gonna-
Barrett under this thing of chairs.
Is that going to lead into our big question this week is who should Cena lose the title to?
Yeah, something like that. Who should beat John Cena for the... Yeah,
R-Truth.
that's a
passing
great
the
answer.
torch, the
We've
young'un.
answered the big question, Joel.
There you go.
You don't even need to play the sting.
It's Cultaholics.
Surely not Randy Orton.
No, it can't be Randy Orton. I don't think it
God,
will
no.
be. Oh, God, no. I like Randy, but not to be the big hero of this story.
Yeah, plus we need a champion who has more than one match every 3 months.
First of all, who do you think it will be?
Cody getting the win back.
I think it'll be Cody as well.
Almost assuredly because he is the next John Cena.
And he's been made to look like a real sucker MC. And I need him to, he looks really bad now after Mania. I can't hit him with the belt.
That, yeah, he should hit him so hard
Yeah.
with the belt over and over again.
You're the next Cena wannabe.
He's going to feel it.
Going to feel it.
Yes, there you go. Take a shot at home. It's a time mentioning Street Fighter movie.
But I don't know if he's definitely one pick that it should be. But there's a couple of options it could be.
Go on.
Punk would make sense thematically, but Punk would also make sense valiantly trying and not being able to, which might be like the SummerSlam or something. It would be interesting to see Punk on the other side of his classic storyline, which is I'm going to take the belt and run away. Now he needs to stop someone taking the belt and running away.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think that's
I've
how
only
they
just
might
realised
do
that.
it. Yeah, because Cena's
Oh, of course.
Punk's now the one trying to save the WWE,
Yeah.
which is so weird, but it would work. Rollins might have a go, but no, that's heel versus heel.
Yeah.
Roman.
Ah. Roman getting the title back.
Feels weird with him not having the title for so long, doesn't it? Because he had it for so long.
Something
but-
to be like they've de-pushed. I mean, absolutely. You must all push thing in bloody years.
Yeah.
But
I'd like it to be someone like Sami Zayn, but I don't think it will be. Sami would be a great one, especially after what happens on Raw. Because he said in his promo, like, I really want to be world champion. I want to be WWE champion. And it's like, imagine.
Sami Zayn is a
It'd be
wild
such a
card
good shout.
pick.
It'd be
Yeah.
such a good pick, but I don't think they'll do it. I think it'll be Cody. Who do you think it'll be, John?
Cody, yeah. I would love Zayn, but nah,
Yeah, because that's going to then
Cena.
just the idea of Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes is like face versus face. It's like, nah, one of them's going to need a turn, and it's not going to be Cody
No, it's not going to be Cody. Who, unless it was, but
unless Sami does the I need to beat you Cena. And it'd be like nothing else, and then joins Seth Rollins' wacky army.
I can't do any more big heel turns for now. I just need a babyface win.
Yeah,
It's become such a bleak place after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Everyone's turning evil.
As long as he doesn't lose it to Travis Scott, I'm all right.
Get him in the thumbnail, though.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Travis. Yeah, sure.
Oh, The Rock. Get The Rock in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, The
is one
Rock.
with- He turns on Cena. That's like
Beats up the lad from Busted Open Radio, and then, yeah.
that's like something that WCW would do.
God.
It's just to swerve us.
Did you see the Smashing Machine trailer with the
I
Rock?
bloody did.
Looked great.
I can't believe this film's even happening because the Smashing Machine documentary is bleak. And again, it's about a pro athlete who does lots of fighting in the ring and is addicted to drugs and is on the roids. And you're like, it's a bit on the nose having The Rock doing this.
Is
Just
The
having
Rock-
any wrestler turned actor doing this. I'm like, ooh.
Is The Rock like bigger than usual in it?
He's about the same size
okay.
as Mark.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I mean, Mark was like massive and stuff like that.
It's
but
impressive makeup.
very
He
impressive
he
makeup,
so
yeah.
Is
similar.
it really?
I think I'm predicting he's going to get an Oscar nomination.
if anything's going to
The
get
Rock.
it, it's going to be
Wait.
this.
Not the
Best
makeup guy.
actor.
Best actor.
I think he might. Just
I think-
based on the trailer.
He's
but
got
he
nothing
looks
else
really
in his
good.
filmography that comes close.
Oh,
to
He
that.
looks like he's actually trying.
But
Yeah.
how,
I'm hyped.
Proper
for it.
how long
acting.
will his speech go on for if he wins?
And he'll still say, like, thank you. This makes up for Black Adam not winning Best Film. In the main event, the Street Profits defend the tag team titles against DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. Raise your fists. The Street Profits win a big, silly TLC match to retain the belts. Yeah, very forgettable. Move on to Raw then, shall we?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm kidding, of course.
silly man.
What a crash, bang, wallop, what a video match this was.
Oh, it was a real Tom Campbell of a match with all the lads Tom Campbelling about all over the place. But
The verb is...
yes, and I don't want to sound like a big spoil sport or anything like that, but there were just certain moments that took me out of it because of the cooperation required to pull off some of these.
Oh, really?
spots. The
Okay.
one where they're all like on the table. Like, it was impressive that they managed to balance on the table and not break it too early and then hit the move and stuff. But they were just odd little moments. But it didn't. The positive outweighed the negative for me anyway. Certainly, like it was really fun.
That's fair enough. You know what, I'm at the point now with these matches. I'm like, well, yeah, okay, let's just pretend. But I can see that being a criticism. That's absolutely fair enough then. But I thought
It didn't
these
like ruin
guys.
the match. It just took me out of it like once or twice.
I mean, I like that the commentators were openly saying, as they did when they were talking about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, these lads thought they should have been at WrestleMania.
I mean, they should have been at WrestleMania.
No, they needed to have the Viking Raiders on there so they could have that
Would they-
cooperation with the Clash of Clans, what the bleak thing's called.
Oh, the spot. Yeah. Come out in their foam costumes.
They're
or whatever. Cardboard helmets.
They
and
look
that.
so miserable. Yeah, this was something that I think that we were very eager to prove how good they were. SmackDown division was the lowest priority thing in WWE. And after this, I'm like, well, no one's saying that after this Blue Week SmackDown.
No, it was
knocked out the park.
I feel a bit harsh now. It was very fun, and it was a great big TV main event. Ciampa still can't get used to him without his beard.
I think it looks great.
Well, he looks. Well, you'd think he'd look scarier with the big beard, but actually, does he look scarier now without it? I don't know. Jeff.
We're back to men's appearances. Let's not get in the way of the fact that a man's prosthetic leg was used.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. how
And
did-
I'm like, wait, hang on. He's dressed like Shawn Michaels.
Ah,
The last time we did this spot with a prosthetic leg was Diesel versus Shawn Michaels.
with Mad Dog, Vachon.
Mad Dog, that's well done, mate. Yes, I forgot if it was a fan. So yeah, Mad Dog.
Come on.
Mad Dog Vachon's.
Was it actually that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I'm like, wait, hang on. Did you know you were going to... Wait, because the fan was like, yay, I'm so happy. I've got a prosthetic leg ever since Steve Austin ran over it with his ATV. But yeah, bloody great match.
I like the finish as well with Ford. And there were a lot. Actually, I have been too harsh because there was a lot of moments that you don't often see in big multi-man ladder matches where it's obviously the finish. There's one person left on the thing, but they did this a couple of times where like, but no, because just out of camera, here comes like Sabin
Yeah.
or whatever. I was like,
Camera work was
you
very
got
good.
me a few times. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, especially with Ford climbing up the side of the ladder, not both of them down, which is nice.
that was a good finish.
Yeah. Good
I-
stuff.
I've
I was
been-
very happy watching this
I've been,
while I was
I've been
bloody
a,
miserable.
I've been a silly man there. It was fun. It was fun indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it up here.
Oh.
Monday Night Raw.
Goodness.
No, that was them
Oh,
being left off WrestleMania.
sorry, yes.
That was a direct quote.
I see.
Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman opened the show. Seth calls himself the future of the industry, not Punk, Roman, Cena, Jay, or Cody, who are all like 50. Sami Zayn interrupts, and Seth is happy to see
not like
him.
that young either. He's younger than a few of them.
Oh, God, yeah.
But he's not... I am the future, man.
Sami Zayn interrupts, and he does his, scar dance, but sadly. Seth is happy to see him. Sami thinks this new group is a load of crap. Seth hates Punk and Roman, but the one thing they had in common was Heyman, so how is Seth any different? Maybe he never hated Punk or Roman. Maybe he was just jealous of them. Seth is being a hypocrite. There's that word of the day.
Yeah.
And his new group is just the Bloodline, complete with Paul Heyman and his little dog.
Little dog.
And your little dog, too.
Braun Breaker's the little dog.
Sami and Braun square off, but Seth gets in between. He says if Sami isn't with them, he becomes a target. Seth doesn't want that. He's sure Heyman can pull some strings and pull him off Raw. He wants an answer.
No.
He wants an answer by the end of the night.
Pull him off Raw.
I mean, it was the standard. We're going to say something now to set up something later on tonight. Intro to Raw that we're all used to.
Yeah.
But I was intrigued by it. I like it when friends are like, "Look, I'm going this way. Are you coming this way as well?" Because if you're not coming this way, you're in the way.
I liked almost all of it. Like
okay.
I really liked. Actually, the bit that I didn't like comes later on. So I liked all of this. I liked Seth clearly trying to manipulate him, and Sami's too clever for that, and you can see through it. I like that dynamic. Yeah, I'll talk about the bit I didn't like when it comes up.
There's been Dragon Ball Z where Vegeta. I'll be quick.
Oh, it's over 9,000.
That's what he says.
Pathetic. Cartoons.
I did not realize there was this much hatred.
No, I used to watch it on whatever it was on when I was a kid.
Nickelodeon. That's the best time we watched Dragon Ball Z.
It was the Frieza time. It was when Frieza was the big bad guy.
Yeah.
But every weekend, I'd only watch it at my grand's because she had the right channels for it.
Because your gran was a big fan.
Yeah, she loved it. But it felt like every time it was on, Frieza looked different. I was like, is this Frieza again? He's changed his look again. Yeah. He's little now.
Yeah, it's like Seth Rollins. It's got a different get up every week.
But then every time they beat him, I'd be like, well, finally they've beaten Frieza.
Yeah.
And like, oh, Frieza's back. Just end it. And then the next top heel wasn't even as good as Frieza because of that big fat pink baby eating all the planets. I'll be honest, I didn't follow the story that well.
I mean, you nailed it so far.
I preferred Frieza as a heel to the big pink baby.
Bless you. Well, anyway, my little point was that Vegeta, after being a good guy for ages, accepts this villain's like, I'll give you more power if you join with me.
Turns heel again.
Yeah, and Goku's like, what are you doing? And he goes, he's just going to be your slave. And he goes, it's not slavery if you get what you want.
Man.
It's one of those like, oh, okay, that's a nice line that gets brought up.
I never knew he turned heel again.
Because he's always got this thing and be like, I want to be I want to be better than Goku. So he just like, and Goku's like, I can't believe you turning heel. Like after all these years. And he does it, and then they have a fight. Obviously, Goku wins and all this other stuff. But like, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point was
Goku over there.
The point was Seth Rollins is like, yeah,
Goku wins again.
Boy, he's the main character.
Yeah.
The point is like this felt like this. Like, look, we're friends, but I'm always going to pick this over this.
Wow. Maybe I should watch it actually.
Nah, come on. Look, Dragon Ball Z is great when you're a kid. There are people who like go to the gym who love Dragon Ball Z because it's all about getting numbers higher.
Yeah, it's the bros anime.
It really is.
Maybe I should watch one of them bloody animes. You know, it's just One Piece is too big.
If you start,
I've only watched the volleyball one. It was class. It was unreal.
Perfect.
No, men's volleyball.
My point stands.
No, wait,
they've all got nice faces.
They were a school team. No.
Rhea Ripley takes on Roxanne Perez. She almost has the match won, but Julia interferes to cause a DQ. The heels beat Rhea down, but Io Sky makes a save. They turn the tables on her, but Ripley recovers and helps Io chase them away.
So this wasn't portrayed as like special appearance. It's NXT superstar Roxanne Perez. It was just Perez is on Raw. But then conflicting reports have sort of come out. Figure 4 Weekly Online were like, Perez will probably be moved to Raw, but not yet. But then someone else, I can't remember who it was, like maybe PW Insider, said that both her and Julia were wearing those tops, like tags on their gear that they wore at Mania as well. Apparently people are going to wear them to make the gear like a collectible when it's... And that's
those things, yeah.
And that's for special occasions like Mania or like their Raw debut. And apparently they were both wearing them on their gear. So they might already be Raw. I don't know.
It's a bit odd, isn't it? I think
The call-ups have been quite low-key if these are the way they're doing it this year.
yeah, not going all in.
No.
Which is a bit odd because, the big announcement. Here's the NXT draft.
Yeah. Strange.
Yeah, a big run that EC3 had. But yeah, good showcase for Perez.
Yeah.
And it's good to have Perez on the roster on Monday Night Raw.
But then she was back on NXT.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet. I just don't know.
I just don't know.
But she is good enough. I think she's probably been good enough in the ring since she started in NXT.
I think this was a test.
Ooh.
All right, so let's see how we do against Ripley.
She did fine.
Yeah, I think
It wasn't
she
my
did okay.
favourite Perez match, but for a TV match, it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, I didn't like the finish with Julie interfering, and then when they caused a DQ, she did this face. I'm like, yeah.
You know the rules, yeah.
All right.
No, I thought it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to say. The JD are in the clubhouse playing 2K. It's Dom versus Triple H.
Did you see that?
I didn't see that
On the
actually.
screen, as they're playing it, while Finn and whoever are talking in the foreground.
Yeah.
If you just make out the screen in the background, I'm pretty certain that it's just Dom stomping Triple H in the corner. I was like, that's unreal.
This is for the political hit at WrestleMania. Finn Balor welcomes JD back, but wishes he told him about his return ahead of time. Liv Morgan wonders why the pair aren't getting ready for her upcoming film coming out later this year. Sorry, their match tonight. Finn is confused. JD reveals that Liv got them a match against the War Raiders. She was supposed to tell Balor, but it must have slipped her mind.
Oh, Liv. I was confused because I was like, I forgot that the War Raiders weren't tag team champions anymore. So I was like, so is it a title match then? But she means, I've got you this match to get on your way to becoming tag team champions again.
Yeah,
Like,
and
all
I
right,
thought
fair.
that it wasn't said, but I was like, yeah, don't JD wants revenge on the War Raiders.
Oh, because yeah,
Never really said that.
Yeah,
They didn't really make a big deal of it, I guess.
I know because it was a legitimate injury, so they probably forgot to be like, we can use this as like motivation. Yeah.
Because you think be the other way around. It's like, JD, I got your match against the Warriors. Like, well, why would I want to wrestle them ever again? But like, yeah, they did
And
with
the
Finn.
bloke's first match back from injury, Michael Cole's just like, look at his massive heat.
Ha ha, he's okay now. We can mock
I
him.
was like, what?
All right, cool. Jesus.
But no, it was they've been way more slow with this. I should have known because of Triple H, but they've still not turned Finn and Dom on each other yet. It's still burning away, even though he pinned him at Mania.
Yeah.
It's still going.
You know what? I'm all right with the slow build
Okay.
because I don't know why. I'm really entertained by these dumb JD bits, the Judgment Day bits. Like
They
just
are-
them backstage all cobbling and being like, oh, you don't get the message.
I think was this the segment
Hee
where
hee, and just Finn like, that's great.
at the end Carlito was like, I feel like a champion, even though we're not all champions. Or something like that.
I
All
should
right.
be champion.
Yeah.
Carly
yeah.
does his one line, eats an apple, says something
He can be
racist.
the World Wrestling Council champion again if he wants, probably. It's like his dad's.
He's always got that in the back, but look, I'll
Yeah.
do what I like.
How many reigns has he got with that? Probably loads.
All of them. So great watching like old WWC footage because it's like an old WWF guy. So it's like Greg Valentine, somebody like Abdullah the Butcher, and some guy who's had 2 matches in his life, but he's like 8 foot tall.
Okay.
It's the worst match you've ever seen. And there's like 150,000 people watching it. Anyway.
I thought you were going to
here's-
say, and then a Cologne ends up winning the match.
Yeah, even if he's not booked, he still wins. Where we are. Logan Paul comes out for a promo and brags about beating AJ Styles. He's a true legend, and Jey Uso certainly isn't. Jey has something Logan wants, the world title. Ugh. Jey interrupts and says he's going to hand his belt over to a punk-ass YouTuber. When
Get him.
Sorry, my eye was hurting then. When Gunther beat up Jimmy, it lit a fire in Jey that will never go out. That title isn't given, it's earned. Logan says he's done more in 4 years than Jey has in 15. He's going to take the title and gets it with a super kick from Jey. I'm not asked.
No, I'm not. You know, I think me, you, and Ross were talking about this. Are you all right?
Yeah, carry on, sorry.
Oh, don't touch your other one.
No, I'm getting crap out of it.
Oh
There you
no!
I'm not going to touch my eye.
That's your normal one. No, that's your healthy eye.
No.
Without your good eye, then what are you going to do?
It's all right, I'll print out in Braille.
So
Dot, 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 dot. On speaker. Read it. Oh, whatever. Oh, that's such a good
kind of Morse code kind of thing you were doing. So we were worried, weren't we? We were like, you're worrying me with your eye.
It's all right. Look, I'll fix things.
So I don't want you to be hurt doing this pod.
It's okay.
I should have sat in the light.
Yeah, it's so great being interrogated with these cameras. I don't know why my eyesight's so bad.
So we were worried, weren't we, when Logan beat AJ that he would be. We're like, who's going to challenge Jay next? And we're like, I might be Logan. He got to win at Mania and that sort of thing. And it is Logan, which I'm not thrilled about. The thing that reassured me a little bit though is that You know when someone wins, a babyface wins the world title, and then they kind of lose their momentum now because the chase is over, and it's like, right, where now? We saw it with like Kofi and stuff like that, and it was a shame. But Jay has managed to, I'll begrudgingly admit, even though the Yeet stuff's so like, it's still not for me, but he does cut a good fiery promo now, and he was saying like, no, you got to earn this title. I'm not gonna. I was still like I was still invested in, like, I want to see him win. Yeah, I want to see him keep this belt now. So that's promising, because we were worried when he won it. We were like, what happens next is dangerous. Like, that's going to be risky. But it looks like it's going to be all right, maybe.
There is the idea you put there that people will get invested in this because they don't want Logan as champ.
Oh my God, what if they haven't beat him? They're not going to have Logan win, are they?
They're not, but the fear is always there.
There'll be some good near falls, maybe.
Yeah, people going, no!
You might beat him. No, not like soon. And not with all the Yeet shirts.
No.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't care about Logan Paul as a thing, as a concept, as it existed. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Do you have to be here? Like, are you really full-time now? Did you have to go 25 bloody... Oh, the match's going to be long as hell as well for some reason.
They love him, don't they?
Yeah, because Triple H apparently mentors him.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Oh. It was believable.
The New Day joined the announce team for the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day. Ivar throws Balor into them.
Why?
And now onto them. Back in the ring,
Well,
Carlito
Kofi catches them though, and then he splashes them all.
He does.
It's a good spot.
Back in the ring, Carlito distracts the referees with more racist jokes, but it backfires, allowing Penta to attack JD and help the War Raiders win the match.
Oh, big pop for Penta when he came out from under. I think he was under the ring. He pops up from the
He did
apron.
appear out of nowhere.
Everyone's
so.
like, whoa!
Yeah.
And he looks creepy enough that it's a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, God, what's that? Oh, it's Penta.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero pop for the Irish Lads theme that I think only Ross recognised.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey.
Was it Balor's theme they came out to? Like the little low bass line, rumbly, boom. I don't know.
No, I think it was a different one.
Wait, when you say the Irish Lads theme, all I can think is like,
Like kneecap.
no, like, no, it doesn't. As I was going over.
All the Asian wrestlers get the Orient Express theme. Like all Irish wrestlers get Finley's.
Mushering diddly diddle. There's whiskey in the jar. As I was going over. That's Cornish accent I'm doing. I
They all
don't
get
do.
Finley's theme, and it still includes a bit. It goes, "My name is Finley, and I love to fight."
My name is Finn and JD, and I love to fight. Yeah, it was
There's
a
still
shame.
Finley saying
It's
it
a
for
shame
some
because
reason.
especially Balor, like, you know, he is still over. People still go, oh, it's Finn Balor. But his theme is like he used to have one of the best themes.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Money.
Yeah.
Kofi out yelling Pat was much appreciated.
Go on, Kofi, son.
Because the crowd didn't give a damn about either team and chanted some football thing, I think, during the break.
I didn't recognise
They went, whoa, like Iron Maiden's Fear the Dark.
They were in Kansas, weren't they? Kansas City. So it was
Oh, it's the Chiefs.
the Chiefs thing. They go, whoa.
Oh, that's when, remember when that happened at Rumble 06 and everyone stood up and did that because the Tanker came out. And they went, the Tanker's really over and hired him full time.
Fantastic.
It's like, no, it's just because they were there. But I guess if you don't know anything about the outside world, like Vince McMahon did back there, he's like, the Tanker's really over. Oh, I don't know.
Get him back in.
Let's have him full time.
Vince is like rethinking his whole booking of Tatanga back in the day. Why didn't I just... He should have been champion.
He could have been Pope. I know. I said they made these noises. Maybe they wanted to hear New Day's commentary. Maybe that's why they're so quiet. I don't know. JD's run near the end with the Asai moonsault, which I automatically called the Asda moonsault.
Oh, nice.
Why have I put that in the notes? Why have I shared that
Let's
with
stop
people?
calling it that. The Asda moonsault.
That's Asda Pride. And slapped his ass after.
Oh, yeah.
And only UK people get it.
Ah.
Old UK people. Crowd decided they liked Penta the most and cheered for him. Good crowd, I've put.
So you also noticed Penda's big pop when he came out.
The Penta pop, and then the crowd were like, all right.
I know, yeah.
Because there was nothing made of the
It's weird 'cause-
previous match from a few months ago, or the injury or the return. The Judgment Day are still technically... Well, sorry, Finn Balor is a heel. The Judgment Day are face. JD is friends with Finn, so do we cheer him, do we boo him? We don't know. And the War Raiders are crap.
They're not
Right.
crap. That's
No,
the weird
right
thing.
now they're crap.
The War Raiders should, in theory, work because they're hard men who do crazy things and are Vikings.
Now, in the ring, no
In-
issues, but
in
as...
theory, they should be over just
Right.
because they're You know, do you remember, like, they should be like the Road Warrior. Like, I don't understand. I know it's not the 80s now, but they should be.
Yeah. And also didn't help. Oh, there's a team on commentary. Well, nothing's going to happen until they get involved, so why get invested?
They were just there to scout their future opponents, man.
Yeah, they were brilliant on commentary, by the way.
Yeah, they were good. I was worried they weren't going to get a word in, but they...
Oh, yeah, they
were
made it clear. They made it clear.
Yeah.
We're still fighting for this championship. Sami Zayn is hanging out with Otis in the locker room, but Paul Heyman asks for a private word. Otis leaves, and Heyman tells Sami that Braun is demanding a match against him. If Sami accepts a move to SmackDown, everybody wins. Seth has even managed to get Sami a title shot against the winner of Cena versus Orton if he accepts the trade. This is proper like NBA draft stuff, isn't it? Heyman leaves and shares a look with Braun, who's been standing in the doorway.
So orangely.
Like
He was so orange.
like your brother going, Dad says it's my turn to play on the Xbox.
So this is the one part of the story that I don't like. Love the idea that Seth wants to get Sami out of the way and off to SmackDown. He's going to bribe him with this title shot. He's managed to get Heyman to pull some strings. It all makes sense. And it's good because it means, you know, that deep down, Seth's afraid of Sami. He's like, he could be a problem here for my new vision and my new group. But the only thing I didn't quite like as much was what's this terrible thing that's going to happen if you don't, you're going to face Braun Breaker. Well, I get that Braun's scary and stuff, but like every week, whoever faces Braun they're going to have a go. Like they're not going to, it makes Braun look scary, I get it.
It's surprising like somebody got, you know, I beat him, right?
Did he?
Yeah, you don't remember?
Of the IC belt?
Like, it was like,
No.
It was Sami as champ, and then Braun.
He beat him to retain the IC belt.
Yeah,
first,
and people were like, wow, Braun
Sami
lost
win?
to Sami,
Yeah.
and then had the rematch, and then Braun beat him.
Yeah.
Because he switched up his strategy. And I went, that's a good story.
It ended up all right, didn't it?
Yeah,
but
but people were shocked at the time. It was like, no, Braun's gimmick is he's still a rookie, making mistakes.
I know, but I think everyone just wanted Braun to be unstoppable. But it turned out all right, though.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
But maybe subconsciously, that's why I've thought, well, a Raw match against Braun isn't like a fate worse than death. Like
they've been pushing him so hard and so well, and he's destroyed everybody at Mania and still lost, like Charles Barkley. And it was so funny that they went, all right, you know, wrestling him, like you don't need to say anything. It's like, yeah, Sami, you know you're good and everything, but you know Braun Breaker. And you are right. He was so tanned. I was surprised Paul Heyman didn't make a racist joke to him.
yeah, that's good.
That's the joke I just thought of.
Oh, you just thought of it?
Yeah,
That was
some of
pretty...
the stuff comes like again. It's all the antibiotics. I should stay on these forever. I'm crap when I'm sober. So
Sober. Wow.
that's not the term, is it? Medicated. There we go. Becky Lynch arrives for a promo. She's reviewed the footage of the attack on Bayley and has learned the culprit was her.
Oh, yeah, fair. All right.
Good.
Fair enough.
But she's not the bad guy here. Bayley has attacked her repeatedly since 2019 and never apologized for it. Becky mocks Bayley for crying about not being a bigger star, but Becky is one. Lyra's friendship with Bayley makes her Becky's enemy too. She tried to convince Lyra to ditch that bitch, but she never listened to her. Lyra arrives and says the locker room warned her about Becky, and after a long time, she's finally realized. Becky bails out the ring. Lyra wonders if she's scared because she remembers the last time they fought when she took her NXT title. Becky says she's not fighting tonight, but Lyra puts her title on the line for Backlash. She's no longer interested in being the next Becky Lynch. She's going to be a better person than Becky, and she already knows she's a better wrestler. Okay, so it's just the Charlotte Flair Tiff storyline.
It was the same line, wasn't it? Basically the same line, yeah.
Lyra attacks Becky, who runs away through the crowd. The champ poses on the stage, but Becky runs back in and hits her from behind.
Oh, she knew the layout of the arena more than Lyra did. If I just run around here.
I did a recce before the show.
So I always prefer Becky as a babyface than a heel, and I think most people do because she's the man.
She still sounds like she's trying to be funny when she says these lines anyway.
No, that's just her accent. You can't say that. No, you're right. I know what you mean. I liked most of the promo, but the bit where she freaks out and goes like, "No, Lyra, I hate you," when she's on the outside.
Yeah.
That felt a bit acting-y. I know it's wrestling.
Right. And we said a lot of women in the back warned her about it. And then she goes, I bet they did. You know, maybe it is just a tone.
No, I didn't think she was trying to be funny then. I thought you meant when she's mocking Bayley, like, oh,
I don't think she's meant to be.
Star.
It's just how she sounds.
There was
Her
some
delivery of some lines are like, these aren't that serious.
No, I think she's just, I don't know. I think she's trying to be funny. I think she just is quite funny, maybe. Maybe she didn't get her ex-boyfriend to write all her tweets.
But
I don't know what to think because I feel like they didn't give Lyra enough fire here. She was still Lyra, still like nice Lyra.
she was too nice,
She was too nice.
which has been a character for a while.
I know.
She's a nice bird.
And I worry that also she's going to lose and Becky will get a win back.
One of those nice birds, like, you know, a magpie that brings you jewels and
Like
coins.
the ones that help Snow White clean the forest. Have I got the wrong fairy
Clean the
tale?
forest.
Cinderella cleans the flat with the... Does Snow White...
Oh, mice help Cinderella.
Does Snow White clean the dwarves' house with the help of all the woodland creatures?
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's a nice bird anyway.
can
The
picture
one
that.
that helps her or something. The one that sings with Fiona in Shrek as well.
Oh, the one that Fiona kills.
That
It
one
blows up,
explodes. Yeah.
That was amazing. Well, that bird blew up.
Groundbreaking film back in the day, Shrek. What?
First film to show a dead bird.
I really like Robin Hood in that. He's really funny. Oh, Mary Mary! So good. Oh, God, what a film.
Backstage, Nick Aldis gives Penta a match against JD. Penta bumps into Chad Gable, who mocks him for losing at Mania, just like his useless brother Ray Fenix. Penta kicks Gable in the chest and says he has zero miedo.
He does. Watch out for
Surprise,
me.
surprise.
Is Penta going to be the luchador to beat El Grande Americano then? Not Phoenix.
I like the idea of it being like, all right, luchadors, who's going to beat this get? Who's mocking our culture?
Yeah.
Or they'll keep it going forever and he'll main event NXT Mexico's first show.
I thought you were going to say Triple Mania, but that's the same thing. No.
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Let's have a sad
Well,
noise.
I guess you're more of a AAA fan than I am.
Oh, I mean, these last few years, absolutely bloody not. I mean, God.
I thought they've always been silly.
I mean, yeah, they've been way more outlandish and hardcore and done stuff that WCML was a very traditional company's done. But they've gone through ups and downs. There was a period when I was watching it every bloody week whenever there was stuff online. And then this last 2 years,
I watched
Conan sucks.
I watched a bit of a... I've never seen it before, but I watched a bit of a Vampiro shoot interview, and I found him really likable. Like,
Which one?
Might have been the one with the sleazy man.
That narrows it down.
The sleazy man who does the shoot interviews. What's in the bag and all that.
Oh, that's Sleazy Man. Is
Yeah.
he? Is he? Is it?
Yeah, of course
Sean?
he is. Yeah, of course he's a sleazy man.
What? Based on what?
So whenever he like plays what's in the bag, and then he gets out the pills, and he goes, "Ooh," and like shakes it, like who would be the wrestler who?
Oh, you
wants to
mean?
do the pills?
Okay, yeah,
But
I can see that point.
It was some shoot interview anyway, and Vampiro.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah,
I just found him very likable in it. I was like, ah.
he can be. Yeah,
Yeah, it was when
he's
he-
I wouldn't
he
trust a
was talking-
single word that comes out of his bloody mouth.
He was talking
but
about like getting catfished on MySpace or something.
I know the story
was
you're talking
like,
about,
right, that's quite.
There's no chance it happened, but it's a nice idea.
It could have done.
He's a
it.
damn liar.
There's also a bit where he talks about. I just liked a lot of the questions for some reason were like, I want to go to a show in Mexico, but I'm scared I'll get mugged on the street. And Vampiro's like, well, just don't be a dick, and that won't happen to you. Then it'll be fine. I was like, oh, yes, fair play, Vampiro.
My brother went to Mexico for a lad's holiday with his mates, and I instead we asked him, like, look, was it okay? Were you safe? Because you don't speak any Spanish for a start. And he goes, that was absolutely fine. Yeah. This guy chased us with a knife, but we were able to get away from him pretty quickly.
Oh, God.
Nonchalant. he went left, we went right, didn't see him again.
Vampiro
He
also,
went, good place, recommended holiday place.
Vampiro also talks about Sting not liking him at first because of the face paint thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've been doing this longer than you.
I do remember he said that actually for a few years.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what, that does sound believable.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I think that actually got like the newsletters all. Actually, maybe it was Vampiro writing in. What am I talking
I
about?
fell into this wormhole of Vampiro shoot interviews because I just put his theme on and I was like, oh, it's WCW theme.
Yeah, I mean, we
Is
watching.
it meant to be like Cherub Rock? Is that the song it's meant to be?
Oh, which one?
Like the
one that sounds
smashing-
like Cherub Rock,
The one
Matthew.
that's the one that starts off slow with the drums like the. Bow, wow, wow.
I haven't thought of it like that because it's Jimmy Hart. They'll be based on something, haven't they?
But yeah, I don't know. It's a great theme anyway.
Yeah.
It's some grunge theme. It's some grunge song.
Yeah. Been watching WWE 2000 on Twitch because I've decided I hate people who like me, so I thought I'll punish them. No, just show them how great wrestling can truly be. And Vampiro is so damn over.
Oh.
He's the ring general in a match between David Flair and Crowbar.
Well, yeah.
And David's like, what is wrestling? And so Vampiro is just giving him the biggest power bombs he's capable of doing. He's like, just come here and I will just do moves to you. And it's like, he's actually good.
Vampiro's
He's
probably
really good.
one of my first favorite wrestlers because it was WCW Worldwide.
I keep
was a
remembering,
kid,
like, yeah, how
and
cool I thought
I'd
he
turn
was.
it on. I'd be like, well, he looks the coolest one
Yeah.
out of all of them, and he does that.
He had the aura.
Yeah,
he
he
had
really,
the riz.
really did.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, sorry.
Depending,
I can't get you sidetracked on a Vampiro will be here.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. My first time I saw Vampiro was... despite interference, no, beg your pardon, we got a vignette for Rusev. He fell into an abyss.
Not as cool as Vampiro, but it's all right. He's still pretty good.
He's nearly there. He's like 0.7 on the Vampiro. He fell into an abyss after leaving WWE, but he redeemed himself. He's finally free to fight for himself. He'll hunt the flawed and the arrogant and fix them like he fixed himself. And
he says something like, I'm a righteous man, so fixing you won't be a chore. It'll be a pleasure or something like that, but in a menacing way. It was good.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of his...
I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Latin chanting. Sorry.
Very reminiscent of his early AEW stuff. Not in the look of it, but the content of what he's saying. Like
I thought you're just doing the AEW. How dare you make a little dig at them and then do the exact same style you were doing?
I assume he writes his own stuff. It feels like it, doesn't it? Because it's very distinct.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, cool. Can't wait for the crowd to chant Tony fumbled. We get a vignette for, I just said that bit, despite interference from Chad Gable, Stephanie Vercoeur beats Ivy Nile in a singles match. Yeah.
So, but she's definitely not a Raw superstar, though, because she's the NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, and it wasn't on the line here, so haha, Ivy.
Ivy's decent. Like, she's hanging in there with a much more experienced lady.
Yeah. One thing I noticed about this match, crowd and Pat, obviously, are more interested in talking about Booker T than Steph when it comes to the move I've dubbed the Legion of Goon. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize. Booker T obviously is, I thought he'd done a good job in making that move over. But if you're going to talk about the commentator during the spot, it's kind of counterproductive, isn't it?
I don't think that's Booker's fault, though. I think that's Pat's fault.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame Booker. And I also don't think he was trying to get her move over. I think he was legitimately excited by the move. When he first saw it, he's like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Stephanie's going to be... It's so strange just knowing that as long as nothing goes wrong and there's no injuries or anything, she just is going to be a main eventer because she's just...
That damn good.
She's one of the best wrestlers on the whole roster, probably.
And great match here.
Absolutely fine, yeah.
And I was just annoyed. It's like, hang on, why is Cole not getting excited about Steph's antlers?
Yeah, why just Valhalla's antlers, yeah.
Yeah.
Different
It's
types.
almost like they were taking the piss out of her.
Yes, it almost was.
Yeah.
Yes.
When she had that epic run in the Rumble, 3 seconds.
And he kept being like, away, your antlers, mate.
Oh, she's gone.
She gave a bit back, though. She would put the antlers on him and stuff.
Yeah. And then maybe that was it. Cole realised, oh, yeah, I don't need you. Just buy antlers.
You've
From the antler shop.
You've got to give it back. Bailey's always ripping the piss out of Cole, for example. She's pretty good at it.
When Bailey shaved, Cole sucks, the back of her head or whatever it was, it didn't appear on camera.
No, he buried it. Well, he didn't bury it. It got buried by the production team.
That's so great. AJ Styles meets with Aldis, but they're interrupted by Liv, Dom, and Raquel. Liv needs time off to go film her big movie, and I honestly thought that was a joke.
No.
Well, all right, sure. Dom needs time off too, but Aldis says being champ means the workload doubles. Dom mocks AJ for being so old. The heels leave, and Aldis implies a match between AJ and Dom very soon. AJ says, can you speak up, please? I haven't got my hearing aid in.
Yeah, this is the next thing AJ's doing, is Dom. I assume Dom will win. He can't drop the belt. But that means AJ will have lost to 2 people worse than him. No, they are worse. He's AJ Styles. But he'll have lost to Logan and Dom. That's going to drive him mad.
It's also, they are keeping Dom heel.
I know.
I thought the dynamic was Judgment Day of face. Cole was like, I can't believe the crowd are chanting for Dominic Mysterio at Mania. I'm like, are you not watching the show, mate?
Why didn't they just turn it? But maybe they still will. When they do finally have Balor turn on him, he's ready now. But I would have just done it at Mania.
What?
That's such a big reaction.
Oh, they have the turn?
I'd have just had Balor turn on him the next night or whatever.
We just more segments of angry, miserable Balor.
They are
I don't know why I'm so entertained by these dumb segments.
They are funny. He is good at...
Isn't it great, Balor? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, he's good at that. It never gets old.
Unlike AJ Styles.
Oh.
Karrion Kross bumps into Sami Zayn backstage and hopes he makes the right decision tonight. So we are just ignoring that shoot interview.
Same hair, same haircut.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's only going to get over as a shoot interview if they don't mention it, yeah?
What did I say last week very cynically? If a tree shoots in the forest and no one cares, did it happen?
That's very nice.
I said that. And this is what?
Well...
Didn't mean anything. It was all performative.
Maybe it'll come back.
You can't do that and then show up on You know what?
No,
who did do
yeah.
that? Shane Douglas. Worked out very well for him.
Yeah, you're right. They should have mentioned it if they were gonna.
It was just a thing that happened.
But was it still a shoot? No, sorry. Was it still a work shoot? Is what I mean.
Yeah, if you didn't mean it.
He seemed like he was cutting a promo.
Yeah.
And I know people were like,
and it was a good performance, don't get me wrong.
I know people were like,
but
look,
people are
it's
like, oh my
Scarlett-
God, look, it's so real. I'm like, what? You think he did this on a podcast that is cooperation with WWE?
Yeah, it can't have been real. But why have they not done anything? Yeah. I don't know. The Miz has got a lot to answer for. Because when he did it was class, but...
That was real.
That was real. Yeah, that actually was real, wasn't it? Yeah. But it was...
One of my favourite promos of all time.
Brian realises halfway through, doesn't he? He's like, he's cooking me here. Like,
he's like, Brian's at that like subdued level I can really feel this week. So he must have loved penicillin as much as me. And going, I thought Apollo Crews was the better man. Miz like, I won the match. I'm still the champion. How can you be? Well,
good.
Your style is what I would have described as the WWE soft style at the time. It's just like. I never really thought of it like the insecurity of someone going, what? I work safe.
Yeah.
I've never had time off for injury. Oh. And you don't like that. Mr. had to retire twice just to make sure it stuck. Oh, such a great clash.
He did it too well, though. Now everyone wants to do that.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? After when CM Punk did the pipe bomb and everyone was doing, pipe bomb. The bar is open. Drop the mic.
Pipe bomb was like my favourite thing ever. Though.
Yeah, but just everyone else trying to be knockoffs. So like,
I just caught the pipe bomb at the right time because I was just getting back into wrestling. So I was just starting to like read the forums or whatever. But so I did understand what he was saying. I was like, this is what all these weirdos are talking about. And now I'm one of them. Yeah. Now I'm one of the weirdos.
Yeah. I've proved his point correct. Michael Cole talks about Gunther being suspended after his attack on Pat. And it was even there thinking, I think maybe said last week, this makes sense. They've taken Gunther off TV for a bit so he can still keep his heat after the loss. Like when, there's probably loads of examples, but what that came to mind is when Triple H left for 3 months after putting Batista over in Hell in a Cell. It's like, well, what else are you going to do?
We've not seen Cody, have we?
Yeah, have the spotlight on Jay. No need for you to be here. You can keep the heat. You'll probably lose heat by being around because you've lost.
But that's not what happened.
Instead, Pat stands on the announce table and cuts a promo. He's had a successful career talking about a lot of people who have... What? He has a over here? A lot of people have forgotten who he really is. He's still that dog from Pittsburgh, the son of a truck driver and a self-made man. He's not particularly talented or handsome, but he hopes he's remembered for working incredibly hard and for his charity work. Most of all, Pat hopes he's remembered as a loyal mother flipper, and he's loyal to Michael Cole, the greatest of all time. Pat had no choice but to protect Cole when Gunther got in his face. People have warned him not to mess with Gunther, but flip that. If he dies, he dies. He was Russian, mate, but whatever.
Pat's off the quote.
Yeah, Pat calls Aldis out and wants him to lift Gunther's suspension so he can fight him. Aldis offers Pat a match against Gunther at Backlash. Pat accepts. Now, I'll say this. It was a wonderful promo, well delivered.
He did very well.
And crowd were like, yeah, we love you, Pat.
I know.
You're really cool.
We should really like this, Maffew, but I can sense that we're not.
Of all the people to be wrestling, of all the people Gunther should be wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat McAfee.
I'm quite intrigued by the dynamic of the two of them having a match, though, as long as Gunther wins. But...
yeah.
I just felt like, and it is hard to criticize, it's hard to justify our criticism of it here, because I agree with you. It is hard because you look at this promo, and Pat's a great promo when he wants to be, and it was a great performance, and you're right, the crowd were into him and everything, but like, why do they love him so much? Why did WWE love this guy? He's the one,
he's a podcast star,
he's the one allowed to
sports star.
They've gone, in your promo now, you can say all this, and you can swear, and you can say all that. They've given him the rub here. They've gone, you can do, and he took the ball around with it. Obviously, he did. But I'm like,
yeah, he was a footballer.
He kicked it though. But anyway, I'm like, can't you give this much? And not everyone will be able to cut this type of promo, obviously. But can you not give this to people who need it a bit more? Like
anybody else,
this time and attention. Right. It was a great moment, and Pat delivered it really well. I'm not having a go at him. It's more. But why do you love him so much? Like, he's a commentator. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just Gunther beating up Pat.
Oh, Pat'll get some hope spots in.
I know. Yeah, it'll be a great match because Gunther can put anyone over.
Yeah, it will be. It probably will be a great match. Pat was pretty good in NXT.
Yeah.
And he gets the crowd behind. He can just get the crowd behind him as well. And he is quite handsome. That was a lie. And he's like, I'm not the most handsome dog.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, there are a lot of people injured or taking time off right now. So I guess this is just something for them to do while there is a lack of somebody they want to put in this position. I get it. Just don't ask me to care that much about it.
I'm intrigued by it being on the card, to be fair. My issue isn't with the match itself, I suppose. It's more just with there's people who would like kill for this spotlight on TV who need it more. And they've gone, but Pat's our special boy. Like, I don't understand.
It was a good Pat.
Yeah.
Oh well. Jey Uso checks in with Sami Zayn backstage. Whatever he decides to do, Jey loves him because he's his dog. Yeah, because he's his dog from Pittsburgh. They hug and Sami leaves. Jey looks concerned, but turns out a cheap shot from Logan Paul, which the setting up of the camera meant that Jey could see him coming.
No, he was behind him, wasn't he? He turned into it. No?
Oh, well,
I don't know. It's fine.
who might have talked about people being able to see stuff? Yeah, ignore me.
But the point of this was obviously like Jey cheap shot at him in the ring before, and now he's got one back.
Oh, now it's personal.
Yes. The one in the ring I found more contrived actually than this one, but I need to watch this back now you've said that. But the one in the ring, Logan does a big like Shakespearean turn away and moreover, and then turns back into the super kick. I was like, ah. I'm not one to talk about super kick setups because before Ospreay kicked me, I'm like, like I blatantly know it's coming.
And you're a bigger YouTuber than Logan Paul.
That's incorrect.
Seth Rollins is back in the ring and wants to know Sami's decision. He brings Sami out and admits he's disappointed his friend doesn't believe in his new alliance with Braun and Heyman. Mm-hmm. Sami is a true friend. You are a true friend. In a business that doesn't lead to many true friendships, he talks about Sami giving him advice when his daughter was born, and now he wants to make sure you feed it, and wants to return the favor with some advice of his own. Mm-hmm. Sami should take the pass and leave Raw, otherwise bad things are going to happen. Zayn says their friendship is legit outside the ring, but he doesn't trust Seth inside of it. Seth knows how much Sami wants to be WWE champion one day, and now he's dangling a title shot in front of him to get him off Raw. But Seth must know that Sami never runs away. He won't allow Seth to threaten him, and whenever he wins a world title, he won't do it via any favors. Sami respects Seth, but he needs to tell him to go to hell. Braun Breaker's music hits, so we'll get there really quickly. In main event, Braun gets the upper hand, and hits Sami with several spears. At ringside, Seth again offers Sami the chance to leave, but he refuses. Braun wins via ref stoppage, and the medical team arrive to check on him, but Braun runs around the ring to hit another spear. Braun wants to continue the attack, but Seth stops him before hitting a stomp to Sami himself. Boo.
Boo.
Now, the match itself, I liked. Because,
Yes.
Wow, can you believe it? Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. That's a good match.
One who's really good at beating people up and one who's really good at getting beaten up.
Yeah, wow.
They're a
That's
great
analysis.
match. Yeah.
The bit at the end, though, crowd chanting one more time for the spear.
It's hard not to cheer Braun.
That's it. As the commentators and the crowd, the commentators are like, "Oh my God, poor Sami, he's about to die," and crowd are like, "Yeah." It is at odds with the storyline they're doing here.
Yeah.
Especially because the crowd booed when the ref stopped the match for Sami's protection.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh no, that's not working too well." Braun is way too cool to be a heel.
I know.
And they've done this with a bunch of people at the minute, with Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed.
The heels are the best guys on the roster.
Yeah,
all of
the
them,
extended beatdown bit they've done. Like, Jacob Fatu hits like 3 moonsaults a match. It's cool. You're supposed to... Okay, maybe not Jacob Fatu because he's slowly turning face. All right, fair enough then. But like, Bronson Reed was definitely...
Oh, yeah.
And Braun is supposed to be one.
Yeah.
But he's also really fun and exciting to watch.
Braun has to get the Batista storyline at some point, like they're leaving Evolution. But Triple H does these things slowly, and often that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But you're right, and I was just saying this to Tom on the news. I was like, no, I want this to be in like a year's time or more. But now that you've mentioned that, yeah, Braun is way too cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and even Sami Zayn, who everyone loves, they were like, yeah, get him. You're like, that wasn't what we wanted.
I recently watched back, and I haven't seen it for years, because I remember as a kid being so sad when The Rock lost to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2002.
Oh, yeah.
But I watched it back. I was like, this match is unbelievable. It's so good.
What a match.
Because The Rock giving him everything. Like, and The Rock did that against Hogan at WrestleMania as well, where he realizes he's not getting cheered. And he's doing it. The Rock was unbelievable.
And it's crazy because it starts off
but that's what
like
Lesnar was.
a small support for Brock. That gets
Well,
louder
at the end,
and louder.
Was it in New York?
It
was in a SmackDown anyway. But Brock
Yeah.
was so cool. Like Braun is now is the comparison I'm making. Like there's like guttural cheers whenever he smashes the Rock. Everyone's like, yeah.
And because it was part of it was because they did an amazing job of pushing Brock because he started after WrestleMania, day after WrestleMania, and then SummerSlam he's champ, which is just insane, and it worked. But also The Rock being
on his way out.
a guy who was no longer full time,
Yeah.
and left immediately for this, and everyone knew apparently. And what a match it is.
I never realized that it was that.
I always forget, like, the crowd are so pro Brock.
There's
by the
two
end.
women in the front row when he F5s him who are like jumping for joy. They're like,
Yeah.
he's doing it.
He's gonna win! Yay! Like, wow.
And that's how I feel about Braun now. And you're right. Like maybe they should just not drag this out as long as they, in theory, should do it because Braun has got a bit of that about him, like that early Lesnar.
Yeah, they booed Sammy. Sorry, beg pardon. They booed Seth when he hit the stomp. That's all right.
Good, yeah, good.
But
Braun,
no.
Whenever they decide to start teasing, maybe Seth will become champion first or whatever. But whenever they start teasing, like they give Braun the Batista thing where he's like getting pushed around a bit. And
Yeah, I'm trying to think who they could be. Who Braun could beat up then to get booed. Is it Otis? Right?
Yeah, so he was like the most beloved person. Pat. Everyone loves Pat. He needs to beat up Pat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a little break?
Go on then.
NXT. We open with a recap of Trick Willie attacking Joe Hendry at the end of TNA Rebellion. Hendry opens it. We don't see any footage of it though, which I thought was interesting.
What, did we not? I thought they showed it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, so you know what? I'm talking about the other stuff later on. They're talking about
Okay.
NXT. Wow, Maffew, get a grip. Hendry opens the show and says Trick has crossed the line, which is got a nice little. I remember that. Trick used to be a locker room leader NXT here, but he's jealous that Hendry has stolen the spotlight. Trick knows he won't get another shot at Obafemi, so he's decided to take a shot at the TNA champion instead. Hendry calls him out, but Dark State arrive. He tries to fight them off, but they beat him down.
Ooh. I have nothing against the Dark State lads. I just would rather this was a one-on-one feud between... Unless Ross's theory is right all along. And
I was going to say, that's a tease, isn't it?
They're
Right.
working for him, for Trick, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. But yeah, because outside of that, it's just a bunch of lads who look very generic.
They're trying to make them the Shield, aren't they? There's a lot of Shield, sort of the static and the whoa.
Even worse than that. Oh God, what's her name? Reckoning.
Oh yes, no.
No, I can't remember.
Wasn't Reckoning one of the members?
Cannot believe I can't remember
What were
the
they
name.
bloody called? Wasn't Mercedes Martinez Reckoning or something? They were called. No, maybe it was the Reckoning. No, wait, what were they called?
I legit don't know.
What were they called again?
Joe? No, this sucks. Professional wrestling
Slapjack and the
YouTubers.
lads. Slapjack and
They call themselves the Slapjackers.
Retribution.
Oh
Retribution.
my God. Yeah, them.
So I like Vic's commentary
We're doing
because
this for how many years?
when their music hits, he's like, "Well, Joe Hendry was invited here by Shawn Michaels, but these guys weren't invited." While their logos like flashing
Yeah,
on the
right.
screen and stuff. It's not like when the Nexus ran in and that felt real. It's like here's their production, la 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 la.
What was Nexus's theme again?
We are one.
We are one. We
Oh,
are one.
good.
We are one.
We walk alone.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't believe I'm nostalgic for the Nexus before Cena like destroyed
One
that.
amazing angle. It was all downhill after that. Anyway,
Barrett should have been a champion.
exactly. We'll die on that.
Still never an English WWE champion. Only Scottish.
Yeah.
And Irish, Sheamus.
Yeah.
Still never an English manager's won the Premier League.
Yeah.
God, bloody Ferguson, eh? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, this is just Trick being really cool and aggressive and evil now.
Yeah, Trick
I like
seemed
it.
cool. Joe did his Joe thing, which is mad that like a much wider audience are now chanting along with him and we believe and all that. It's class. I'm still not over it.
Yeah.
It's great.
And he's like, "Oh, are you with NXT yet?" No, just visiting. I'm like,
I've not asked him because I don't want to seem like I'm digging, but I'm sure people have been asking him.
I'd be thinking, yeah, it's the only thing they've been asking him.
I'm sure he's aware. I'm sure he's like not offended by that. He knows that people are going to.
Oh, stuff at you. Yeah, that type of response.
Yeah.
In the GM's office, Ava welcomes Io Sky back to NXT. She's taking on Julia and Roxanne Perez tonight, but doesn't have a tag partner yet. Jordan Grace arrives and offers to be her partner. Io agrees. I love that we have to look at every segment on NXT.
Well,
This is what
was just a
happened.
setup, wasn't it, for later on? Io comes across quite likable, doesn't she?
Yep.
As a babyface, because she's a bit wacky as well. Just that thing, yeah. And Jordan Grace is like, "Yep, I'm really strong,
Aye.
and you're mad." It's quite a good combo.
Yeah. Carmen Petrovic is hanging out with Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxton.
Why are they all lounging so much? You see, they're like, "Oh yes, here we are." They're all like hedonism bot off Futurama. Oh, here we are in NXT.
I love the grapes and I love the grapes.
I love hedonism bot actually.
Yeah.
My character.
Ashante the Adonis arrives and says, "Don't bother with these losers."
Come on, babe. These girls are weird.
He's managed to get Carmen a match against Sol Rooker tonight. Carmen panics because she isn't ready. He tells her if she wins, we'll have a title match.
We.
We?
And then the other two go, we. That's so cringe. Ugh.
Yeah, they do.
They do. I don't know what else to say about this segment
Ooh.
either. I'm sure Ross would have something to say.
He'd have like a thesis on this segment. Carmen Petrovic is hanging out with Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxton backstage. I just said that. Ricky Saints.
No.
Look,
It was such a good segment. Let's replay it.
I've got a bad eye.
You know,
Leave me alone.
You know the old radio DJ John Peel? He played Teenage Kicks back to back
Yeah,
famously
you
because
go.
he loved it so much. He was like, that was such a good song. That's what this segment was.
Oh,
This was the Teenage Kicks of segments.
Yeah, because he loved teenagers.
No,
Ricky
wait.
Saints beats. It's long been proven. It's very
has it?
disappointing.
It's been
Greatest
proven.
Wikipedia page.
Oh, it's actually been proven.
Ricky
Oh,
Saints
well then,
beats
fair.
Lexis King to retain the North American title.
I understand that they want to match Ricky Saints up with people who he can beat and run through and stuff, and that's cool. But you could hear the crowd go like, when Lexis came out. And I feel bad for Lexis because we crap on him a lot, and
You feel bad for him because he's bad.
no, he's fully...
It's not his fault. He's not
in
a
his
good
defense,
wrestler.
he's fully committed to not being a cool heel. Like, he's a proper heel. Like, you just, you know...
That, you know what? That's after. Damn it! You've
After we
got
just
me,
talked
you've got
about
me
Raw,
back.
yeah.
Exactly. We just talked about how Braun's too cool to be a heel. Here's Lexis King, who's crap and a heel.
I imagine
which
he's-
is how a heel is supposed to be, I guess.
I imagine he's quite an
a
asset
traditional
to a
sense.
booking team because it's like,
Right.
who do we want? Who do we have this guy beat? Who no one will be disappointed that he's beaten. You need them on the roster, don't you?
You do.
Yeah.
Well, damn it! I can't say anything negative about him now.
No, we can't.
You've got me. He's great at being crap.
Would he get so much, like, criticism from people if he wasn't Brian Pillman's son? Because Pillman was so cool that, like...
I think it's bizarre. It's like, oh well, your parents were this, so you must be. Like,
I know.
What? What? I came out the womb with natural wrestling ability.
Some people do, probably.
No.
No, some people will have, like, athletic...
Oh, I mean, yeah,
you
there'll be
know,
some like in the genes and just like
or, like, showman
right.
charisma and stuff, but, like... You can inherit...
You don't have
I guess
natural
you can
charisma.
inherit
You have to, like-
charisma, can't you?
Don't think that's right.
Okay, fair enough then.
I think like with the genes and stuff like that. Okay, in terms of fitness and things, but
Oh, because he didn't grow up with his dad, did he? So it wouldn't have been like he
yeah.
inherited his traits, I suppose.
And you know, I don't think it would be that big a deal if they didn't mention him and he didn't mention him in his promos every 3 effing seconds.
It's not as much anymore.
It was every
It was for a while.
promo. Do you know whose dad is?
I do.
Yeah.
It was Brian Pillman.
That's right. No.
But yeah, Ricky's still massively over with the crowd.
He is. He really
The
is.
crowd are chanting something to him at one point. I don't know what they're saying, but he turns and like acknowledges the chant, and they're like in raptures. They're like, "Woo!
Yeah.
He looked at us!" Like, which, yeah,
They're in Simpsons when Grumpy Willie sees the dog and goes, Poochie, 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 Poochie. Dogs look at him. He's like,
it's like that. Yeah, it is.
Booker talking about how great Lexis Tan is before being immediately mocked by the others was great. It's like, what are you talking about? He's got a great tan. He goes, yeah, he's here to play. He's got a great tan. And then Vic says, yeah, it is a great tan. It's currently leaking down his back.
Vic and Corey, are they ganging up on Booker now?
They've got charisma. What? Is that the word I'm for? Chemistry. There we go. They've actually got chemistry
Vic's
together.
so relieved.
Yeah. The workload's been hard for him. Odd moment when both men landed crossbodies at the same time with Ricky landing in a pinning position and then rolling off. Yeah, you don't want to pin a dude in a match. And I thought, wow, I can't believe the dude who lost to Penn and Teller, then Noam Dar, wouldn't be able to win the title. But again, it's just a match, isn't it?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Fair enough. I don't really got any more.
Yeah,
to
and it was
say.
pretty all right.
Yeah,
Because Ricky Saints is mint.
It's impressive because I know Lexis isn't the biggest guy around, but he's bigger than Ricky, and it's impressive that Ricky got him up for the
Rochambeau.
Yeah, it looked good.
Which is not the Rochambeau from South Park.
No. Or when the cat used to do it on WCW. Enough WCW.
Sean Spears tells The Culling that they've fallen short in recent weeks. He tells Izzy to put the spotlight on herself in the women's division, and they're in a dark room, and the spotlight literally shines on her,
Kurosawa.
not just an expression. He wants BJ and Nico to win the tag titles from Hank and Tank.
Yeah, just setting up what they're doing next. Izzy's now like fully in love with Sean Spears. She's fully bought into his cult leaderish,
Yeah.
There was another mention in this as well of like how good the women's division is, which is they're contractually obliged to mention it every part. I'm not going to lie to you, Izzy. The women's division's incredible. So you just have to try your best. That's basically what he said.
Just be good.
Yeah.
Then the segment ends with them all singing sea shanties while they invest in Bitcoin.
What's happened there then? What was that about? You need to
I
explain
don't know why
that.
I typed that.
No, wait, it might be.
I think Sean Spears looks like a guy who does Bitcoin.
I'll take it. Yep, fair.
Just audience of one
Sea
there, Matthew.
shanties.
I don't know where that kid looks.
Someone else looks like a...
Drugs are bad.
Maybe BJ could be
Even
like
the good drugs are bad for you.
BJ could look like a bit of a sailor, I suppose.
Just one of these types of... You know, it's Sean Spears' look right now. It's
When,
just everything you don't like about like modern day alpha males.
No, I get it. It's just... But he has always looked like that, to be fair to him. He's not trying to...
He's always been a tryhard.
But when you just said that there, it was so like... It reminded me of the match where Liverpool won the title the other weekend. Because when like... I can't remember which goal it is, but a goal goes in to like... You're going to win the match now. You're going to win the league. And Peter Drury on commentary, who's such a poet, goes, champagne and sunshine. I was like, champagne and sunshine? Tell us what the goal was like, you awesome. No offense to Peter Drury, but when I pointed out, I ruined him for Owen because I pointed out that he likes to say players' full names when they're winding up for a shot. He's like, and Mo Salah. And he'll rebound back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Lewis Diaz.
Tony D comes out for a promo accompanied by some of his goons. Tony talks about Stacks always being a hothead, but Tony always had his back because that's what loyalty is all about. Stacks waited for the big moment to betray Tony, and now he'll pay for his sins, but the family is in disarray. Nobody has heard from Luca, and Rizzo is in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Stacks appears on the Tron. He's by the Sinister Bridge.
The bridge, I think they've had segments on the bridge
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
That's why they've thrown people off, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Stacks says he was sick of taking orders from Tony, who's been losing more power by the day. Who can Tony trust now? Tony looks warily at the family goons, but is attacked by the security team instead, who appear to be being paid off by Stacks. He fights them off and tells Stacks that he wants control of the family. He'll need to take it from him.
Yeah. You know, I
Will love this.
I wasn't that inspired by this segment, I've got to admit.
Were you not?
No, especially not. My expectations are so high for not legitimately good segments, but like, you know, Shawn Michaels loves Goodfellas or whatever. Like, let's go over the top. And this didn't feel over the top enough for me.
Oh, you think they're not going hard enough on this?
When he met Luca in the desert, I was
shot a
like,
dude.
When he met him in the desert, I was like, yeah, here we go. This one, you know the moment where the security guards are suddenly on Stacks' payroll, like, oh God, who can Tony trust? And then Tony beats them up. And the goons who didn't jump in to help because they're not wrestlers, presumably, just all go, golf clap him. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
No, this was as good as the scene at the end of The Departed where, you know, where Leo gets shot by the other guy and it's like, you thought you were the only inside man? And I'm like, yeah, that's how good this was.
Bless.
That's a film I've seen.
Good.
I rewatched that like last week.
Good. What do you think of it?
4.5 stars on my letterbox.
I gave it 4.5 as well.
Because I thought it was class, but a bit silly.
It was better than I remembered.
Was it?
I never loved it really. It wasn't.
you not?
It wasn't up there with my Scorsese faves, but it's very,
fun.
really
It's
enjoyable.
fun.
Yeah. It is fun.
I think it's maybe my favourite Leo DiCaprio performance ever.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, right, yeah, fair enough.
Oh, that's a good question. Best.
He's such a babyface in it, though.
I started making a top 100
Have you?
favorite films list on Letterboxd.
Oh,
It's very fun.
in order.
No, that's too difficult.
Just 100 favourite films.
Yeah, it's great fun.
No, it's such a good film. If you've never seen it, even though I've spoiled a bit of the ending,
It's a
please.
bit-
I was going to say, I was like, but.
But
huge.
crucially, I've spoiled only a bit of the ending. There's so many swerves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very swervy. You're right. I'll rewatch Amadeus.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
Apparently, it's a great film for bitter people.
really. Oh, yeah. That's why I love it, man. Really love it. But it's one of these films where I'll put this on the background while I do something else. And then I'll just go, well, I'm not doing that other thing. I'm giving all my attention to this.
And that's what Shawn Michaels gives us every week as well.
There we go. There's a segue. Yeah, another Sopranos reference. Stop staring at me with your Manson lamps, which I think is good.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Right.
They keep on doing it now and again, just like flat out do it a Sopranos bit, which is
Okay.
funny because these are nothing like the Sopranos. These bits. I put, Manson lamps. Maybe they're in awe of our serial killer discussion last week. By the way, did you know Ed Kemper did a Pavlov? And I've copy-pasted the bit in his Wikipedia page where it explains Ed Kemper, basically, there was a guy he was inside prison with, and he was being a dick, and like every time he did something good, give him a peanut. Every time he did something bad, he threw water on him, and he soon shut up. And I thought, wow, what kind of weirdo would Pavlov someone in real life?
That's what you did with your friend, yeah. What did you give him, like a minstrel or something, or a skittle?
It was
Malteser.
Yes, well done.
Right.
Joel was that guy.
Doesn't bode well, really.
I did it once and realised the effect it had on someone and stopped doing it.
So it's real.
So it was heartbreaking for the dude.
God, where's my
Why do I hate Maffew now?
Wait, what segment were we just?
I just thought going along. So, I thought Ross would be here to join in and go, do you know about this? And he's going, a horrible series of stuff we have to cut out.
I saw a comment last week that was like, I loved how Ross's discussion of the serial killers felt like three lads talking about like which football is the best or something like that.
Oh, God, yeah. It was kind of like that.
Like, he was pretty good.
Yeah,
for the time. But yeah.
Kev was a great centre forward. Nothing's getting past him. And what were we talking about as well? Yeah, so this segment, I think it's a bit silly. If it does go to more the personal animosity between these two lads, because they've been together for ages, a bit of betrayal, I'm all right with it. If it's going to be like, hey, it's what it's going to be? It's going to be bad fellas.
Yeah,
if carrying like this.
I think there'll be I'm guessing it'll be like a mob themed no DQ match or whatever, like a sleeping with the fishes match or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't think. I know I've gone.
Yeah, I got nothing off them yet.
But they'll love doing that. They'll bring back the John Cena gangster car from Mania and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and they'll be on the side.
Yeah.
I was hanging off your gangster car. Sorry. There's not been any CM Punk this week, so I need my fill of
right,
fill.
God, you poor person.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, we get from. This has nothing to do with CM Punk, Matthew. I probably even attempt to make that segue. The Metaphor are excited to be reunited backstage, but Last Legend needs to say something.
Oh no.
A lot has changed since Noam Dar has been gone. Maybe it's time for everybody to thrive on their own. Dar reluctantly agrees, and they all hug before going their separate ways, and Dar is back to talking to his trophy.
I know.
His trophy wife. Literal trophy wife.
It's just sad, isn't it?
It makes sense because LL and JJ are more than likely going up to the main roster soon. Having one of the few appearances.
She even said, though, Legend said it's also maybe time for Jakara to do stuff on her own as well. So maybe not as a tag team. She goes like, Aura's been killing it in Evolve. And I was like, cool. And then she was...
yeah, you're supposed to be, aren't you? Like higher up in the ranks?
I guess fair enough, yeah. And then she was
NXT
like...
here, Evolve.
And also maybe it's time for Jakara to do her own thing. And I'm going to do my own thing. And I was like, it's a shame. I liked when they used to dress up. It was like Scooby-Doo or whatever. Remember they dressed up as Scooby-Doo for no reason.
Yeah.
And Dar would just be there going, hear me now, for some reason as well.
Yeah, I really like them, but it is, I guess if they're going up the main roster, that's a good thing. That's what NXT is there for.
Yeah.
Noam Dar is a proper dafty, and I like his character.
Yeah. When he was injured, I saw on his YouTube, or he like uploaded some vlogs or whatever, of him just training, doing kickboxing and stuff. The editing was mad. Like, whoever edited it was like, had the real, like their own distinctive style and stuff. I was like, ooh. But now
Was it Tubman?
No, maybe. But now he's back. I guess they was going to stop.
Oh.
He was like him back in Glasgow, like the grey, rainy, miserable streets.
Yeah, all right. Something like a happy day in Glasgow, is it? Yeah, so this sucks, but it happened for the right reason. I mean, they had a good run. People look back at Metaphor and go, yeah.
What a fun time.
Yeah.
And it was that rarity in wrestling, an amicable breakup of a team.
You're right.
Yeah.
There's only what?
Axel and...
Ryback and Curtis Axel.
Ryback, yeah.
You know what? It's time to go our separate ways. Because, and it happened on Main Event, I think.
Oh.
Or whatever the D show was. Was it Main Event?
Possibly.
Superstars? Well, who cares? Corey Graves says afterwards, I'm heartbroken. I'm going to go back to the hotel and eat raw cookie dough. Oh, that was funny. But I've cynically put, if you got to add, and drunk tweet.
That's nasty.
It is. Sol Rucker wins her match against Carmen Petrovic. Ashante berates Carmen after the bell, so she kicks him in the head. Did HBK just wait until after Mania to do all the angles?
Yeah, he was like, we can't take the shine off the breakup of Carmen and Ashante. This felt too soon. They've not built to this.
They didn't do bloody anything.
No, he helped her win matches. And then in 1 week, he's started to be an arsehole again. So she's broken up with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like they had no end game to this.
Is this going to lead somewhere?
Oh, what? He gets with somebody else, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm." It'll be some kind of soap opera thing like that.
Keita. She was lurking, wasn't she, Nikita Lyons?
Oh, maybe JJ and LL come out next week with him, and I was like, "Wait, I thought you got the main roster." He goes, no.
Don't know how I feel about it. It was a good kick. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Good soul snatcher as always from Soul.
That's it. She's nailing that. I'm still surprised the matches. There's only 3 minutes 28. Matches still seem to go too long. Am I just anticipating that cool finish?
Possibly, yeah.
She could just be having like minute-long matches, not like a Goldberg squash, but just like, oh, out of nowhere.
She also
Even though it's a bit
she
convoluted.
has other cool stuff she does as well. It's just that is the coolest thing. We'll
Yeah.
just get it to finish her, I suppose.
Yeah.
She is still friends with Zarya. The tension seems to have cooled off for a bit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it just me, by the way, who gets an email like nearly every hour that says, so-and-so has added you to a group chat on Twitter, and it's just nothing but spam?
Well, I don't get that.
Yeah, I need to
Do you
switch
get
it up,
that?
but like,
I don't get that.
you've been added to a group chat. It's just like
Actually,
dodgy.
whichever email account is linked to my Twitter, I think I don't really use anymore, so it could be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I just... Because once I got too big, you know. No.
Yeah.
Oh, God's sake. My followers are slowly trickling away, by the way.
On Twitter?
Yeah, because Elon
people-
probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people are just
Yeah, because
leaving.
He
lots of
cost
people
me
leave.
so many followers, that arsehole.
Trick Willie arrives for a promo. He says Hendry's name, but he doesn't appear. Hendry doesn't belong here and should be glad Dark State got to him before Trick did. He brags about attacking Joe at Rebellion and an upcoming TV role. Oh yeah, we see clips earlier on. He's Hollywood and Hendry is local talent.
He's a local hero.
He's a local hero.
Of course he is.
Hey. Trick's moving on to bigger and better things, and he still wants his title back from Obafemi. Ava interrupts and scolds him for his recent behavior. Trick says he used to think he was NXT, but now he's realizing he's bigger than NXT. He's the biggest star here, and soon will be the biggest star in TNA too. Okay, he's not a step down. Ava says if Trick wants a title shot, fine, but have to win a 25-man number one contender battle royal next week. There we go.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Trick's still... He's one of them heels that people still like.
Hollywood Trick, yeah, and they chant his name.
He tried his best. There was one line that did get them to boo when he's like, I think I'm bigger than NXT now. But the Shed love they're NXT loyalists. So that had the desired effect, you know. They were like, oh, well, we've done about that, actually, Trick.
Yeah. Well done, mate. Managed to get these people to boo him. They've seen him grow up week after week.
Yeah. I'm still surprised it's all turned out this way. I thought Trick was going to be like their Cena for a while, just unstoppable. Because
Well, now he is the Cena.
Well, yeah. When he was on his way up, he was pushed so hard. Do you remember when he won the Iron Survivor in the last minute by pinning like 4 blokes, one after another?
And he did that amazing clothesline off the top.
Yes. Yeah.
Who was it?
Breaker, maybe?
Dijak? Oh, maybe Breaker. Yeah,
one of
Breaker,
a big lad.
A big orange lad. Yeah, and I'm really liking this run though.
Yeah,
like, look,
fair.
I'm bigger and better than this place. And he's like, yeah,
I just
you are.
get a bit
He's being a
nervous.
dick. He's a tense. He's showing he can do this style still.
Just get a bit nervous that for Joe, because Trick's so easy to cheer. Henry's easy to cheer as well, but I'm like,
I think they're so different
Yeah.
personalities. It's going to be okay.
fair enough. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, Ava, by the way, still no selling everything.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
just, you're a very naughty boy, actually.
Yeah. Go to your room.
Yeah.
So I take it she's not number one on your list this week.
No, thank you. It's the same. Even though Pierce has been off,
Is it ever
he's
changed?
still
Still there.
second. Yeah. All this double duty. He's killing it. Go on, Nick.
He's so great.
He had a little shot at Pierce on Raw, by the way, when he came out.
He did, didn't he?
He was like, well, I know that Adam Pearce likes to let chaos reign, but I do things properly. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
They should have a match for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship.
because they both held it.
Scrap
both
Daddy,
look-
whatever that means. I don't know.
Yeah, because they both look good in a suit.
What does Scrap Daddy mean? That was Adam Pearce's nickname on the Indies, wasn't it? Like scrap, or like scrap iron, or like junkyard scrap.
Oh yeah, it was sorry. It was Scrap Iron.
So then he was the Scrap Daddy.
Yeah, I guess that's supposed to be the evolution. You know,
Okay.
in Pokemon. He starts off as Scrap.
And then he became, yeah.
Yeah,
Not fair, that makes sense.
yeah. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Hasn't he had it like 6 times or something?
Him and Colt Cabana had a best of 7 series.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, that made it popular for I think a month. It's the NWA. Roxanne and Juliet make friends backstage. Together, they'll be unstoppable.
Similar to the EO Jordan Grace. It was like the counterpart to the EO Jordan Grace segment.
Really.
Although, this felt like something they thought, oh yeah, we should probably... Because they had Roxanne say like, I didn't plan to turn up on Raw with Julia. She was just there as well, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And they thought, yeah, we should probably tie that up. And they
Yeah.
did there. So yeah.
That was good. I'm glad. Again, just a week of sorting stuff out plot-wise.
Yeah.
Smelly Kelly Clansett interviews...
No, bless her. She's a lovely woman.
She's worse than Pachidi this week. Interviews Oba backstage. He says Trick's complaints are starting to sound like the crying of a child.
Are you ready for this, Joel?
It doesn't matter if Oba faces Trick one more time or a million more times, the title is staying with him, and he's interrupted by the bloody...
Taker.
Oh, yeah, the bloody
So
Undertaker.
sorry.
You saw it.
Oh, I thought, okay. Taker knows this is Oba's yard, but he's got some guys from LFG who will be facing him soon. 3 men walk up behind Oba, and they're certainly wrestlers. Oba barely looks at them and shakes Taker's hand before leaving.
He doesn't even look at them.
Yeah, cheers, pal. And then we got to the commentators. It's an amazing moment. Booker either starts choking or forgets the dude's name. But luckily, Graves and Joseph are there to help him out. Yeah, legitimately couldn't tell if Booker was stalling for time or he was actually choking as he was saying someone's name.
Okay.
And it was hilarious because he's so exasperated afterwards. Like, no, I know his name. I know his name. I'm having a heart attack. So great.
I didn't write their names down, to be fair. I feel bad.
It was Jasper Troy, Shiloh Hill, and Anthony Luke.
Thank you. It's not their fault. They just were not portrayed as a threat at all.
Here's some guys, Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I was Anoba's. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, one of the most famous wrestlers of all time. So yeah, who do you think we're going to be looking at?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Paul. What were you saying?
Oh yeah. It wasn't their fault, and I was saying this to Tom on the news. But WWE have now turned their hierarchy into career mode. So you start on LFG, and then you go to Evolve, and then NXT, and there's so many steps now. And now they're doing it with the indies as well. So they're like WID scheme and stuff. Because I think on a recent career mode, you like start on the indies, and you're in this crap gym, and then like, but you've been scouted by the WWE, and then you'll bump into the Undertaker backstage. You know, you've got a future, kid, and it's just that now.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. So what's the evolution? What you go to Evolve? Yeah, I guess the first promotion you ever work for is Evolve.
Unless you're on LFG.
Yeah, or LFG, right?
Or you're on the ID scheme.
On the ID scheme, or you're Mexican, or
you're an ex-football player.
Ex-football
American
player, that's
football. Right. Yes.
Or you're related to someone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
There we are. Hank and Tank successfully retained the titles against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura after a miscommunication between the challengers. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Are they going to fight now?
I would hope not. I like them as a team.
Inamura's on his way soon, though. He said to Ava last week, he was like, I'm back to Japan soon. And then he
No, that was a lie, wasn't it?
he cried to get a title shot.
Yeah. Oh, so that bit was true.
I don't know, actually. Maybe
Ancient
you're right.
Japanese secret, lying.
I thought, yeah. I can't
Vampiro
believe
was
it.
really big in Japan.
I can't believe they said that. But maybe you're right. Maybe he was lying about that. But I thought his time really was coming to an end. Huh. I don't know.
You can't trust anybody now, can you?
No, you can't. I nearly quoted 303 there. I mean, can't trust a hoe. Because a hoe won't trust me. They were the first band I ever saw at Leeds Festival. We were like,
Who
who
were 303 again?
Don't trust. Because I'm a vegetarian and I ain't scared of him. She wants to touch me.
Are they a
Whoa,
pop
she
band
won't.
or what?
Yeah, they were like
what?
a pop duo. They did a song
A
with
pop duo,
They
was
did a
that?
song with Katy Perry as well.
The
What was
Oh, yeah.
it?
How's it go?
Oh God, what was the song they did with her? They did one with Kesha. My first kiss went a little like this.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
What was the one with Katy Perry?
I know.
Oh,
I only know the memes of
Nice
it.
legs, Daisy Dukes, makes a man go weep woo. That's
Starstruck.
Starstruck. Yeah.
Those got right. That
They
makes
were the
sense,
first
yeah.
band I saw at Leeds. We were like, we'd set up our tents. We're like, right, let's check the schedule. Who do we? 303. It's 2010. I guess we'll go and see 303.
Yeah.
And then we were all stood there, all cynical. Like, oh. They were so much fun. We
Yeah.
had so much fun.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It was one of their birthdays, so the other one gave him a cupcake with a cigarette as the candle. And we were like, these guys are so cool.
Good. That is some bands are just made for festivals.
It was the days of like shutter shades and like neon.
Yeah, right.
It was the new rave days.
Every Day I'm Hustling would have been
Yeah,
around, right?
yeah. Lots of Kesha, lots of early Lady Gaga. Just dance, gonna be okay.
Yeah, that's one of those songs that keep everyone that I can't unhear. There we go. The memes of it rather than the original song.
A forgotten song from that era that was fantastic was "In This City" by Igloo and Hartley. No, and I found that round here in this city that I'm. Fair
We
enough.
built this city.
And also, "Here in Your Arms" by Hello Goodbye. Legitimately a fantastic song.
Yeah,
the music video is like 80s camp.
Yeah,
like summer camp.
Hello, goodbye.
Hello Goodbye, all one word.
Bloody hell.
Anyway, that's enough nostalgia now.
Sorry, enough Jack in the Shadows.
Joel, check out Hello Goodbye, Here in Your Arms.
Okay, yeah, will do.
I like where we are
No, I'm not.
when we
That's my
drive
homework.
in your car. I like here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the match, right.
Oh God. Oh no.
I thought this was good. I thought it was just more interesting going, so they're literally doing the Fraction style match. Oh my God,
Right.
they're gonna win. No, they're not. They're
True.
gonna come back with their crazy moves. And the crowd did seem to be into them. Which is nice.
Miscommunication was quite a severe one though from Inamura, because he picks him up and he swings him into Josh Briggs, and then after the bell, Inamura's apologising, but Briggs doesn't look like he's accepted it quite yet. Uh-oh. If they break up, are there any other tag teams?
Ooh.
Ooh,
The Mafia have split up.
the Menendez brothers. They'll be there. Don't worry. Swipe right. They'll be there.
I don't know where that came from Ross, by the way, to start doing that. I'm like, bloody hell.
I don't even think they look like them. I don't
No,
know.
they look nothing like them. But Ross is like, I saw the serial killer documentary. He's like, they're not serial killers.
That's the week when I was off, just before Mania. I watched that bit. I watched the NXT bit because obviously I watched the NXT bit of the podcast, and just the amount of times Ross made you read something like he's a real sure shot. Presumably he was the one who shot first on that fateful
Like,
night.
the most detail about anything but the match. But like, yeah, God,
Anyway,
crazy. I love Ross. I almost said I love the Melendez brothers. Then I'm glad. I did. Jesus Christ. They're really big on TikTok though. Have you seen the thing on Netflix?
no, I need to watch it.
Oh, it was fascinating. I'll move on now. Davion Heights is chatting to Ren Sinclair backstage. Miles Bourne arrives and talks about next week's Battle Royal. Apparently, it's going to feature talent from NXT, Evolve, and LFG.
No way.
Cool, so Trick's winning. Tavion and Ren tell Miles that Charlie Dempsey is still annoyed at him for teaming up with Javon Evans. Miles doesn't care and wants to enter the Battle Royal. Tavion is worried what Charlie will think. Oh, okay, so they're going to be splitting up, so they won't be able to wrestle for tag team titles.
Miles needs to get out. They're holding him back. He wasn't invited to Bloodsport.
Yep.
His partner's worried what Charlie's going to think. If they enter a Battle Royal, should Charlie be pleased? They've got a chance to get a title shot.
Yep.
I think Miles needs to get out of there. I hope this leads to Miles staying face. I like Miles.
Yeah, I think people like him. I mean, some of it's ironic because they reckon he looks a bit like Randy.
He's started to look more like him and wrestle more. I think he's really good in the ring though, but kind of in a Randy Orton
Yeah, 'cause he's
style.
doing Randy Orton bits, you're like,
but you can't just if everyone.
He's the Gilbert, the Randy's Goldberg.
But if everyone could wrestle as smooth as Randy Orton, then they would. You've got to be good to do that.
Oh, yeah.
To make it look good.
Smooth taking one bumper match.
No, but
That was cynical. No, I agree with what you're saying.
Apparently-
Sorry, I just had to say something stupid.
apparently among wrestlers, or among certain wrestlers, I suppose, Orton is regarded as like one of the best ever because he's just a real worker's
Right.
worker.
Someone's been translating the Four Pillars, their autobiographies and books and stuff. And Akira Taue was just loved by the other wrestlers because he was just so easy to work with.
Right,
with
okay,
their stuff.
fair.
Obviously we know the fans, no one's picking him as their favorite, but they're like, oh
doesn't-
no, we love working Akira.
He doesn't kick people in the head really hard at all.
That was the thing. Akira's moves weren't neck or head drops. They were all choke slams.
a dream to work with.
On the
right,
back, it's
yeah.
like, oh, thank God, I'm not going to land on my neck tonight with him. Great.
Yeah.
And he was really strong. So it's like, oh, can you do this move? Oh, you can. Great. That's
People
nice.
say about Kane, don't they? And whenever they needed a celebrity spot or an old timer to come
Yeah.
out, they'd put them with Kane. He'll look after you
Yeah.
because he's really strong.
It's a good rep to have, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is. Heath Slater. All the legends, do you remember when he lose to a legend every week?
Oh, and they were like, yeah, you're light.
I'll let Sid slam me into the mat. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. I was kind of just thinking about, wasn't it great when Sid wrestled? Like, no, Matthew, you're on a podcast, wake up. Where are we? We hear a Dark State promo, which the broadcast doesn't show for some reason.
Right, did you see this on Netflix?
Yeah, but then they played it later on, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I was like, are they doing the pre-tape
I don't know
later
what it
on? I don't
was.
know what happened there.
But they were just laughing about beating up Hendry, basically.
Yeah, it was, and it just showed the crowd going, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Andre Chase teaches a class of new students. Cale Dixon and Uriah Connors turn up late. Chad, a nerd in the front row, so obviously the opposite to a Chad, ha ha ha, tries to get them in trouble. Mr. Chase swears at him a lot, and he's so happy to be back.
It's just good to be back.
Yeah. Was it just me, or did you think as well, hey, is that nerd going, hey, this doesn't make any sense? Is that supposed to be people like us?
Oh, no, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Like, what, they're asking questions like, why is Chase U back?
Just
why
enjoy-
did you split them up in the first bloody place?
Just enjoy the ride, guys. Why?
Yeah.
Losers. Are we Chad?
I did think there was a... Yeah,
And all the-
we're Chads.
And all
Yeah.
the, we're that Chad in the segment.
Yeah.
The only one, by the way, in the room who didn't look like an absolute wrestler. Like,
Yeah,
they're all
right.
sat there, tanned, long hair. Like,
Right.
oh, we're just students here at Chase.
Right.
And
I'm like, I see him being a recurring bit.
And Chad's sat at the front and is being a stereotypical nerd. Like, he's like, oh, they turned up late, sir. And then he sides with, yeah, hang on. Are they? No. We're not him.
Maybe I'm over-analysing
I
it.
don't know.
Which we are doing, obviously, but...
I'm so disheartened by this new Chase U.
Are you?
It doesn't feel good to be back.
Are you not happy about it?
I want the Chase U we knew. Duke, Thea, Riley, even... Hey, these
Wow.
aren't... I'd take Bodie. These aren't them. I know we'll learn who they are and stuff, but they haven't got the sheer innocent charm of the old Chase U for me.
It's going to be interesting to see how they get along because, well, for a start, they're going to have to overcome Booker T's brutal commentary. And he's been right about everything he said about them, which is like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
If someone says you stink and you stink, you stink. But I'm happy to see the gimmick back. It's, well, at least there's one tag team for
True.
Hank and Tank to wrestle. Maybe that's why they put them back together.
I also don't think that there was enough of like a reason in the story for him to start the U again. It's just that the lad said he should, and he was like, I should, yes. And I have.
Yeah.
now.
And I'm just happy that we haven't got any more of those stupid segments where he's like,
I can't.
I want to put the U back together, but I can't. It's like, was it Orville the Duck had that song? I wish I could fly, but I can't.
But I can't.
You can, Orville. It was that for like 6 months.
Yeah, it was. And I shouldn't.
You can.
I recently, like last year, was talking to someone who used to be on the NXT. Oh, God's sake.
All right.
And they were like, I was like, why didn't Chase U? Why did the calendar save Chase U? I asked him. I went, why not? Why didn't they fight for it?
Oh, yeah, actually, yes.
Why didn't they fight for it in a wrestling match? And he was like,
No, that's been sticking in Jack's
didn't-
craw for a while.
Why didn't they fight for it in a match? And
Yeah.
he was like, I know. I don't know. And I was like, all right. And why did they like get rid of Von Wagner? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, what? Apparently they'd have like Zoom meetings and stuff. And then certain people would be like, yeah, I just don't know about this Von kid. And then, but like the argument would then be like, but we've not given him anything good. Like, I just don't know if he's getting it. Like, what? I shouldn't reveal this. But I've kept that a
great.
secret
Well, you
for a
haven't said
while.
their name.
I haven't said the name.
Could be anybody
Could be anybody.
that you mentioned earlier.
I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you in the break who it was.
Kalani Jordan mocks Sol Rucker in the locker room, saying when she was North American champion, she didn't have any non-title matches. Sol's ready to defend the title against Kalani next week, but Zarya stops her and says if Kalani wants a title match, she'll have to go through her first.
I can't tell who's going to win. Because you think it would set up the title match. They seem quite invested in keeping Kalani strong. But Zarya's a big, strong lady. What a clash of... Who's going to win that?
We'll have to watch next week, won't we, Jack? Oh, boy.
I still can't quite work out Kalani's heel character or tweenerish character or whatever she is because she's just a bit moody now. Whereas I honestly think it was working better for her as just a really clean-cut babyface.
I'm torn because she was very generic as a babyface.
I know
It's not great, but it's still better than that.
But what's her character? Yeah, okay.
Champion.
She was. She's not anymore. She wants her belt back.
That's what she's going to get a gimmick back.
Okay.
It's in the belt.
Right, fair enough.
Without that, she's got nothing.
Gimmick's chalk. She claps her hands with chalk at the start of the match. That's what she does.
It's not chalk.
Like LeBron James.
Ah.
It was chalk. This is 2025, Matthew. You can't be saying
That's what the person who used to work for NXT told
You know
me.
when you watch back like the old, I think I've been rewatching a bit of OSW recently because you know when you watch back like old like Golden Era Warrior Hogan Pro.
Oh yeah.
They were definitely on stuff. They definitely were.
Wrestling
their
promos
eyes
were
are
never
like,
the same when everyone stopped doing coke.
The Warriors. And I'm like, come here,
Look,
lad.
I'm not pro cocaine, but
No, I'm not saying that it was better. It was just different.
yeah. You know, I miss when guys are insanely jacked and just yelling and running around.
The one that I'm particularly thinking of is when they moved to WCW, and it's the War Games match where the babyfaces are all in matching army gear,
Oh, like 95, yeah.
and they're trying to like. It's the OSW review. It's so funny because they're like, "Have you seen how much these lads are trying to outshine each other? They're all standing in front.
Yeah.
Hogan leads them all off screen to try and be the leader. He's like, "Come on, lads, let's go off screen."
Yeah.
Savage runs back in, going, "No, we're going this way. Come on." It's fantastic.
Well, they're wearing camo gear. They're worried that no one can see them.
Sting's like the most subtle one somehow in this group
Yeah.
of lads. It's amazing. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're wearing camo.
Sorry. Yeah, Sting, the guy who yells, "Ow!"
Mm-hmm.
Hank and Tank check on Joe Henry in the medical room. He wants to get his hands on Dark State. The tag champs say they'll help him out. Just say honk honk and they'll be there. Joe does indeed say honk honk.
Goes for a
He's
handshake,
not above that.
but his arm's hurting from the beatdown. But he can lift this arm. Honk honk.
Yay.
That's psychology. Fantastic. I am so happy that they've paired Hank and Tank with Joe for a bit.
Yeah.
That's brilliant stuff for me. It's just great.
But yeah.
No complaints.
In the main event, Io Sky and Jordan Grace take on Roxanne Perez and Julia. Grace and Julia brawl up the ramp. Back in the ring, Io was able to hit the moonsault and pin Roxanne for the win.
Yeah, so they want to. No, they didn't really want Julia to have anything to do with the loss here because they want her to still be in the title picture. But that again feeds into the theory like, oh, is Roxanne pretty much already on Raw? Which might be.
Yep. Yeah, good match
Yes.
this time.
Yeah.
Worked hard, blah, blah, blah.
Got quite a lot of time.
It did just under 15 minutes.
Yep.
Sky being back in NXT, it's like absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Because you can wrestle that style, not a problem, because that's what they've trained them to do. That's the
Yeah.
idea of it. And I just really liked it. God, what do I have? I like the moonsault. I like the moves. I'm not going to do play-by-play because you can watch the bloody match
Booker
yourself.
again cheerleading for Roxanne Perez, but then she's starting to get her ass handed to her by Io, and Booker's like selling it while he's like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no.
I think it was a bit where we were like, which company? I think she was in Reality of Wrestling. And Book's like, you know for damn sure saying that she was in Reality of Wrestling. How dare you?
Very good.
Don't even joke about that. Which is nice. I think Graves said it was like, oh, not the over the moon salt. It was like the moon salt over the move.
Yes, the move.
Oh, whatever.
I always forget to call it the over the moonsault in the notes. I just call it her moonsault or something. It's her moonsault.
mean, it is, yeah.
What was the Asda moonsault? That was it from before.
The Asda moonsault, the outside.
Yeah.
You pat your ass afterwards. Backstage, Ava tells Steph that Jordan Grace and Julia will have a number one contender match. The winner will face Steph at Battleground. Ooh.
Yeah, Ava was just sorting stuff out this week, wasn't she? Much like Michaels was in the writing room. Ava was doing that on screen as well.
You were talking to Shawn Michaels.
I was not talking to Shawn Michaels.
You heard it here first.
I should never have revealed that story, but never mind.
You
I didn't say where or when I met them, so it hasn't narrowed it down.
Ah. Hiding his tracks. AEW Dynamite.
I met him in San Antonio, Texas.
I won't say his name. I'll just do an impression of him. Don't tell anybody it was me. The show opens with a long 8-man tag team match. The Young Bucks, Okada, and Ricochet team up to beat Kenny Omega, Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight.
Yeah. So this was like the first quarter of the show was just this match.
It was a long one, wasn't it?
Yes, it was like 25 minutes, maybe a bit less. And I compared it, I think, in my own notes to like a PWG, like like everything going on. Parts of it were definitely very good because of the people involved, like they're all very good wrestlers. Parts of it were, for me, a bit like when, like what I said about the TLC match and then took back about the cooperation and stuff. There's a bit where like Ricochet and one of the Bucks balance together in the corner to do stereo indie takers, the one where they don't flip, like they're just the tombstone, and then fall back into a senton, and the faces for ages just have to like just not struggle while they set it up. Just stuff like that made it not quite for me. But if you like this sort of match, you'll love this sort of match. The Bucks have really had their working boots on again recently, haven't they? They had that one on.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 matches they've had since they've come back. Yeah, I mean, you'd hope they would. I don't really care about them, but I was impressed that they did the bloody. I can't remember which team did this first, but the give me the arm, bang. All right, give me the arm, bang, bang. Oh no, you switched the partner round.
Yeah. It's a PWG stuff. Like
I've seen that in Japan. I've seen that like. Not Memphis, but like way back in the day. So I'm like, it's an old spot. I'm just like, the classics. Even that you can do all the fancy 450 tombstone. Oh my god, the move of death moves. But like, just the fact that we're doing something that old and silly.
There's like, some match. It might be like an old Fall Brawl or something where it's Flair versus Anderson, and Anderson. One of them goes to punch the other one. One of them is just on top of the other one on the canvas. Goes to punch him. The other one moves and it just punches the canvas and goes.
Yes.
And I remember that so well. And that's not. There's no flips. There's not. It's just what I'm trying to say is I'm really old school and cool, actually. Yep. So no, I'm just like sometimes the most memorable stuff doesn't have to necessarily be the most high risk stuff.
Yeah,
just little things like that.
And talk about the PWG stuff. The Big Sab even says you don't have to go to Reseda, California for this one.
Yeah,
just so you get it. And I'm like, I remember when on commentary, Excalibur would say when they do multi-man matches like early on. They'd be like, it's time for the traditional big gay 6-man match. What? Because that's how he talked back then.
He did. He was very unfiltered on PWG.
He certainly was.
He used to commentate his own matches on PWG.
Yeah, he talked about,
what was I doing here?
Here comes a spot that I forgot to do.
They didn't care back then.
They really didn't.
No, it was just like 4 mates running a promotion, basically, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The Hurt Syndicate beat up some crew members backstage for no reason. Well, we mean no reason. They hurt people.
But the guys they're fans. They were going, we hurt people.
Yeah. Shelton tells Lashley that he was skeptical about Max as well, but this is about trusting MVP. MVP says he's never steered them wrong before, and if Max ends up screwing them over, they'll hurt him because they hurt people.
Okay. It writes itself.
Yeah.
They beat up those lads, and it wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
Boo these men.
Still don't care about MGF or the Hurt Syndicate, but the Hurt Syndicate are cool.
Even after the escort angle from the other week.
Even sex couldn't get me into this, you're right. The Ops win a quick 6-man tag match against Nick Comoroto, Titus, and Miles Hawkins. Nick Comoroto's still here?
He was back, yeah.
Wow.
He was on Dynamite.
Bloody hell.
They got the jobber entrance, but yeah.
And Red Titus, where do I remember that name from?
I remember it as well.
Every week we'll remember who Red
I
Titus is.
heard that name for a lot. I'm going to Google it.
Wasn't he Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion?
Maybe. I definitely know the name. Red? I should have
Red
done this before.
Titus.
I should have done this before the thing.
He was ROH television champion and tag champion.
Who with? Was it Kenny King?
Yeah, maybe that might
I'll be
ring
so
a
amazed
bell.
if I get this right.
He was trained by Austin Aries and Bryan Danielson. Good for him.
God, imagine those two talk to each other.
I think the Earth's flat. Well, as long as I can grow my vegetables on it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm more vegan than you are.
He won it with Kenny King and with Tracy.
Yes, that's it. They were the All Night Express. I can't believe I haven't thought about this bloody name in ages. Sorry, this is very dull
He
content.
was in the Foundation with Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham, and Tracy Williams. I do not remember that faction, but it was in 2020, so everything, there was a lot going on. Yeah.
Well, anyway, they lost. The Death Riders ambush them, the Ops, that is, after the bell. It would be funny if the Death Riders went after Red Titus.
I hate you, Nick Comoroto.
You're running as tag team champ was overrated, Red. Joe chases Moxie up the ramp and puts on the Kirifuda clutch, but this allows Claudio to hit the clutch pile driver.
That's Shayna's clutch. Sorry, the Coquina clutch. Sorry, that's my mistake. He puts Moxie in the Coquina clutch.
Oh, of course, yes.
Kirifuda clutch is Shayna's. They might be the same move, but I don't know.
They might be. And they both love Warhammer, I think.
I'm back in the ring. Yeah,
No, wait, we're talking about Claudio. Like, I'm talking.
Shayna's Corn. Yeah, not the band, the faction of the Chaos, whatever. She's a Corn. She loves corn. Corn.
She's very corny.
She says blood for the blood god and all that.
She does.
Wankery. I'm more of a Chaos Space Marines boy.
I
don't know which Chaos god my chapter worships necessarally. Oh god.
You're very bad at Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah, I'm more of a bloody Tazinch or whatever. Anyway,
The Death Riders leave and Joe gets on the mic. He says, Warhammer's for bitches. No, Joe. He calls Moxie a little bitch. He wants their title match to be inside a steel cage to presumably keep the Death Riders out.
Sorry.
Death Riders would be a good name for Warhammers.
The Death Riders, yeah. I talked over the crucial spot there, which was Claudio hit the Gotch pile driver on Shibata,
Right, like he did
driving like his ribs into the chair.
Yeah, and sadly, he didn't follow on from Hook and vomit everywhere, or his brain pop out.
Yeah. His brain's done that, obviously. God's sake. I'm so sad that the career of Katsuyori Shibata has just been, by Meltzer, reduced to just a meme about his brain.
That's all people talk. Well, he doesn't do anything on Bleak TV, does he? He does. He has Google Translate.
That match with Okada is unbelievable, but unfortunately ended with him nearly dying.
Yeah.
People just go, "Oh, your brain got taken out."
And also the fact that his combat match supposed to be a exhibition. He went, no, real match, real fighting. And New Japan like, no, we did not okay this.
He did not care. Yeah.
I love it, man. When New Japan wrestlers get mad with the company, they just go all out.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Looking at you, Ibushi.
He came back and they were so offended that he left them when it was crap. They're like, well, we're not making you champion now. I'm like, that's not a good storyline, lads.
Renee does a sit-down interview with Mercedes Moné, who brags about all her titles. She respects the Hart family, but the Owen Hart tournament is all about her. She's not underestimating Jamie Hayter, but Moné is undefeated in AEW. Jamie is a great wrestler, but has a terrible style. A champion can't look like a cartoon.
Is that ironic? Because Mercedes dresses all colourful as well.
I think that's you do that.
She did mention Scooby-Doo beforehand, so maybe she just...
because she looks
you
like...
dress like Scooby-Doo. Well, dress like Daphne.
I was going to say, that should be the thing. She comes out and goes, wait, I don't look dressed like Scooby-Doo. Did you mean Daphne?
I'm Daphne.
No, I mean the dog. Oh, Moné.
Just a little sit down, but then she got a promo. I'm not sure why this happened, because then she also got a promo later on, like on the stage. So, I don't know. Never mind. Double Moné.
Yeah, there'll be your prizes. And the patriarchy are interviewed backstage, but Jay Lethal interrupts. Christian Cage asks what he wants.
Yes, what do you want, Jay Lethal?
People have been asked that question for years. But Lethal is here to talk to Nick Wayne. He challenges Wayne to a match tonight, but the champ isn't prepared to wrestle. Christian jumps in and accepts on his behalf. The little lad is furious. He's the Finn Balor in the situation.
I call him a little lad, did I? Nick Wayne's quite tall.
Yeah, but quite a Christian. He's just
little lad. This was really good from Christian again. Like, Jay Lethal arrives, so Christian immediately just assumes, yes, what business are you here for, Jay Lethal? Mm-hmm. No. It's like classic wrestling writing. I want to talk to the champion, actually. Christian's annoyed by that. Sets up the match later on. I was surprised that Nick Wayne was the one who was like, I'm not ready to fight you. And it was Christian who makes Christian look the more brave of the two. But apart from that, no complaints.
Yeah.
I was surprised when the person walked on screen and it was Jay Lethal, who I feel like I haven't seen for...
Hi, I need to lose to someone tonight.
He lost to him. Spoilers, he loses to him.
Yeah.
Really straightforward. Like, for Jay Lethal, who's throughout his career been hard to beat. Like, he's the longest reigning Ring of Honor, whatever. You know. I know that's in the past.
In AEW, he's...
Yeah.
I'm sick of him, me. Tony Storm wins a non-title match against Miyu Yamashita.
Right. Ryu Yamashita.
God.
It's like Takeshita. Like
I'm sorry, this part of the show I did not watch. I woke up late.
But she was at... fair enough. She was at North. She wrestled Rio. Not Riho. She wrestled the English Rio. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was there for it.
Thunderstruck.
It's her.
Yeah, it's her.
I missed this. Oh,
yeah,
great.
Yeah, it's her.
Let's go back and watch it then.
She wrestled. She's been all over the place recently. She wrestled in Eve. She wrestled Lucia Lee. She's been all over the show.
Bloody hell.
She wrestled in Bloodsport recently. She's everywhere. What? Yeah. She's class. I've compared her. The most matches I've watched by her when I've been researching my Matches of the Month podcast. Because a lot of Tokyo Joshi Pro matches get rated a 10 on Cage Match, and then I watch them and I'm like, it's cool, but like, why do all these white Western men rate this match so? No, but Miyu Yamashita is my favorite part of Tokyo Joshi Pro because she's like how Eddie Kingston was. We said in Chikara. There's all these other lasses like, I'm a little rabbit, ooh, and then she's like, I'm gonna kick your head off, mate. I'm like, yes. I'm a little rabbit, ooh is reductive. It's not quite. There's a tag team there called the Sugar Rabbits, right? I'm like, oh. But Miyu Yamashita, bang.
She's not sugar or a rabbit.
No. All meat.
Her celebration is interrupted by Mercedes Moné. She tells Tony that once she's won the Owen Hart tournament, she's coming after the AEW Women's World title. And I hope Tony went, yeah, we heard you. Jamie Hayter comes out to argue with Mercedes, who tries to slap her. Jamie blocks it and sets up for Haterade, but Moné ducks it and runs away. Tony dances to Jamie's music in her own unique way.
because Jamie's music's playing at the end, it's like, Tony's in the ring going, ooh. But when Mercedes ran away, I found it quite funny because she's got so many titles. It was like when Sonic gets hit, they're just falling off her as she's running to the back.
Oh.
Good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it set it up well because when Mercedes came out and said that, I was like, oh, so she's definitely beating Hayter then. But then Hayter came out. So, okay. Like, I still don't know who's going to win. I'd guess Monet, but I don't know.
We'll have to watch next week.
Yes.
Don Callis cuts a promo backstage. He says Takeshita and Maffew and Alexander made history last week, beating Ospreay and Brody in one of the best tag matches he's ever seen. This week, history will be made again when Carl Fletcher dismantles Hangman Adam Page. Fletcher says after he beats Hangman, he'll beat Ospreay at Double or Nothing and win the title at All In. God, Ospreay just can't escape the Callis Vortex, can he?
No, he can't.
How many years has he been feuding?
Well, you used to joke like, oh, he got out of the Callis family, but he left his boyfriend behind. You used to say like, oh no, my boyfriend. And this is now his bitter ex, you know? They're all his bitter exes, like Scott Pilgrim. They're all coming after him.
You're not far off, God.
Wait, no, Scott Pilgrim's his girlfriend's exes, isn't it? But I was, you know.
It wasn't a real
I'd like
thing.
to see Ospreay in a Michael Cera role. They're very different energies, those two men. I'm Michael Cera, and I'm awkward.
Bread makes you fat.
My friend's down a hill. We're getting drunk after school. I love Superman. It's great.
The Hurt Syndicate head to the ring and bring out MJF.
It's another one of these, but it didn't go as long as it didn't.
Guess what? I'll be fast forwarding.
No,
when I
don't
watch
worry.
This.
It didn't go as long as the previous one.
He's pleased to see MVP and Shelton, but greets Lashley quite frostily.
He goes, Shelton, what a guy this guy is, everyone. Round of applause for Shelton. MVP, my oldest friend in the bit. Love him, everyone. Bob. that was quite good.
They hold another vote, and again, the other guys give a thumbs up, but Lashley again says no. MJF is fuming. He's given Lashley everything and calls him a big, bald son of a bitch.
Why don't I give you some Rogaine? He said.
Lashley grabs Max and says if he wants to impress him, he needs to hurt someone. MVP calls Lashley off, and they leave.
MVP's like, sorry, MJF's all like cowering in the corner because Lashley's had him like
Yeah.
that. It was definitely more palatable this week because it was brief. So,
Okay.
But when Lashley took ages and he nearly teased like, oh, I'm going to say yes. And then he went, no. And the crowd like fully invested in it. They were like, oh. And Shivani on commentary goes like, never seen so much tension over a thumb or something like that. So yeah.
Great call there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there. It's nearly reached the whatever's going to happen. It's nearly there.
Good.
It's nearly there.
We see a vignette for Stokely Hathaway and FTR. Stokely says anyone who gets in their way will be stopped, listing their previous victims. FTR has two goals, solidifying their legacy and winning back the tag team titles.
Yeah, this was pretty straightforward. Stokely also sort of preempted a question like, why would a great tag team like FTR need a manager? Which is, you know, people have been saying, what we said last week, we're like, they're both great on the mic anyway.
Because all the great tag teams in history, all the great heel ones have one.
And he also said, but in kayfabe, he gave a reason as well. He was like, I get things done. I got their fine written off the record. I got their suspension lifted. I'm a politician. You know, I get things done.
Yeah, it's an underrated bit about managers. It's like, they do the admin.
They get you
The implication is that wrestlers have to do it without them. Like, I can't be bothered with that.
It's the end of the tax year.
Stokely.
Yeah.
Nick Wayne arrives for the title defense against Jay Lethal, but Christian Cage makes them come out to his music instead. What's he like? Wayne wins to retain the Ring of Honor TV title. Christian teases keeping the belt himself, but puts it around Nick's waist eventually.
Yeah, I was surprised quite how short this match was. But you make a good point that it has been a few years since Jay Lethal was like the final boss of Ring of Honor and stuff.
It's just that hurdle to get over. A very small hurdle.
He put Nick over well here. Nick looked good. And then there was a nice bit of tension afterwards with the bit with Christian and the belt where like Christian, the commentators played off well too. Christian's like he used to do with Luchasaurus, like he's grabbed the belt and he's got it himself, and Nick's there like, what? Commentators are like, oh, he's such a dick. Like he's keeping the belt from. Well, they didn't say that, but he's keeping. I'm hearing word that Christian is a dick actually, and then he puts it round Nick's waist and applauds him very like magnanimously. But it's Christian, so you're like, okay. I liked it for what it was. This segment. Check it out yourself, man.
I'll have to.
Yeah.
In the main event, Hangman Page wins a hard-fought main event against Carl Fletcher.
For any audio listeners who skipped to this point, by the way, Matthew's had a hectic week, and I'm not judging him for missing half a Dynamite because his eyes all strapped up.
Yes, I couldn't see it. Shut up, Andy.
Jay Lethal's looking really flat today. What's going on?
Yeah. Oh, so it turns out Hangman Page beat Kyle. Kyle will not be advancing, so he is getting slowly away.
Oh yeah, Ospreay. Oh yeah, of course.
Feud.
This was another long one. So this show is like bookended by two quite long 25-minute sort of matches, but you'd expect that from like the semi-final of this big tournament. Hangman, Fletcher. I think I described it to you off camera as like what you'd expect a Hangman Fletcher match to be. Very epic.
Yeah.
Lots of kickouts and that.
I definitely want to check that out.
The crowd loved that Hangman won.
Okay, good.
They're fully back. Well, they've never been away from Hangman's. They've never stopped supporting him, have they? Even when he was doing terrible things.
Yeah.
Maybe because he was doing terrible things.
Which only helped the storylines because it's like, I can't believe you're cheering this dude.
Yeah. Now I'm just intrigued. Who do you think will win that then? The final, Ospreay or Hangman? I feel like
both of them could win. That's the thing. It's
Well,
a bit, it feels like.
Oh right.
Oh yes. Right.
I thought you meant like which they could also do.
Yeah. I think because they keep on teasing that Kyle and Ospreay are going to have one more showdown. It's going to be Hangman Page, and so Ospreay can do something with Kyle.
What Hangman?
I don't know what. Like, I mean, after that bloody steel cage match.
This is like assuming that the champion will be Moxley still.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Joe, sadly. Joe's not going to beat Moxley, I feel.
Yeah.
Even though we
can call it now, right?
Yeah.
We'll say that and look really silly when it does happen.
You never know.
We'll take it.
But it feels like they want All In to be like, finally, the belt's back. We've defeated the Death Riders.
And if it's going to be an AEW original, it could awkwardly be both of them, I guess.
Well, Hangman makes more sense.
Yeah. I know. It's weird that they'd say, it's odd, isn't it, that like, Ospreay is all in AEW, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you've been everywhere so much that it's hard. Sometimes hard to associate you with this company.
Like
but
AJ,
Hangman Page,
I still find it hard to
associate. I'm really
associate.
contradicting myself there.
No, I know what you mean, because I find it hard to associate AJ Styles, for example, with WWE because
I'm
he's
the same.
like the biggest TNA legend, and then he had this Japan run, Ring of Honor as well, and all that.
Yep.
And Ospreay's similar, like he's the British scene, the Japan, the Australian scene as well. And I still think it'll be him though, just because they made such a big deal months ago now of him saying like, "I want a main event, All In," and he like pointed at the sign, and then that I don't know if that's
the 1 year we're not in England.
Yeah, right. He doesn't know. He just hasn't realised.
Yeah.
He
No, maybe they'll set, you know.
Gets off the plane. He's like, "What? We're in Texas." Oh no!
Oh no!
I've made a right pig. I need to phone me mum. Don't bother going to the arena, man. Oh God. It's just too easy. It's too fun.
It is a fun accent to do. And the others make fun of our accent up here, so it's all right.
I agree with you that it makes more sense thematically for Hangman to be the one, because it's like he's got to save AEW again. He's done it once before, and the story was always about neither of them make that much sense compared to what the original story was like. Moxley,
we're going to figure out.
It was going to be like Darby or Garcia, or it was going to be someone.
Yeah, we're going to have Darby Allin win by having him lose 1 million times on TV.
I can't believe that he had that unbelievable retirement match with Sting, and it's all. I know he's climbing Everest now, and he got injured and everything, and so. But like, I thought that was going to make him like a main eventer. He had that great match with Ospreay on TV.
He did. That was a nice one.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You didn't win.
But now it's down to Ospreay and Hangman, and
I did win that one, didn't he?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Exactly.
But it was a good match. But I disagree. I think Ospreay will do it, but I understand why you think Hangman might, because it does make more sense. I just think Tony loves Ospreay and he's all in on him, all in. Mm-hmm. But then does Ospreay Moxley work?
The mental battle.
Does Ospreay Moxley work as a match? Yeah, I guess so.
I like sometimes when they get contrasting styles.
Yeah, Ospreay will have to. You especially like it when Ospreay has to tone it
I think
down.
Ospreay does some of his best work when he's not just like.
What was the one? Was it the Jericho one at Wembley when he was like?
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, Jericho's immobile, so I'll just work around him. And I thought it worked really well.
Great match, yeah, it was really good.
Jericho working like he was Stan Hansen.
Jericho tried his best. Like in that match, he really tried.
Yeah.
They did a Spanish Fly, and Jericho like proper did it. And I thought he's done it. He's done the Spanish Fly. Who do you think it'll be? Joel, Moxley, or Hangman? Ospreay or Hangman?
Ospreay, I think.
Would you as well?
Yeah, I'm going Ospreay.
Why?
I just see him as I think they'll want to make him a champion sooner rather than later. No.
They held
it
off.
feels like he should be there.
They held off a bit when he just first came in, so people wouldn't go. He's just come in and become champion.
Exactly,
Had him lose to Swerve.
Yeah,
but now is the time.
yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And that was the week in wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Mailbag time.
Just a quick disclaimer. So Ross, obviously, when there's been too
Is that
many.
your stomach then?
No, I just went because I remember.
Oh, right.
I just realized what he was going to say.
Sorry, that was really exciting. I'm very sorry for interrupting you.
Rumble. Because Ross, whenever there's too many Reese's Pieces, he obviously puts the spare ones in the vault, as he calls it.
Yes.
His collection of Reese's Pieces.
Like Walt Disney.
I've realised I don't know where the vault is. It's his private vault.
Oh, it's not shared?
So
He keeps them to himself?
like Smaug, the dragon in
Right.
Yeah, Smaug? Like the dragon.
The
in
big
in The
dragon.
Hobbit. He keeps
Yeah.
it all. "Arr, these are all my Reese's Pieces. Don't touch them.
Smog would love Reese's Pieces this week.
Yeah, but
And wrestling
unfortunately, so this week I didn't see any Reese's Pieces when I checked the mailbag last. So I've just included an extra mailbag. So there's no Reese's Pieces this week because I wasn't brave enough to storm Ross's lair.
Very
Where's
sensible.
the vault?
Very sensible, you little barrel rider. Good evening.
Good evening.
I've seen on Twitter, sorry to hear that, some accounts, usually blue check marks, asking wrestling questions for engagement. And one of them caught my attention. That's the idea. They were asking what is a wrestling match that should be required watching for all fans. The answers included HBK versus Taker, Okada versus Omega, AJ versus Joe versus Daniels, among others. My question to you is there a highly rated classic match that you haven't seen or that took you way too long to watch? Also, what would be your answer to the original question? All the best, former West Ham United defender Javier Margas, I guess, a.k.a. Joaquin Valencia from Santiago, Chile.
Santiago.
Santiago.
Thank you very much, Joaquin. Good question. Well, I think we've been asked the first part before, definitely, like what's a must-see match for wrestling fans. But the second part, I did enjoy, like the what's a match that took you ages to watch that's a classic or whatever.
I could put an answer for both of them,
Ooh.
which is Brett versus Austin at WrestleMania 13.
Really? I assumed you'd be watching at the time.
No, 1997 was watching tapes, and I don't think I got. If I did watch it as a young'un, I don't think I liked it as much as I was supposed to. But I was like, as I've said before, at SummerSlam 92, I did not care about Davey Boy versus Bulldog as a kid. That was boring. I was way more into Undertaker versus Kamala because there was the idea of the Kamala putting the Undertaker in a big pot and cooking him and eating him.
When you were a kid.
And I'm like, of course.
Yeah, when you were a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about Russian leg sweeps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So as a kid, Brett Austin, I was nowhere near as interested in that as I was the Chicago Street Fight later on. And so I had to all right, I'll watch this match. And I probably thought, it's overrated. And now watching it as a proper fan with a brain and everything, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Now in the background and build up and everything else is, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I've got an answer for both because I think required viewing, I'd say that is one as well. Brett Austin. If you like, required viewing's a weird one because I think a lot of these matches depend on how much the build, you know about the build and stuff. So like Taker Michaels is great, but I think it's even better when you know that like they weren't in the main event and they decided, right, we're just going to go out there and, you know.
At least, does it have a good video package? I think that one.
Is it 26 that has the running up that hill, the placebo one?
I'm pretty sure, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's 2. I can't remember the one for
The
one.
build to the sequel's really good, but
Yeah.
the people generally think the first match though is.
Oh,
the better.
not
I mean, of
even
course,
quite
I like the
debate.
second one as well, the match, but like.
I have to rewatch the second one because I did not think it was anywhere near as good, and they were trying too hard.
All I can think is the ending where he's
The jumping tombstone,
because that's your career, mate.
that's it.
Like,
You're not kicking out of this. Goodbye. Say hello to NXT for me.
I'll give a weird one for required viewing because there's lots of matches. I'll say like the 2001 Rumble, just because it's wrestling at its most.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And then the moment, I know it ends up Austin Kane, but the moment where Austin and The Rock are like staring at each other and it's class. It's got comedy with Drew Carey, not McIntyre. It's got a bit of everything in that Rumble. I think there's a reason why, along with 92, it's regarded as the best one.
Yeah, and the version they've put on YouTube is the original version. It's got the Hardy Boys messing up every spot.
Oh.
Very surprised at that.
But it doesn't matter because it's so much fun.
Honky Tonk Man was there.
The match that took me longest to watch that is regarded as a classic is the one you've just mentioned, is Davey and Brett.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but when I watched it, I realized I was old. I'm glad I watched it later because I was old enough to like. I think I watched it like for the first time probably after starting doing wrestling on YouTube. Like it was such a blind spot, and then I watched it, and there's a certain. I think I watched it again recently to like work out like is he carried as much as people say in this match, and all I could watch during the match was Brett and how great he was. I just thought I wanted to have a real hot take on it and be like, I think I find Davey actually was, and Brett's controlling everything, and even when Davey
that would be a really good controversial video for Colin just put out randomly. Like,
but it's not true.
Davey Boy carried Brett.
But you can watch it and like he's doing it when he's in his control segments because he's not a heel. But he plays the heel so well still. He's being all like petty. He's looking at the crowd going like, you normally cheer me. What's going on here? And he's such a day. But he does it so gradually. Then there's like bits of like grappling near the start. And Brett's like glued to him. He's so good at and I think the first time I watched it was when I started to, everyone realizes that Brett's better than Sean at some point in their lives.
That's when a boy becomes a man.
No offense to any Sean preferers out there. I saw a thing recently. I think it's a couple of years old now, but Brett answered a question. It was like on his cameo or whatever. And it was like, who are the 5 greatest WWE superstars ever?
All right.
You can try and guess them if you want. It's quite predictable.
Him.
He doesn't order them. He just says them.
Does he put himself in?
Yeah, he puts.
Okay, yeah.
He mentions himself second.
Brett, Owen,
Yep.
Davey Boy.
No.
Okay. Who else could he say it was related to him? Bruce Hart. Keith Hart,
No. He hated that. He liked Owen.
and the other brother, the fireman, who was at Survivor Series 93.
No, he went for himself,
Go on.
Owen, Dynamite Kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not Mr. Perfect.
Okay, yeah.
And Sean. Because he always did say Sean was good. He never said like I hate him so much and he's crap. He never said
What's
that.
a bit that I was reminded about recently that it's on the blog I read, and someone brought up as a comment that like whenever Brett's kids were in the locker room or hanging around, like Sean, no matter what issues he had with Brett, he would always be dead canny to his kids.
Okay.
And just be like, fine. And apparently that's what made Brett hate Sean more.
What are you going to say? Respect him deep down.
Because it's like, wait, you can be a good guy. You just choose not to be.
Yeah.
Like, that's somehow even worse than just a guy who's pure evil. It's like, no, I'm willingly choosing to be this big of a prick. And Brett was like, what?
It's the difference between... Yeah, but you've got to be a real monster to be horrible to kids, though. Like, what's he on about? I don't agree with Brett there. I'm sorry, I can't. I'd rather you were a dick to my children.
Thank you for being nice to my child. I hate you even more.
It is the most Brett thing.
John's like, well, what am I supposed to do then?
But
All right, I'll super kick your kid next time I see him.
He did put him in his top 5, though, and he has always said, like, he's class.
Oh, yeah, I always appreciate
his
stuff.
There's a bit in... Is it in Wrestling with Shadows, where you see Sonny, like, playing with Blade or whoever, like, chasing him around in that backstage? And
I think so.
It seems like a really wholesome environment, and you're just like, I know what's coming. Oh, God. Yeah. I think if it's Wrestling with Shadows...
I think the discussion was, it was like... something the Click always did, all of them will go like, look, we can mother F all the wrestlers and people and crew with that. If like fans or children see us, we're always just going to be nice to them and give them time and give the attention. Like,
yeah, isn't Nash...
No matter what they want, they're always like, because they're like, yeah, they're the reason we're here.
Isn't Nash always nice to his fans?
Apparently, yeah.
Even though Nash is the most like, what a mark guy.
Yeah, all the Click are like, no, we're going to be nice to fans, not going to be pricks. And I think it was just because maybe just a hatred of guys like Warrior or whatever for being bad people.
Who is it who tells that story about Warrior? Is it?
I forget
who
said the
Is it Brett?
Oh yeah, it is Brett.
Yeah.
Warrior denied it, but I think there was maybe Nash has like said, yeah, that happened a few times. Or was another times. I can't remember. I'm making up stuff. I can't actually.
Anyway, good question. Thank you. Thank you, Joaquin.
Also, that Necro Butcher versus Smojo.
That's a horrible match. Don't watch it. It's terrifying.
It's amazing.
It's like Tom Campbell's greatest hits all in one.
Where he does like a bump.
No.
Sometimes in the ring.
No.
Number 2, Tope Con. Hello, lads.
Hello.
Dudes, I'm a big fan of the podcast, and I've been following you guys since the Name Redacted days.
Thank you.
I recently had an interesting dream, and it feels like it leads me to a great question. Oh, God. During the night, we're just cheaper than therapy,
What
aren't
do you
we?
mean?
During the night, I dreamt an actor wished to have the role of a lifetime, anytime and any place. Disappointingly, he was not transported to the globe, originating the role of Hamlet, but instead to 96, placed in the body of Mick Foley and portraying mankind. Little did he know all he would have to go through, including the could I ever say that word?
Tumultuous.
Thank you. 1998, when The Undertaker threw mankind off Hell in a Cell and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table. Eventually, this actor grows to respect wrestling and wrestlers for the true performers they are, and is then transported back to their own life, having had the role of a lifetime. Role-wise, my brain picked Steve Carroll for this, for no reason than it would allow him and The Rock to work together again. They were in Get Smart.
Oh.
So my question is, and Great Khali was in that, my question is there a better pairing than this? And which actor would you want to see quantum leap into a wrestler for a movie role? As someone... Wait, hang on. Regards, Eric Jeff. Or Jet even. Christ.
Thank you, Eric.
P.S. Read the first letter of every sentence of the body of the mess...
This is why I put this in. I didn't care about the question, Eric. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Eric. You
for
stupid
the
question.
code.
What's going on? Well, the first one's D. Oh, dudes. I wonder what they were. All right, okay. Diddlers.
It's Diddlers.
Very good. Give me a D.
Very clever.
I
Thank you,
suppose we
Eric.
should answer the question as well.
I'm
Which
not.
wrestler would you like to see quantum leap? Which actor would you like to see quantum leap?
Do you know what
into
that means? By the way, Quantum Leap was a TV show when your dad was middle-aged, I guess. And he, every week, would wake up in a different body, a different person.
Yeah.
And trying to find his way back home to his original body, which he would never get because the series got cancelled before they could do it.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought they need to share that miserable ending.
I don't know who I'd like to... I was hoping you'd do the heavy lifting on this question because I was very confused.
Oh, I reckon it doesn't sound like a great idea, so I would have Tom Hardy, who always gives it his all, no matter how crap the film is.
In who? Jeff Hardy.
That would be funny.
Would, yeah.
I can't. Ooh, I mean, he's a great actor, but bloody hell. So which? Tom Hardy's Mankind.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Get your fingers out of my mouth, bro.
I don't understand how it works though, because I've never watched Quantum Leap. So do they have the same voice in that as the wrestler, or are they having to disguise their personality?
God, it's been ages since I've
Will
seen
they?
it.
Will they?
It's a confusing
Does
question.
he herit their skills? Like, can he?
Yeah.
Can he wrestle? Can this actor wrestle if they go into the
Yeah,
body? Okay.
I think he has to figure it out though. That's like, oh, okay, I'm
All right.
a boxer this week or
Okay.
something, right?
Sounds
but
like,
that's the
good,
fun
sounds
of
like a
it.
good show.
You know what? I will go back and watch an episode
good.
now. I don't remember if it's as good as I remember. But
Oh yeah. I'll go for who's an actor I like. Bloody hell. God, I don't know.
you like any of them?
I'll go for.
Oh, if you had to have someone play Paul Heyman,
Okay,
like,
Bob Odenkirk. There you go.
oh my,
There we go.
God.
I've done it. He's not a wrestler, but he's a manager. So there you go.
That's good.
He'd be class at it.
That is good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine the storytelling in ECW. It'd be slow burn. I've never watched Better Call Saul. Apparently,
Have you not?
People say it's better than Breaking Bad.
It's a different
seen.
kind of show.
Okay.
So not everyone feels the same or likes it, but I'm like, oh, when it gets good, it gets bloody great.
Right.
Highest recommendation.
When I watched Breaking Bad, I was the right age. I just thought Jesse was the best character I'd ever seen.
I watched the first season of Breaking Bad, and I just went, ugh.
Yes, you've said this before.
And my mate was like, why? It's like, because my mate introduced it to me saying it's a comedy. And I went, this isn't a bloody, I'm not amused by any of this.
There's funny bits.
Yeah. But again, he's, guess, want to watch something funny? Breaking Bad. I'm like, are you all right, mate?
Look, he's in the pants in his
Yeah.
desert.
He has become a drug dealer.
Pizza on the roof. That's a class bit.
Okay.
Pizza on the roof.
Did that the first take.
I've heard.
Wow.
I've heard.
That's some acting talent, right?
Yeah.
That episode where he's
He was
got
a man.
What's the episode? I know everyone loves the third last episode and says one of the best episodes of TV ever in the desert.
Yeah, I was in Mandius.
Yes.
Yes.
But
look at my empire.
There's also an episode where I remember thinking as I was watching it, like, this is one of the best things I've ever seen. It's the one where they've got to kill Gabe because he knows the recipe, but something else is going on. They're like racing each other.
Yeah, it's the finale of season 3.
Three or four, yeah.
When Jesse shows up at his house at the end and points the gun.
Yeah.
That is good.
Just Hank. I'm a big poo. I think I'll have a little look at this book.
I remember,
Amazing.
I remember seeing a sketch that was like the actor who plays Hank, and it was like how I would have written the end of Breaking Bad, and he's got like a full head of long blonde hair, and he's like, I'm the awesome agent Hank Schrader. It's really good.
Yeah, Better Call Saul is. Have you seen Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
I mean, just some of the court stuff and his brother and stuff. Like, it's like, oh my god.
And then towards the end, it just turns into a mad little show.
It's get it down you.
It's very good.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Hi guys, hope you're all well.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do too. We all love finishers, especially when they actually, finish the match. But you know what's even better than that? A finisher into a pin combo. One that's really smooth and is easy to watch. So my question is, what's your favorite finisher into a pin combo that you love? I know you guys, Maffew, dislike when we answer our own question. So I'll give an example and say Undertaker's tombstone into his pin, where he crosses the arms of the opponent and goes blah. Up the podcast and the YouTube channel. I've been loving the quiz videos and also the tier lists. Well done.
Yes. Well, that's mainly Ross's brainchild, but I guest on them occasionally. There's a Backlash one coming out at some point where we have to guess Backlash questions.
Oh, can't wait for that. Cheers, Haywood, you blow me. Oh, I remember you.
Come on. I thought he was going to fall for it. Damn it. Thank you, Haywood.
Yeah, right.
My initial first thing I thought was one that I don't like. I always found the Batista bomb quite clumsy because he'd then roll back and then go forward. I'm like, just sit there.
Yeah, it's a Liger bomb. So you're in a pinning position.
Yeah. But he'd always roll backwards.
Yeah.
Was it him to sell the impact? Like, whoa, I've hit them so hard.
I always thought it was like, I need to get out of this position so I can pin him.
But he's there.
Yeah, he's there. Right. I didn't get that.
Probably the West Coast pop for me. When he used to...
Oh, yeah.
When Ray used to like... Especially if it was on a guy agile enough to like... If it was nailed perfectly, I'd be like, that's amazing. And then he obviously... What do OSW call it? Like the flying hot dog that he replaced it with just the...
Yeah.
But you can't expect, as ageless as Ray is, you can't expect him to be able to do that all his life. They're probably the West Coast pop for me.
Nice.
Was the West Coast pop the one where he would? Yeah, that one. The hurricane
springboard one.
Into the head scissors, pins them.
He would sometimes just do it where he'd like land on them.
Oh, I'm thinking of then whatever the one was.
Oh, drop the dime.
Maybe drop it. Whichever
No,
one.
am I getting it wrong?
Whenever he
I don't know. I know what you
Damn
mean.
it.
He did a few different things, didn't he?
Yeah.
But whenever he did
I
it,
can't believe I'm forgetting stuff like this. This stuff I
Whenever-
would never forget.
whenever he did it into the Hurricane Rana, basically. and
Yeah,
then
that was really
grab
He
both
would
the legs.
like
snap
snappy,
them
yeah.
sometimes in
Yeah,
WCW.
yeah.
Like when-
Sometimes he'd only get one leg, but it still looked good then.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
it looks even, yeah. I was going to go with Shiro, I'm going to butcher his last name, but the Japanese wrestler who would do the powerbomb and then just put his entire body over them, almost like he was doing the Superman pose. And
was
the
that?
sexiest pin to ever sex pin.
Okay.
But people are going to go, who cares about him, Maffew? Jesus Christ.
Who is it? Like an old one?
Sorry, it's a random message saying, sorry, Maffew, your apple juice won't be delivered today. Whoops. Like, what? What the hell? Oh, my apple juice. I was looking forward to that.
You've got an apple juice guy.
Kind of. I get the Northeast Org local veg stuff. They also
nice.
do eggs and apple juice, and it's proper pressed apple juice, big glass bottle, and I'm like, ooh.
And good for the community as well.
Yeah, and this is like...
You're a man of the people.
Sends an email. I'm like, they never email. It's like, sorry, mate.
And
Due to a
he's-
mishap with the driver. It's like, he's taken it. Yeah. He's taken mine.
I need to stop funding Tesco's and Greggs and that and just do what you're doing. I should be a man of Heaton. Sorry. Just
They deliver all over the place.
doxed myself as well. Right. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, what was I talking about?
The
whatever.
Japanese sexy pin.
Yeah, sexy pin. All right, so another move into a pin. Oh, whenever someone would do the jackknife roll up,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it just looks. I've never seen it done badly. It's always people like, okay, whoop, running like.
We've got to mention the perfect plex, otherwise people will get cross. Surely the perfect plex,
A move that is a pin
I think that works
as well.
too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
I think that works.
Huh.
That's like the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Did Arn used to... I only picture Arn Anderson hitting a spinebuster and doing his cool roll. Like when he did it to Taker, and it was the best spinebuster ever. But
He only had one use of he was use of one arm, and he still landed that.
And then did the best sit up, like, and roll away ever. And he only did it because that's my mate. I think that's the only reason he did it, because he's wrestling Flair.
There's been a few times where he hit him like in his 80s heyday, and he's just kind of like, yeah, it's good that, wasn't it?
But did he then go into the pin? Because I always picture him rolling off in a cool way, but not pinning
I'm
them.
pretty sure you can do that, but whenever I've seen him, he's just done that. Yeah.
Tagged Flair because he was the one who got the
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There's
Got
a
nothing
few.
here.
There's a few.
Any, Joel?
We've mentioned a few.
No, I can't really think of any.
Yeah.
Not finishes. I like the Falcon Arrow.
Oh,
that's
And then he
Nailed it.
just lifts the leg up at the end.
Good one.
especially when Hardcore Holly did it. And it was a certain move. Again, I tried to find. It was gonna be a little project, but it never went anywhere. But I tried to find if that was ever called that on TV on WWE. I don't think it was.
Is it an indie name?
It was listed in. It wasn't an indie name. No, sorry. It was listed in guides for one of the SmackDown games as that.
The Falcon Arrow?
No, the other name.
Whatever it was.
Move. Whatever it was.
Okay.
That I'm probably not gonna. Yeah, let's move away from that. But it, as far as I know, I can't find any footage of anybody in WWE ever calling it that. So. Apparently, Holly did talk about his book. He had to have it. Oh, I didn't know it was offensive until someone told me about what World War II was about.
I don't know what it is. Oh,
that's bad. So I thought he writes a stupid book.
okay. Never mind.
Anyway, greetings, diddlers.
Greetings.
I recently finished listening to the WrestleMania podcast special. First and foremost, a big and hearty thank you to everyone at Cultaholic for the work that you all put in leading up to the biggest weekend of the year.
Thank you for watching.
While listening to the Mania special, I had to laugh for a minute while you guys talked about the meteorologist involved in Jade Cargill's entrance. Oh, yeah, we did talk about this. Jim Cantor. I can't blame you all for thinking that WWE found the local wacky weatherman and had him put on a quick panto performance in the lead up to Jade's singles debut at the Show of Shows. The reason that your collective reactions were so funny is that in the States, and especially here in Florida, Jim Cantor is the literal harbinger of death. He's the Silver Surfer coming to herald the arrival of Galactus. If you see Jim Cantor at your local airport, you should have already left. Just start praying at that point. For context, Jim Cantor is the lead meteorologist for the Weather Channel, the major national weather station in the US. What's made him so famous that he's the man sent to cover catastrophic weather events, namely hurricanes. He comes into town with one objective: stand in the middle of the storm and take a savage beating from the elements to explain in layman's terms what's going on. Some samples of his work are pictured below.
Joel, can we have the pictures, please? Yeah. Matthew's going to like these pictures, I feel. There's two, and they're fantastic.
Wait, no way, is that him?
Look at him go.
Wait, is he holding up the sign, or is it just
Is he holding on to it for dear life?
It looks like it's out of the ground. I don't know.
Oh, it's the way he's playing. He's holding up the sign saying one way, like it's the statue of Iwo Jima.
Yes.
He's having a good time there.
He's class. I like him.
He looks like he's cutting a promo.
Let me tell you something, Brain.
I'm not scared of you. Oh, what a dude. So he's not just a local wacky weatherman?
No, he's the main one. Yeah.
Oh, get it.
The main one in America, where it's a big place.
Oh.
You know, over here, the weather's a bit different from here compared to London, but not like there.
No.
When he goes out with his family, he's like, Dad, why is everyone looking at you going to the restaurant running out? As someone from Tampa, where you learn how to prepare for a hurricane before you learn how to ride a bike, seeing this man act like he was in Birdemic was a treat. We were all very happy to see good old Jim have a great time while not having this piss beaten out of him by God himself. My question for you all is there anybody in British culture that's viewed as goofy by the rest of the world, but is held in high regard by the folks of his home nation? Keep up the excellent work as always. Sincerely, former centre for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Stephen Stamkos, a.k.a. Matt from Tampa.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you very much, Matt. What an insightful, informative, and very polite email.
Matthew really liked that one.
I'm sure other people from Florida are like, you dumb British idiots. How dare you not know about our weatherman?
Yeah. So, British person the equivalent of that,
Easy, Mr. Blobby.
This is literally what Fraser said upstairs when I...
Did he really? Yeah, what a man.
Sorry, it was Aiden, I think.
Well, that's completely different.
Yeah, it was one of the two, and I went, I hate Blobby, though.
Oh, you never liked him?
I thought everyone hated Mr.
I
Blobby.
love Mr. Blobby as a kid.
How do we explain Mr. Blobby to the...
All right, Mr. Blobby. There was a man named Noel Edmonds, and his big show was the Noel's house party. And one of the things he did a lot of was like hidden camera stuff and pranks. And one of his pranks was the idea that he'd get famous people to do dumb stuff and just be fools for this horrible character called Mr. Blobby, who was supposed to look and resemble a terrifying, horrible, dumb crap cartoon show.
What is he meant to be?
He's from Blobland and stuff, whatever.
He's
supposed to be a bad character. The thing is, Mr. Blobby ended up becoming popular by itself and became a bane on Noel's existence because he became sick to death, the character who wasn't supposed to be this popular. And
how did he become popular, though?
Yeah, because Noel's like, this wasn't the point of the character.
No.
You know when watching Bron Breakker kill Sami Zayn, we're like, can you please stop cheering for Bron Breakker? You're supposed to be booing him. It was like that.
I think you can compare Blobby to like Fandango. I don't know.
There's a show. What's it bloody called? One in America where. I've forgotten all the names involved in this. Yeah, move on, Matthew.
Okay.
Bail out that one.
But Blobby was so annoying because his voice as well. He looks like a dick. He's big and pink with yellow spots on him.
Yeah.
And he comes out and goes, Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
Yeah.
And that's all he talks like.
That's the whole thing, yeah.
With that horrible voice modulation, like the worst Doctor Who villain you've ever heard.
And he just walks into stuff and knocks things
Blobby,
over.
Blobby, Blobby.
Like, oh, Blobby, you've knocked the table over again.
Blobby, blob, blob.
You knocked the Christmas...
What's that, Mr. Blobby?
You know, on the Christmas episode, he's going to knock that tray over. Oh, God.
Where's the turkey, Mr. Bro, 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 bro? You ate the turkey.
Oh, no, Blobby.
Bones and all. Jesus Christ.
I hate him.
You get taken to the Blobby Hospital.
That's the first thing they said upstairs when I was like, who's a good example? I said Robbie Williams.
I thought
Robbie Williams?
that was
No,
my
not
first thought.
Robbie Williams,
Robbie
friend
Williams.
of Tom Campbell. But I met him at the wedding.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
He's nice.
But the real Robbie Williams, because over here he's like the biggest male solo pop star since. He's one of the biggest ones we've ever had.
Yeah.
But like the rest of the world are like, who? And only recently
yeah.
did Americans realize who he was because of that film where he's a monkey.
Yeah, that's right.
Biopic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like,
My mum went to see that film, and I went, great, mum. I think you're one of the few.
apparently it was all right.
It said people said it was interesting. It bombed, like horribly. Bless him. But the guy I was thinking was Urkel.
Oh,
Steve Urkel.
yeah.
He was on that show, and he wasn't supposed to be the focus of the show, but he became so popular. It's like, right, we're going to book him first, the rest of the show around
He's
you.
like the Fonz of his day or something.
Yeah,
The Fonz
sure.
was a breakout. But...
Yeah. Yeah, so Mr. Blobby. number one
Williams.
song, Christmas, 93.
Do you know what song was number one when you were born?
No.
Mine was Ebenezer Good.
He's a good. By the
Ebenezer Good. My dad said he was always going to buy whatever song was number one when I was born, and he couldn't.
told us
He
how it
couldn't
was,
bring
good
himself to do it. He's like, but that's crap.
Bless you.
And I've seen the singer before in an interview deny that it's about ecstasy.
I know. With
Easy
straight
good, easy
face.
He's Ebenezer.
Ebenezer.
What, in the early 90s? It's not about that, is it? All right, cool. Oh, dear.
Anybody else that just is very English,
Well, Robbie.
British? I can't think of anybody else. Can't have Mr. Blobby be our one
Robbie
guy we
Robbie
understand.
Williams. I was talking in American. I was like, do you know? They asked me who Robbie Williams was because it was that. When it was Oscar
really?
season, they were like, "Who? You're British. Who is this guy?"
Yeah.
And then they'd heard Angels though. They were like, "I know Angels." So Angels is a big song, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's got like 10 big songs over here.
Oh, at least.
Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
entertain you.
Yeah.
She's the one.
Yeah. Come undone.
Come undone. Feel.
Yeah.
I can do this. He's had loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
That's all of them I can think of.
No.
No,
He's had more. Eternity. Is that a big one? It was all right.
which one was Eternity?
For eternity. The one with Nicole Kidman. Something Stupid.
Oh, God. My brother bought that album, and I effing hooed it.
The Swing album. It's unbelievable. It's a great album.
I'm like, I like Robbie's pop songs. Like, oh.
Come fly with me. It's brilliant. Oh, when Seth MacFarlane does it, it's fine, is it?
No.
He's a good
Hey,
singer.
Robbie, how about you swing on this? Sorry.
Kids with Kylie
Applying for The
Minogue.
Sopranos.
The duet with Kylie. Kids. Don't mind doing it for the kids. So come on, John. Rock DJ.
Rock DJ, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
That's the one. They're all a bit meh, but you know, but they're massive songs.
And they're all playing in my head at once now.
My
Every
dad-
song you've said just come on.
I think my dad's got a vendetta against Let Me Entertain You because he likes the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. And he says it's just the title track from Jesus Christ Superstar. Let me
Well-
ding, 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 do, 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 do.
Jesus Christ.
Do, do, do.
Mr. Blobby.
No, Mr. Blobby. Enough of the questions.
Will you not watch a revival of Jesus Christ Superstar with Mr. Blobby, Robbie Williams,
I've never seen the original
the
Jesus
surviving Chuckle Brother?
Christ. Paul.
Who else is English?
Who else is it?
Chris Evans.
Yeah, but like proper, like English, like yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard from Richard and Judy.
Yeah. Otis the Aardvark.
He's mad.
Oh, it's the Aardvar.
Yeah.
He's mad. Did you say about Richard
Richard
Herring?
Madeley.
Not Richard Herring. Yeah, Richard Madeley.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Little and Large.
Okay.
It's getting stupid now.
Eric Morecambe's in there.
Eric Morgan, yeah.
Anyway. We can't just list English
The people that
people.
we have, but no one else gets. And it's like,
Yeah, like, because even wrestlers, I remember when I realised that the English style is like renowned around the world. You know?
Grado is. I'm not sure if he had that.
Grado?
I'm not sure
Not
if he
English in the slightest.
Oh God! Oh, what have I done there? Jesus.
Okay,
oh,
British.
Sorry. That's the end of that bit. I'm sorry. Oh God.
yourself.
Oh no.
Oh, he'll be fine.
It's yourself, Nage.
He'll be all right.
Oh.
He'll be fine. He's friends with Shaw Samuels. It'll rub off.
Oh
on him.
no! You can definitely have me killed for a fiver. Well, Jack, it's been a lovely podcast, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Kicking and screaming.
Oh God, it's the end. There's no Reese's Pieces, of course.
That's right.
Wow. It has been a lovely podcast, Matthew. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me.
Always happy to do it with me.
Hope
Always a
your eye-
pleasure.
Hope your eye continues to get better.
Me and you both. Yes. It means I'll be awake next week. I won't be on. Well, I mean, hopefully, Jesus.
You managed to watch most of the wrestling, and that's all that matters.
Oh, watching it's easy. It's like, what do you think about this match? I'm like, it is weird. It's like when you're on this much antibiotics and penicillin, it is like you feel how Enya music sounds, you know. Yeah, like.
Wait, is that Enya? Orinoco Flow? Salem. Okay.
Ew.
I don't know.
Ew. None of the songs are Enya. Yeah. So I hope to be better next week. Anything to tide us over until next week, mate?
Yes, so I mentioned before that me and Ross have filmed a Backlash quiz. Thank you to Owen for putting that together. That'll be out in the build to Backlash, I guess, next week. I'm going to record my matches of the month for April podcast because I did a Mania Week special because it's normally got way too many matches in, so I separated from the monthly one. But then I realized, so this edition is going to be all the matches not Mania related that took place in April. But then I'm also going to do on the Patreon Wrestlers of the Month, which is going to include the Mania people because I didn't do one for Mania Week because I would have had to, I thought it would ruin my scoring system. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You got your system, yeah.
So I thought, well, I'm just weighting this too heavily if it's all Mania related. They've had one match of Mania and now they're the top of the league table. I can't. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that'll be out on the Patreon at some point as well. That's it. That's all.
Fantastic. Glad that you're sticking with convictions.
Yes.
I've not really got that much. I've just got me and Tom doing the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review. That was nice.
Where are you up to?
We're coming to the end of 02, and it is a terrible show. Really? It's Al Wilson. He's just had a turkey outfit on. We've got Dawn Marico, and well, the reason why I want to shag your dad is because I want you, Tori Wilson. We have got Brock's injured, so they put the title on Big Show.
Oh, Heyman turns on Brock.
Heyman turns on Brock. There's no one else to wrestle for the title, so then Angle is gone from tag guy to contender.
Brock can't have been out for that long.
He wasn't. He only had a small injury, and he was still on TV frequently. But Steph's at, honest to God, Steph has had to turn heel for a week to suspend Brock, just to have something to do. We'll say to make him not look vulnerable. And she goes back to being face, and they say in kayfabe the reason why she did that and when she was in a bad mood because she was on her period. Yep. Bill DeMott has been repackaged as a bully.
Misfit.
Who would have thought of that?
Well,
And yeah.
okay.
And on the live feed we just watched, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas are getting ready to make their debut on TV. They have a match against Michael Shane and Spanky. Michael Shane messes up a spot, and they beat him up after the match. With a shoot powerbomb.
Oh, right. Okay.
02, very bad.
The Wild
for
West.
SmackDown. It was great for most of the year, and then oh god.
Jesus. I also want to shout out. I'll shout out a different channel as well.
Oh, nice.
They're
Who?
called Old School Wrestling Review.
Never heard of them.
OSW released their Bash at the Beach 2000 video.
It was a double header. Wrestling Bios and Bash the Beach. OSW
Yeah.
talking about bloody Russo versus Hogan.
because Wrestling Bios is in the Outbreak Questionarium as well of this one, so they've helped each. It's not like they're
It's
loggerheads.
nice.
Yeah, it's nice. But I've been watching it and it's just so funny because they really break down. They're like, right, we've got Jarrett, Hogan, Bischoff, and Russo.
Yeah.
Who do you believe, right? It's so good.
I haven't watched it yet just because I've been in a certain mood to hear for the 17th time one of the most stupid, convoluted things that was forgotten about on TV as soon as it happened, but everybody's been talking about it ever since, which is very funny to me.
OSW magic, man, because they can talk about the thing that's been talked about at death and I'll still listen to them talk about it.
Oh, bless you.
Just because they're class at what they do. But their breakdown of the whole, like, who do you believe is great because they're like, they lay out everything and Jay's like, I've listened to so many shoe interviews
Yeah, right.
for all these guys. And then they're like, he goes through painstakingly goes through all of them. He's like, what do you think, lads? And they both go, well, we can write Hogan's off straight away. It's very good.
Yeah, good lads.
Mm-hmm. Joel as well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Anything to
I've
plug?
got zilch. I've got nothing to plug. I don't know what's coming up, but I'm sure it's all good fun.
I'm sure Russ will be back with Hold and Give.
I assume so, yeah. He's still doing the stream
Yeah,
for that.
I think he's back next
Streams
week.
got put on hold for a little bit while Pacitti was using our streaming room to ruin it.
Yeah.
But they're back now on twitch.tv/Cultaholic as well.
Fan bloody tastic. Mailbag at cultaholic.com, patreon.com/Cultaholic. You've been lovely. We say something now, don't we? What do we do? Oh, well, point a big screen. After 3, we're going to say blobby, 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 blobby. 1, 2, 3. Blobby, 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 blobby.
Blobby. Goodbye.
Mr. Blobby.
No.
Mr. Blobby.